What is going on, everybody? Good morning. Well, not really good morning, actually. I'm so used to saying good morning, dude. I always stream in the morning time. I mean, it's kind of good morning for me because I slept all day, switching over to night shift for a couple of days. But how is everyone doing, guys? Less than 24 hours till the game launches. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. But we got some early reactions to go through here. Let me see who's in the chat right now. Apex, how you doing, brother? Dusky and King. No, not really 15 minutes late because a lot of people just posted it like recently. I mean, yes, technically I'm 15 minutes late. He did post his 14 minutes ago, so. But I had to get everything set up. I woke up with a migraine as well, so there's that. Shadow, how you doing? I had a pre-order for a day. Nice, dude, nice. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. It is going to be a different style stream today. I mean, we did a stream like this the other day in the morning time, but nighttime is not my normal, go-to for streaming. But majority of you guys voted for me to do these reactions today or tonight. Am I late for work? No, you're not. Kira, how you doing, brother? Oh, you didn't pre-order it just in case? Well, that's what we're going through today, and hopefully this, today will kind of determine if you should pre-order or wait. We're going to be looking at a bunch of different YouTubers and their reactions, or not the reactions, but their reviews and stuff. Luke Stevens is one of them that I always watch. His videos are always really good, so we'll start by watching his review, a couple others. I'm trying to see if I can find any like base PS5 reviews, if possible. Maybe some Xbox footage. Craig, it's you, it's Ryan. Shut up, Craig. Oh yeah, but yeah, you're excited. Yeah, dude, I'm beyond excited for this. I cannot wait. You pre-ordered a game, like they're gonna run out of copies. Yes, they're gonna run out. They're gonna run out. I got preloaded. Yeah, I do have a preloader. Yeah. Yep, you can obviously for pre-order you can have it all loaded up. That was as of yesterday. 48 hours ahead of time you can do the preload, but obviously we have 24 hours away from now. So all the embargo lifted for all these big content creators to like drop their official review on it. So yeah, you don't exactly. I don't regret it either. And like I said, we'll hop in here real quick or in a minute. I'm all discombobbled right now because like I said, I switched over to kind of like night shift, so I slept all day and it was just rough sleeping during the day. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. All right. I mean, we already got like 20 people in here. Honestly, more than I expected, honestly, for a nighttime stream. So I appreciate everyone stopping in right off the bat. And with that being said, I guess let's just hop right into it, right? Crimson Desert Amaze Me review. This is his review on this. Let's hit the like button right off the bat. I'm not subscribed to him. Unacceptable. I watch his videos all the time. I can't believe I wasn't subscribed. Wow, I got caught in 4K. 1440p, bro. All right, we're gonna go ahead and watch his review and kind of, break it down, analyze it a little bit, and kind of see what he has to say. And then we'll move over to another creator. There's a couple creators I have in mind that we're gonna take a look at and see what they think of it and get some possibly some PS5 reviews if we can. I don't know if there is any out there.
I'm just going to cut straight to the chase.
There we go.
Crimson Desert is one of the most remarkable...
Yo, Mr. JB Styles, how you doing, man? How's your day? How have you been? Let me actually put that like half volume.
games I think I have ever played, and I absolutely adore it. At this point, more than 60 hours in, probably more by the time this video goes up.
Is that good enough to hear him?
It's far from perfect, but I am so thoroughly impressed with it. I think its strengths far outweigh its weaknesses.
So he already said it's far from perfect. So I mean it's interesting because obviously no game's gonna be perfect. So I'm kind of glad like he gives very good reviews on just telling it how it is kind of thing. We'll watch through it. We'll pause a couple times here and there and kind of analyze it, but then we can always go back and like nitpick and deep dive.
It is massive, it's complex, it's unapologetic in its lack of yellow paint and hand holding, and it's filled to the brim with systems and ideas that keep you engaged for no doubt hundreds of hours.
Hundreds of hours. I like to hear that.
Work in progress review, because even now, more than 60 hours in, I still am probably 2/3 of the way through the main story.
60 hours in, he's only 2/3 of the way through the story. Is insane. That means he even said a couple hundred hours. That's insane, guys. That's crazy. You watch them all the time too, okay. Oh, why are you tired at JB? Just from working and stuff? Long day. Well, now you get to relax, hopefully, if you're not working right now.
and
relax and chill.
God knows what percentage of the way through the open world activities and the side content. And that's because the side activities and the exploration is so thoroughly engaging. I find it difficult to focus on the main story because there's just so many secrets to be found out in that open world. It's so compelling that I just want to get lost in it, and the game makes it easy to do that. At this point, I'm not totally sure how long it's going to take me to roll credits, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's well over 120 hours based on my current pace.
Just to roll credits, 120 hours. That's not completionist. That's just the main story, guys. 120 hours is kind of insane. That gives me hope on how much content there is in this game potential. I don't know. I mean, he's making it seem like there's a lot, so that's good.
Wild. Another way to say this is that it is exactly what it appeared to be in the trailers, for better and worse. And that means that some people are going to love it, and it will be their favorite game of the last decade. But others will find it willfully obtuse, confusing, and difficult. In this video, I'm going to explain to you what it is, how it works. No spoilers, of course.
No spoilers. Okay, good.
The first probably 30.
First off, I wanted to talk first, John. How you doing? Welcome in, dude. Welcome back. When you rush to a game like this to get reviews out, you don't enjoy it as much. Just relax and enjoy it. Exactly. And like he even kind of said earlier that he was over 60 hours in and not even he was 2/3 of the way through. And you can imagine that some kind of extent he is kind of rushing it a little bit. I don't think he would rush too much just to get a review out, but like he's kind of saying like what you said. If you rush it, you're not going to enjoy it. But like there's so much content in this game where you can take your own pace and expand it to hundreds and hundreds of hours in this game, which is going to be amazing. That's kind of what I was worried about is, the lackluster content. Like, yeah, the main story is going to be there, but I was kind of worried about like how the side quests were. We've seen some content on the side quests before, but like how much is that going to be? How many side quests are there? There's no number on it really, so we don't know. I'm hoping that kind of gets explained a little bit. I love spoilers. Statue, what's going on, brother?
Hours of gameplay and the first couple of regions. So don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything that I would have liked to experience myself with a first look, okay? So I'm going to be sensitive.
Also, I can't wait for that mite fighting, the little mud ring. I can't speak right now. Wow, I do apologize. The fighting ring that he showed, that little mud ring, that's going to be sick, dude.
I'll take care of you. But to put all of this really simply, Crimson Desert
makes me
feel like a kid again.
Let me add my... I forgot I gotta do my poll, guys. My like poll. Hang on. Because it's nighttime streaming and like it's gonna be less and stuff, which is fine. Let's just go for 50 likes today, and then we'll bump it up to 100 after if we can. Sorry, I totally forgot to do that poll. But yeah, hopefully everyone's having a good day. And dude, I still can't believe it's 24 hours away. I've been waiting so many years for this. Okay, here we go. Got the poll started for you guys. Mosh pit, yeah, exactly. I say mud. I can't speak. Wow, holy crap! Today is just bad for me. Mud fighting arena. That's the words I'm looking for. The fact that some boss battles are going to be hard. Yeah, I've seen people say that. Wait, really? They say it like a bad thing. See, like hard boss battles, I enjoy. Personally, for me, I like playing Elden Rings and like those type of games where the bosses can be hard. You know what I mean? Ray H, how you doing? This game looks alright. It would be nice to stream this in Armor Forge. Yes, yep. I'll be doing both.
In my mom's basement. It's that sense of endless wonder and opportunity, the idea that you can look anywhere in this massive world and there's going to be something for you to find, whether it's in a cave, under a waterfall, or tucked up in a tree that looks weirdly flat at the top. In a word, it's freedom. This sense of
freedom right there. Those words.
That's what Crimson Desert really nails, and that's what I love about it. But some people, I'm sure, are going to be frustrated by how open-ended it is.
Yep.
How
we actually talked about this. Let me know if I'm pausing too much, but I do want to like analyze and talk it through the entire thing. I mentioned this in one of my videos beforehand, and it brings up a good point. Some people are going to love the freedom in the open sandbox field, but some other people are not going to like it because a lot of people like structure and hand-holding. From what I heard, this game doesn't have hand-holding at all. Which for me, playing Arma, it's a Milsim sandbox. I love that. So that's awesome.
the game can feel at times and how little it holds your hand. Crimson Desert basically gives you a pretty robust series of tutorials and walkthroughs for the first 10 to 15 hours. That means it's
really okay.
Probably a rough onboarding process for a lot of people where
still 10 to 15 hours of kind of hand holding like tips and stuff is actually a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I thought maybe for like the first hour or two, maybe it was going to be like tutorial hand holding and then like they're just going to throw you into the world. But 10 to 15 hours is actually a lot more than expected. Nothing like a good mud fight, that and a wet t-shirt contest.
Just learning how
cool, exactly.
Then it opens up and lets you start exploring freely. And dude, I got lost, like truly lost. I spent like 15 hours just wandering around, having an awesome time. I found a puzzle that I literally used a note card to graph out which ways.
That's funny, dude.
When I used this wheel versus that to solve the puzzle, I got fully immersed and I loved it. But
that reminds me of Destiny back in the day with some of the puzzles and stuff. Like writing the stuff down or like on my phone or something and like try to remember the puzzle patterns and shit like that. That stuff I love. That is amazing. They said there's no loading screens. How does that work? Fast travel locations though? I don't know. You're right. It might be just a transition style loading screen, like not an actual loading screen, but like you teleport and all of a sudden you reappear. If you think, has anyone looked up what's the game? I think Throwing Liberty kind of had the same way where it's like you pull out your book and then like you have like a 5-second wait period when you're like gonna transfer and then you get shot up into the sky and then you get shot down to the new location without like a loading screen. I think it's gonna be something like that maybe. Yeah, open world fans can rejoice. Exactly, dude.
That is exactly the kind of feeling that some people are going to hate. They're going to want the pop-up with the orange arrow pointing where to go and what to do next. And that's just not what this game is. And I love it for that. Some people will hate it for that. But that sense of exploration that I love so much is precisely why it makes me feel like a kid again.
Has any of the reviews said what the pre-order bonus even do? I think it's cosmetics, but let me look it up real quick on my phone.
There's things that leave you confused. There's going to be puzzles that you struggle to get through. There's going to be moments where you need assistance from an older sibling, or God forbid you Google something. And I think that that is actually where the community of Crimson Desert is really going to carry it across.
Actually, okay, so I just pulled up the pre-order bonus. I don't think it's just cosmetic because it looks like you actually get like horse armor and armor. So I'm assuming it's more than just cosmetic, maybe. Yeah, it's an actual armor set, it says. Unless it's like a trim or something, but it looks like an actual armor set. Yeah, so I don't know if it's just cosmetic. We're going to try to look into that after, though, today at some point.
Finish line for a lot of people. As I've been reviewing this, I've largely been on my own. There has been a Discord server for us to access like technical support if we have problems with the game or if we have bugs to report and things like that. But we've largely been on our own.
Yeah, whole drill instructor, what's going on, dude? How's it going? How's it going? 1 second. I gotta unlock the door real quick. My wife forgot her keys, I think. All right, I'm back, guys. They said it's only cosmetics? Okay.
Figure this
it must
out.
Be like a trim or something.
Imagine once the game launches and the community starts helping each other solve puzzles, discover secrets, figure out a cool way to take down this boss or access this castle early. I think this game is going to get elevated to a whole new level. And it seems like Crimson Desert has been designed from the outset with that community-led focus in mind. Specifically, the idea that just like with MMOs, a lot of the coolest secrets and ideas can be found within the community, not necessarily within a tutorial.
1 second, guys.
Or some
that's a full set horse and 2 shield technically. Well, yeah, it's only cosmetics, but like if you get armor right off the bat though, wouldn't that be more than just cosmetic? Or does it count as like a trim? You know what I mean? Like an armor trim kind of thing. Bethesda must have saw the game and thought it must be make ES6 better than this game if players are gonna go. Yeah, that's the thing. I think a lot of companies are actually worried about like how they're doing this game, to be honest with you guys. They're doing a really good job on this game so far from what we've seen, but we'll continue with the review here. I was very surprised you didn't remember me on Discord. What do you mean? I remember you on Discord. What are you talking about, Drill? You asked me about if I've watched your stream before.
Guide within the game's menus. In other words, this game is much more Elden Ring than it is like God of War 2018 or Ragnarok. It is not a game like one of those modern third-person adventure Sony exclusives. It is unapologetic in how massive it is and how little it guides you and how it wants you to get lost and figure it out. And that sense of getting lost is why I love it. It makes me feel like a kid figuring out Skyrim for myself for the first time, and I love it for that. That's also why some people
see, and that what he just said there is very reminiscent, especially if like you played, like I said, a bunch of open world games when you were a kid and stuff. This game is gonna kind of like give your sense of, you know, belonging again. You know, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna feel like you are back in the day when you're a kid and you're exploring these big video games. Because nowadays, like the last open world game I actually enjoyed and played a lot was RDR2. Other than that, I really didn't play any open world games. So I feel like this game here is just gonna bring a lot of people back to the open world concept and the single player concept. Because most games nowadays go for either the PvP or the single player linear driven style games.
are going to be frustrated by it and not connect with it, and that's okay.
Yeah, all the videos popping up, just exploring and finding odd things. Yeah, dude, it's going to be crazy.
No matter who you
There's going to be a lot of videos out there.
Everybody on Earth will think it's a 10 out of 10. As with every game, there are strengths and weaknesses. It's not perfect. There are bugs. There are problems that we're going to talk about. But overall, I think the total package is something.
That's not me, Drill Instructor. That was a fake account. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't me, Drill Instructor. There's a fake Discord that trying to steal my name. Did you not see it in the main Discord? In the main Discord, yeah, dude. So someone's been trying to steal my my name on Discord and messaging a bunch of people random shit. So watch out for that, Drill Instructor. Because I talked about it in the main Discord channel, and because someone posted a picture saying, "Is this you, right?" I'm like, "No, that's not my account. Like, block that account." Yeah. Well, maybe only for the sale because I haven't beat Skyrim, Witcher 3.
One really love it, and if I
say go for it, but I mean, I don't know when they're gonna do a sale though.
Instead of filming this, I would be.
Yeah, too many good games coming out. Yeah.
I may or may not have it booted on my computer right now, waiting to get back in. Let's get into the specifics of all of this. The first thing I have to say is that the map of Crimson Desert is freaking gigantic. It truly is.
We knew
massive.
that. We knew that.
A story started going around in the last few days about how Digital Foundry tested the game and they walked from one area of the map to the other, and it took them 4 hours to get there.
That's still insane.
That does not surprise me at all. I would imagine going from one corner of the map to the other corner of the map, it's probably going to take you twice that amount of time. That is, if you're walking and exploring and seeking things out to distract you. There seriously is a ridiculous number of
you finally got banned on WCS. Okay.
To stumble onto.
I'm not transferring full time game frame.
To encourage you.
We're gonna be doing Crimson Desert gameplay, but also Arma stuff at some point. But we're gonna be doing Crimson Desert for a while just to kind of play through it. I mean, if it really pops off on stream, then I'll main this game for a little while. And I'm never gonna quit Arma though. You know what I mean? Game frame, yeah. Shit, first open world I remember was Vice City. Yeah, yep, Scarface on PS1. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I remember those old ones too. Yeah, fair enough.
Lost like that to encourage.
Yeah, this is you, Craig. That asked. Yeah, yep. Yeah, Drill Instructor. Don't give any information to that fake account.
Ridiculous.
Or listen to it.
With the sheer
That's a fake account.
Volume of foliage, the complexity of the geometry they're rendering at any given moment, the sight lines and distance you can see, and it runs all of this quite well. At the same time, I've been playing the game through on cinematic quality, and all of the footage you're going to see in this video is at cinematic
quality. Okay.
It's a looker. But even on lower quality settings, it runs remarkably well. I wasn't able to get it running on Steam Deck. Every time I would try to boot it, it would crash saying this graphics device is not supported. But I was able to get it running on my Legion Go 2, and I actually played it while I was on an international trip last week, while I was flying over Iceland.
He got to play on his handheld. It's crazy on a plane. That's insane. Like that's actually wild, dude. Because I know it's coming out on the Rogue Ally, I think it is. Like whatever that one is, the little handheld, not the Steam Deck, but
little clip of that.
Yeah,
so you
Arma's
can
hard to
see
quit,
that,
yeah.
where
And
I'm
guys, don't
actually
worry, we'll
playing
look
it
up some
while
PS5
at
gameplay after, maybe
38,000
some
feet
Xbox
above
stuff
ice
too.
wind. It's really, really impressive that it can even play on handheld devices like that. It's awesome. In addition to its beauty, it's also incredibly complex, with tons of different systems thrown at the player constantly. Even 50 hours into the game, I was introduced to a new system I hadn't seen before. Like, dudes, there is even a bank in the game.
What's the new system? He didn't really say the new system. Let's go back, hang on. Maybe it's the bank he's talking about, but he just said a new system.
In addition to its beauty, it's also incredibly complex, with tons of different
wait. This is what I was talking about on last stream, guys. Where if you're in the too cold of an area, it affects your stand bar a lot quicker. So it actually gives you a little notification if you're actually getting affected by stamina drain more, like from heat or cold.
Systems thrown at the player constantly. Even 50 hours into the game, I was introduced to a new system I hadn't seen before.
Maybe that's what he's talking about.
There is even a bank.
A bank? That's funny.
There's a bank in the game.
Can you rob it?
If you have a lot of in-game currency and you don't know what to do with it, or maybe you have a gambling addiction and you keep spending money and you're like, I need to put it somewhere or otherwise I'll spend it. There's a bank. You can open a safety deposit box and buy gold bars with currency and silver that you accumulate, and then put that in the bank.
That's actually really cool, because now imagine this. Say if you want to play the bad guy and you're trying to like rob like a town or something, right? Because like you lose money, or I think it's either a wanted level or money or something like that. You can set money aside, so that way you don't lose any money when you get captured, or if you get captured, you know what I mean? Or you can set money aside in there, like you said, if you have like a gambling addiction or something, or maybe you want to set aside money just in case if you end up getting a bounty of a really high bounty amount, and you're like, I can't afford this. Oh wait, I got money in my bank. I mean, it's just a simple little feature, but that's really cool. What is the story with this game? Like the main story? Is that what you're talking about, DB?
And then select a risk profile, just like your
like RDR2, yeah.
401k, and it will pay out based on the risk tolerance and
no, you're good, Drumstruck. You're good. Just make sure you don't listen to whatever that guy says, the fake account.
There's also countless mysteries to discover, and the way they introduce these is so nonchalant. I love it. You'll just stumble on.
Look at the NPC. You want to rob the bank, bro? Yeah, probably not. Honestly, yeah. Like this guy's gonna fuck me up. Like, let's be honest. Look at him. Look at him.
And buy gold bars with currency and silver that you accumulate, and then put that in the bank.
Bro's got shoulders the size of a bulldozer.
Profile, just like you're signing up for a 401k, and it will.
So the main story is obviously without spoilers, so we don't know. There's no spoilers and stuff going around right now, but essentially you're a gray main, and like they're like, oh, how do you say it? They're like really well known, and like you're supposed to be the good guys essentially. And it's like your gray main faction is like has an arch enemy called the Black Bears, and the Black Bears, I guess, come in and fuck you up kind of thing. And the whole story is like, I guess you die, quote unquote die, and you come back to life somehow, and like you got to figure out what happened, what's going on with the overworld, and you kind of have to rebuild your camp and like bring all your members back together through the storyline. That's as much as I know anyway about it.
Pay out based on the risk tolerance and how your investment does. Like, what? It's crazy. There's also countless mysteries to discover, and the way they introduce these is so nonchalant. I love it. You'll just
caves, dude. I hope there's actual dungeons.
Don't explain anything. They don't give you a tutorial on how to solve the puzzle. It's just left up to you to figure it out. As an
I don't know if you're really a noble, but like you're kind of like the gray mains are kind of like a ruffian, like, how do you say it? Like they're like mountain people. Not really mountain people, but they wear all like leather, fur, you know what I mean? Kind of like what Jon Snow would wear, you know what I mean? Something like that. I don't know like how like in a noble status you are, but you're very well known though, in a sense. Like if you go into town, like they're gonna know you're a gray main. But like status wise, I'm not sure, because there is actually like nobles in the game and whatnot. But yeah, you can rob places, and like there is a sort of like a, you know, like Red Dead had like a repetition thing, like a bad or good thing. I don't know how far that goes into it, but you can piss off factions, and like if you rob this specific faction constantly and you go into town, you're not gonna be able to buy things from that faction anymore, or they're gonna like chase you out of town kind of thing.
Example, you'll stumble on this puzzle, which is just a massive grid
no
with
problem, DB, no
symbols
problem,
and stuff on it. and they won't tell you what you're supposed to do or how you're supposed to progress. Like, it's just up to you to figure it out. And I love that.
See, that's what I like too.
I
What he just said about the
devour
puzzles.
this. I think
They don't
it's
tell you how to do
awesome.
it.
I
There's no
love it.
hand
Some
holding.
people will hate it though, because they're going to get to the puzzle and be like, what am I supposed to do? They won't tell me. And that is precisely why I love it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether you like these kinds of puzzles where you just...
Because you think about it, it's a puzzle. Puzzles aren't supposed to tell you exactly how to do it in games. Like if they tell you exactly how to do a puzzle in a game, then it's not a puzzle. A puzzle is supposed to be like, hey, here's this weird situation. This, you know, in this instance, you get a floor full of dots that you can press down and make them glow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's completely random and like not really random, but like you got to figure it on your own. It's not going to hold your hand like, oh, you have to make this exact pattern, because then it's not really you don't have to think about it. Games that hold a hand too much, kind of like I said, in my opinion, I get bored too easy. So that's why I'm very excited about the not holding hand aspect.
Just look at it and you have to deduce what you're supposed to figure out. And if you love that, you're gonna adore the open world exploration in this game, where you see that and you've got to figure out what you're supposed to do. And when it clicks and you know what you're supposed to do, it's fantastic. But
yeah,
I love
it feels rewarding
but
once you actually complete something. Yeah,
and I guarantee you, there's gonna be like games journalist memes out the ass with this game of people.
Game journalist memes. Yeah,
they didn't tell me what to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Bad game design, when they're just slow.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah, so I already know, like, I like that kind of stuff where it's gonna be harder, but I already know I'm gonna freaking stress and like freak out when I can't figure something out. Like, it's just gonna happen. Like, it's gonna be funny though, because then at that point, like I said, I just can't figure it out. Like, I'm curious on how hard and how in depth it actually goes with some of the puzzles. But he's right by saying, you know, it's very rewarding once you figure that out and it clicks, because then you're like, oh shit, I figured this out on my own without any tips or hints, you know. Mons, hi everyone from Scotland. Well, welcome in. Shout out to Scotland. Let's go, dude.
I said it. In addition, the production
Resident
value
Evil is
just
the
across
puzzles.
board is outrageously high. Whether it's motion captured side quests, the graphics.
I'm not playing currently. This guy, Luke Stevens, he got a review copy because he's a big YouTube channel. We're reacting to his review copy. So he's reviewing the game. We're gonna be watching a bunch of different reviews and stuff of gameplay. Possibly looking up some new PS5. Hopefully, there's some PS5 review footage out there for today. A handful, actually, quite a bit of big creators got access to the game early, and the embargo lifted right now, so they can put out their review copies. So that's what we're doing.
Where you
so stick around if you want to see potential like PS5 stuff. We're gonna look up a bunch of different like new gameplay footage for you guys.
The freaking water, dude, looks crazy. Don't get me wrong, this isn't like...
Yeah, so no holding your hand puzzles, more scratch your head puzzles. Yeah, kind of like something like you kind of have to go into it not knowing anything, and you kind of like click maybe a couple buttons, and then you're like, okay, how does this work, or what do I have to do? There's probably some hints here and there, but they're not going to tell you exactly how to do them, you know.
The Decima engine when it comes to cutscenes, like with Death Stranding 2 or anything, but for an open world adventure sandbox, it's very good. I would say industry leading compared to the likes of other recent contemporary.
Yes, 50 likes, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. I would appreciate it.
There are a bunch of boss fights.
I know, only one more day, dude. One more day.
Castle siege
I'm hyped.
Which are expansive, and
I can't even find my words today. I'm so excited.
How they even got these running? Like, seriously, they will have hundreds and hundreds of enemies being simulated in real time.
That's crazy. Hundreds and hundreds of enemies simulated.
Who are also being simulated in real time.
Now,
like, I'm not joking.
Let me address something really quickly, guys. What he just said also, hundreds of enemies simulated in one area. Now, we did see on the PS5 Pro that when he went to Bug Hill, Digital Foundry went to Bug Hill, there's a shit ton of enemies, and it dipped in FPS. It's always going to dip in FPS with more enemies, because FPS gets affected by the enemies in the sense of your CPU, actually. Let me rephrase that. Your CPU gets hit hard with the amount of enemies. The fact that they can have hundreds in one area is sick. But like I said, if you're on PS5 or Xbox on console, you have to understand that if you get to like the point, if you're, kiting enemies around to where you have like 100, 200 enemies in one area, it might dip a little bit in FPS. So you have to kind of keep that in mind,
When I say that some of the stuff they do in this game makes it look like other studios aren't even trying. It's ridiculous. You know, one of the common things that was said about Crimson Desert in the lead up to its launch was this looks too good to be true. There's no way this is real. And that was a fair feeling to have.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yo, Tuski with the gifted member. Let me add that up here in a second. Holy shit, dude. Thank you so much. Glizzy, what's going on? Only because we can clip farm you. Yeah, shut up, Glizzy. What's going on, bro? Got a pro, so I can't wait to play. Yeah, it looks really good in the pro. We looked at the pro footage yesterday, and it looks really good. Yeah, let me add the gifted member here real quick, guys, and then we'll get back to the review. I grab my keyboard.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yo, another gifted member, dude. Thank you so much. W's in the chat. W's in the chat for Tuski, guys. There you go. Add that up there. Let's go.
Thank you very much, sir.
Oh my god, more.
For a gentleman and a scholar.
Bro. He did a third one. God damn. W's in the chat. We're almost at 300 members for this month. Let's go.
Thank you very much, sir.
And what, bro? Bro's going crazy. That's 4 total gifted members, dude. So we're at 275 now. Absolute legend, dude. All right. Dude, W's in the chat. Tuski, thank you so much for that. Holy shit, dude.
Capable of doing all of these things in real time.
Daddy J, good evening. How you doing, man?
Thank you very much, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Combat is engaging, and while it isn't level based, it's actually.
Oh, he did 5. Wait, he did 5. He did another one.
Really like.
Wait. He did another one. Oh my god, dude. Bro's going in on the gifted members.
That about it.
Yeah, he's going crazy, bro. He's going crazy.
Lead to situations where you end up grinding some sort of XP or souls or some sort of currency to purchase levels to make your character more powerful and therefore more capable of taking on a particular.
Yeah, dude, thank you so much for that. Yeah, this looks interesting. Yeah, and Glizzy got a member as well. Yeah, the game looks very interesting. It looks amazing, dude. Daddy J, I'll be able to play Crimson Desert tomorrow. In 24 hours, I'll be playing the game. PC Sim Player, how you doing? Welcome in. And Jay, welcome in, guys. How you guys doing? Sorry, I got distracted with the gifted members. Getting all excited.
In Crimson Desert, though, it's flipped and it's gear-based, meaning if you struggle against a boss, you can end your engagement with that boss, leave,
wait.
and either find
That's important information. Hang on.
Flipped and it's gear-based, meaning if you some sort of XP or souls or some sort of currency to purchase levels to make your character more powerful and therefore more capable of taking on a particular challenge. In Crimson Desert, though, it's flipped and it's gear-based, meaning.
Okay, so because he was talking about Black Desert Online, where you can purchase shit with real money and then like you upgrade your character. Where Crimson Desert's not like that. It's all gear based, like stuff you find in game. So that's what he's saying there.
If you struggle against a boss, you can end your engagement with that boss, leave, go and either find materials to upgrade your equipment, or go do side quests that will give you.
But that's actually kind of a game changer because, like, I'm thinking back at Elden Ring, dude. You know how many times I went to a boss that I was not, like, I could not fight him because I wasn't geared enough when I was just too bad at it? Or, like, you'd have to die at the end of the battle. He just said that you can leave a boss battle whenever you want. In mid-combat, you can run away if you want. And you can just re-gear yourself. Like, you can wait to go back to him later on, which is sick. Because, like, I don't know how much, repercussions you have on dying from, like, an enemy. How much gold you lose. Like, say if you lose a lot of gold or a lot of equipment or something from dying, and you're fighting this hard boss, and you don't want to lose shit, and you know you're not going to be good enough to fight this guy, you can just piece the fuck out, which is insane.
You better equipment with individual perks or just better stats, and that will better equip you to take on the boss. Meaning it's not just about hitting your head against a wall, grinding some currency to get. Is there a review for it or Series X? I'm gonna be looking it up after Tribal.
We're gonna be looking up PS5 footage and Xbox footage specifically, see if we can find footage specifically for that. I hope there is. I think there is, but we'll double check.
Encourage you to go back through the knot that you've created, to go through each and every single weave. So if you want players to explore, give them a reason to explore, like finding materials or quests or items that make it worth exploring.
Let's skip through a little bit here. I don't want to watch this exact, copy on his stuff. Let's
like a gameplay benefit.
We're gonna be going through a lot of other
puzzles
creators
people
too,
will
looking at their
forget that
stuff.
they have access to certain things that the puzzle may require of them. They may forget that you can tap RB.
Yeah, I think there is reviews out there for the
triangle
console
to do a
too. I have to
stab
double
attack,
check on that
which
though.
is actually
Tribal.
how you engage with certain
How you doing? Welcome in.
rotatable pillars for puzzles. Basically, there will be moments where like you have a pillar and you need to stab it with your sword, and then it opens up the ability to rotate it.
Okay.
But if you don't happen to use that in combat, you may not realize.
I can't wait for tomorrow. Yeah, dude, me too.
So
It takes about 6 hours for the main story missions to obtain the dragon mount. Really?
You'll just get frustrated. There's many.
So 6 hours of just story missions to get the dragon. That's actually insane. You're gonna grind those out to get that, aren't you?
In addition, there are many times where you'll go through streaks of quests, which are
This guy, how you doing, brother? Welcome
really
back.
High effort,
I appreciate the like.
Executed wonderfully. They have boss fights at the end, and they rival anything you see in other AAA open world games. But then you'll reach a quest that is so bafflingly terrible, it'll make you wonder if anybody play tested it at all.
Oh no.
In the studio at any point in development.
Oh no.
Again, I'll point to that eavesdropping quest because.
And we actually talked about this in one of my streams a while ago. He just said you might get a quest or whatever, like a side quest that is actually really terrible. And I'm thinking they're more of the late game quests, because from what I heard is, I think it was Dragon Dogma 2. I think the end game of that game wasn't really complete. It was super buggy. The quest lines were really bad because it wasn't finished. I have a feeling the late game content on this game will be the same kind of aspect, meaning like some of the quests late game might be kind of bland or not finished, maybe some bugs here and there. I think they kind of plan for that because the game's so big and it's going to take you so long to get to those late game quests where they're going to fix them or polish them up or do something with them by the time you get there, maybe. But that's just kind of a speculation.
I think it's a good example, and then I don't have to show you more than one quest, but that's one that is like bafflingly bad. Like I said, you have to eavesdrop on different targets to gain info about a local leader of a gang, and that gets you access to their underground bunker to progress the story. You talk to one individual guard that's outside of the bunker, and he's the one that decides whether or not you're allowed to go and speak to their boss. He basically has a key that opens a door, and the only way you can get the key is by convincing him you are to be trusted by gaining information from those eavesdropping targets. However, like speaking with him,
so it's kind of a boring quest essentially, I guess.
It's amazing. Like serious, I have no idea if anybody at the studio tested it at all. It's shocking. Like, it's unreal. You talk to him and he'll have a series of lines of dialogue. I won't get too specific for spoilers potential, but then you have the option and it prompts you, tell the truth or lie. About what? Tell the truth about what? Or lie about what? I don't know. You press the button. It doesn't tell you what Cliff said. It just goes, if you tell the truth, he's like, okay, well, stay out of trouble. And then the dialogue ends and you're like,
that kind of makes me think actually, because like I'm kind of glad he showcased that stuff. I mean, I already know there's gonna be some reviewers out there that aren't gonna show that kind of stuff and just kind of hype the game up. And like, yeah, there's a lot of hype on the game, obviously. But Steve always shows you like the real shit about the game. Like if it's a boring quest or something that doesn't make sense, like he puts it not like on blast, I wouldn't say, because like putting it on blast would be like shit talking for no reason. But it's actually kind of nice to hear, people talking about like some of the either more boring stuff or the weird shit that doesn't really connect, really. You know what I mean?
What? Okay. And if you lie, you can select lying with information you get.
How long will it take to download on PS5? That depends on how your internet speed is, really. I think it's 100 on Steam. It's 125 gigabytes or 150, something like that. I have 1.3 gigabyte internet. My download speed isn't quite that fast. No, sorry, my download is that fast. It's 1.3. It took me like 10, 15 minutes to download it for me. So I guess it depends on your internet.
Gathered while eavesdropping. So I guess you're lying by pretending that you know that stuff, I guess is what it's supposed to be. But at one point, you'll tell him a lie, and then he'll be like, okay, well, I still don't know if I can trust you. I'm not joking. He says, I need to get approval for this. Wait here. Which I feel like in English indicates that he's going to leave. Wait here. I'm going to go see if I can get you approval to go meet the boss. He doesn't leave. There's no state.
Working towards getting the dragon will be my first goal. Nice. That'll be way easier to explore the map. That's true, because your mount will be a lot faster. Yeah, you're right.
Leave and go check with the boss and then come back and
see. I think I'm gonna do the opposite. I don't think I'm gonna grind for the dragon right off. I think I'm gonna just go like horseback, maybe use the hot air balloons or maybe like a bear, just so because like I feel like as soon as I get the dragon, it's gonna be like how GTA was for me. As soon as I got like a flying car or like a plane, I missed a lot of spots of the map and a lot of the cool little things. So, like, I feel like you're gonna, like, if you're flying the dragon constantly, at least in my opinion, I'm gonna miss a lot of shit, Just another Ubisoft open bloated world game. I don't think so. I don't know how the story is going to be. Obviously, the story could be bad.
I reloaded this multiple times, and he just never leaves.
From what I see, a lot of the content in the game looks good.
Additional objective elsewhere.
Way more lively than a lot of Ubisoft games, to be honest. But then again, I haven't played it, so we'll find out.
That gives you the name
it could be that bad,
so that you can come back and get approval to go down into the underground hideout. But if you listened to the NPC guard, you would think he's going to go and do something, so you would think it's bugged, and maybe it is. But this is the problem with like questing bugs, is that when they happen randomly, you don't know if you're encountering a bug.
Oh, if Ubisoft made this game.
The way it's
no,
to, and it's just
I wouldn't be saying, well, it
in
depends how they made it.
It's just
a lot of times Ubisoft's, they do the same thing with their AI and they're like their characters where people just sit standing still and not really like interacting. You know what I mean? I have nothing against Ubisoft personally. See, I like AC of Valhalla. I love that game. I liked all the Assassin's Creed games. I thought they're pretty good.
It's not bugged. It's just.
See, I'm not one to shit talk like Ubisoft because of some of their games, but like
into this and like, what is going on?
I can't really make an opinion until I play it. You know what I mean?
It's just unintuitive. But that's what's really bizarre about Crimson Desert is you'll go from one.
You'll get big creators that'll shit talk Ubisoft like that all the time, just to say shit.
Voice acted scenes explaining everything, and it's executed very, very well. And then you'll
the dragon will be like the Mark II oppressor in GTA 5. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm not gonna grind for it.
And to be fair, these moments are not that common. I can think of probably like 3 or 4 off the top of my head throughout the first 60 hours of gameplay.
See, what you just said, it has a 77 Metacritic. That's mid. I don't go off game reviews like that. Like I form my own opinions by playing the game myself. I never go off of like what other review copies go on. I know we're reviewing. I trust him as a YouTuber, what stuff he says, but even then, I still have to form my own opinion by playing the game myself. That's a huge thing for me.
But that's still a lot.
I own a base PS5 and Xbox X, so I have choose. Oh, okay, yeah.
The system is incredibly difficult to navigate with a flood of items.
See, I don't know how much. I think the Xbox Series X is more powerful than the base PS5.
For example,
I think so.
When you pick up bounty notices, it keeps those in your inventory for some reason, and they take.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are reviewing the game right now, watching reviews and doing what I'm doing is watching other people review it.
You just have to open it in your inventory, hold down left.
But console didn't look too bad, at least on the Pro. I mean, even the base PS5 didn't look too bad.
Get rid of it. You can discard it and throw it away.
Good morning, LT. How you doing, brother?
So players who just start the game from scratch will have an inventory filled with junk.
Oh yeah, the world looks beautiful too, yeah.
And not realize it. In
addition, Odyssey was a good one, yeah.
There's apparently no clear storage solution for players for them to like store excess goods or crafting materials that they want to use for their camp.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Red Dead 2 always looked good, right? I don't know if you look at PS4, Red Dead Redemption, I don't think it's going to look better in this game than a base PS5. The only footage that was revealed on Crimson Desert for PS5 base game was uploaded and compressed in 1080p on YouTube, so it was hard to tell how it looked. You won't be able to see how it actually looks until you actually play it yourself or someone actually uploads in 4K because YouTube's compression is really high. We explained this all yesterday on the different, when we watched the base PS5 gameplay.
Or settlement.
It's not going to look as good as the PS5 Pro, obviously. I mean, that's just facts. But
it's my understanding that they will be adding a storage locker or something for the player at some point after launch. It's just
it looked blurry and fuzzy. Yeah, that's because it was compressed. It's YouTube. If you upload in 1080p, anything on YouTube 1080p is going to be compressed. And it's going to look blurry and bad. So we kind of have to wait until we get some really good footage on PS5 base, which we're going to be looking at up later today.
But they did respond to the feedback from reviewers.
Doing good, LT. How you doing, man?
Is there really no storage chest for us? Is there like no way to store things outside of my personal inventory? And they're like,
yeah, exactly. Like 45 doesn't make sense for you.
Working on it. So that's coming after launch at some point, but that apparently is something they're
really a lot of open world games on PS5 look so blurry. Really,
you're hearing a lot of talk about bugs.
I wonder if that's like a
like storage that they're working on,
like a rendering issue or something. I'm not really sure.
Credit where it's due. This team works in a way I don't understand.
Exactly. Yeah, Metacritic. I don't listen to any of those type of reviewers like the
I was playing the game.
What do you call it?
During the review process.
I want to say the media, but you know what I mean.
Patch to fix some stuff, and it did fix a lot of bugs and things that I did experience.
Yeah, exactly. Watch some good YouTubers you trust. Yeah, exactly.
And fixed it, so I cut them out of the review because it's no longer a problem. But that.
Yep, the developer made a lot of MMOs. Yeah, so not a lot, but just one. Black Desert Online. They're big for Black Desert Online, but this is a completely single player game, which kind of works in a way because they have a huge team behind them, which means if there's bugs in the game, it's not a live service like MMO, but they still have a team behind it, which means if they have an issue in the game, they can have that issue fixed within that same week, whereas other game developers take like months on end to fix issues.
That patch landed at like 9 a.m. and I tried booting the game around 10 a.m. Couldn't get it to launch though. So at 10:24,
we're watching a review right now, Sneaky. How you doing, dude? Welcome back.
Their private technical support Discord group. That message just said, "Hey, I can't boot the game." After
I think
I just can't.
The colors are more like, I feel like the game's a little saturated up a little bit. You know what I mean?
I didn't hear anything. They said, "Okay, working on it." About 15 minutes later.
Oh, you pre-ordered LT? Let's go.
Message about
yeah, it even has anti-cheat. Yeah, the anti-cheat doesn't bother me at all.
At 10:58, 34 minutes later, I got a message just simply saying, "Try it booting again," and it was fixed. They had a new update that sent out through Steam.
I did play Jedi Survivor, but on the Xbox Series X, and I don't remember how it looked, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not gonna make up some shit and say, yeah, it was clear or it was fuzzy. I honestly don't remember how it was back then on my Xbox.
That fixed my specific problem within 34 minutes. I don't know how that happens. Bear in mind, they're in Korea, on the other side of the planet, and they were able to fix my specific problem within 34 minutes. That's crazy. Meanwhile, BGS breaks VATs and it takes them 19 months to patch it. Like,
yeah, the series X should be fine. Yeah,
how they're capable of doing that.
There's only like a 10% increase on the base PS5 and the Pro on the CPU side of things.
This game. Within 34 minutes, they fixed it.
Exactly, yeah.
Not being able to
no problem if you don't cheat. Exactly, anti-cheat's fine.
It's actually wild.
Hey, 50th like, let's go, dude. Thank you so much.
Impressive. Other things that they've done just during the review process is they took the starting inventory size from 20.
Yeah, Crimson Desert. Let's go, guys. We're gonna be watching a bunch of reviews today.
Like, is there?
We're currently watching Steven, Luke Stevens. Wicked nice guy. Wicked awesome dude. Yeah, Luke, he does really good reviews. We're watching a bunch of others. We're going to be looking up, seeing if we can find some actual base PS5 reviews or anything like that. I don't know what's out there, so we're going to be digging around today.
Storage access and an ability for us to put things in a chest. They said, okay, we're going to work on it. It's probably coming after launch day, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's the day after launch, like with how quickly they're able to move. Other things like, you know, improving the inventory size.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I mean, I don't think they were scared, more or less. It's just, I don't know the reason why they didn't send it out. Maybe because it's so soon. I don't know. Honestly, I think they just sent the PS5 Pro because the majority of people are playing on PS5 Pro. You know what I mean? That and like they want to show, obviously as a company, they want to showcase their best looking quality games first. They have footage out there of base PS5. Obviously, we saw that on PlayStation Japan. But I don't know. I mean, for a company standpoint, it's kind of hard to tell. I don't think they're hiding anything because this company's been very transparent on a lot of things. They even gave out the base PS5 requirements. You know what I mean?
Period. That's something they did. They added.
Oh, Silksong. I liked Hollow Knight. I never played Silksong.
Bags to expand your inventory for like 50 bronze pieces. They're
yeah, IGN gave it a 6. Yeah. See, I don't really listen to like all those type of reviews
in real time. I wouldn't be surprised if 95% of these problems are fixed even in the first week of the game's launch. And again, it just takes me back to the feeling that this game is just like this game and this studio, they're just different, man.
Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2 is good. Yep. I haven't played it, but I watched a bunch of videos on it. It looks really good.
It's just different, but I like it. I'm down for this. But to wrap all of this up, I really, really love Crimson Desert. It's not perfect, and I'm sure it's going to only get better after launch and as they continue to improve it, patch it, and polish it up. But as of right now, the game that we have is still truly, truly remarkable and makes me feel like a kid again in a really cool and nostalgic way. You know, it's just really hard to put into words. It makes you feel like the world's your oyster.
Yeah, no problem, Mons. No problem, dude.
Just like being a kid, there's moments of frustration and confusion when you're not sure what you're supposed to do and you're just trying to figure it out yourself. A great example is that for a long time, I thought the game was bugged and there was an issue where you would be riding your horse, and it often happened during battles and high intensity sequences where your horse would just stop running. You
really?
Just couldn't sprint with your horse anymore. You couldn't jump. None of the face buttons would work on your horse anymore. I was like, it must be a bug. It must be a bug. Well,
but look how good this looks.
Well, turns out after I submitted a support ticket for it, it's not a bug. It's literally a feature. When your horse is injured, you can't sprint. So you have to.
So if your horse is injured, you actually can't sprint or jump. That's kind of interesting. Okay. I'll just catch up on chat here and we'll continue with this. This game gonna run great on the X. I think it's gonna be fine on the Series X, to be honest with you. PlayStation players are based. Okay, they're mostly on base PS5. I thought Pro was the higher demographic on PS5 players. I was wrong about that.
Hop off, either feed it, take it to a stable where they can heal it, or you can use a.
I think it might get nominated as Game of the Year. Yeah, it could be.
Force touch healing, where you like focus in, hold down right stick, and then press left.
Well, he showed him playing on a mobile, on like a, I can't remember what he called, what it was. He's playing this game on a plane. On his mobile, not his phone, but like, you know what I mean, like a handheld.
There's lots of things like that where you're going to be like, is this working the way it's supposed to, or am I forgetting a system that the game has?
Just hoping the open world has stuff to do, like caves. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be a lot to do in the world. He said that earlier. There's a bunch of shit to do. Like we actually saw him enter like a cave or abandoned mine shaft.
At the end of the day, I think Crimson Desert does a lot more really, really well than it does poorly. And a lot of the things that it does poorly, it's actively improving in real time. Like, I'm not even joking.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people just hate on the game before they even play it. I mean,
I got a message.
For me, I can't say it's gonna be amazing. I hope it's gonna be amazing. From what I've seen, it looks amazing. But like, until we get the game in our hands, I can't actually say myself. Listening to like a lot of reviewers, it's hard to tell, obviously, unless you trust that source. Like, I trust what he says on here. But then again, even then, I can't form a full opinion until I get the game in my hands. You know what I mean?
That one of the other things I was going to mention in this video as a problem has been fixed.
Yeah, that's the problem though. Like,
because I don't have to bring it up. It was a bug, and now it's not a problem. Like, it's crazy, but that's just how they do it, man. They're just different. Now, like I said, Crimson Desert is absolutely gigantic. This is a work in progress review, and it's possible that the game takes an absolute nosedive in the last act, or when I get to one of the late.
Exactly, I played the tell. Yeah, 100%.
Very, very possible. I wouldn't put it past any game.
I don't think it. I mean, it might a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna ruin the LT.
With it at this point, I'm thoroughly impressed.
I think the game's so optimized
to play more, and I fully intend to. But if I had to offer a little piece of advice to all of you who are interested in playing this and are going to be playing it tomorrow after this video goes up on March 19th on launch day, I would encourage you, don't be afraid to talk to your friends about systems. If you get stuck on something, reach out to a member of the community and see if they've figured it out. That's really something, like, they've built this game with that in mind, with the idea that you're going to be able to talk to your buddy and be like, hey, did you see the legendary bear mount is up on this mountaintop? Go there, check this out. You can find this.
All right, skip to the end, see if he gives an actual review on it, guys, like a number.
Again, the game is so freaking massive. I have no doubt there's a bunch of stuff I see.
Yeah, max setting is GPU calls 2080. Yeah.
Crimson Desert, I'm a fan.
I'm a fan.
For everybody, some people will hate it, just like I said in my preview. But for me, I'm a big fan, and I cannot wait to keep playing more. I recommend you check it out if you have a higher tolerance for some of the jank that comes with big open world games.
Yeah, that's
and things
standard.
Like that. If you are sensitive to that stuff, just wait a couple of weeks, and I have no doubt they will have fixed a lot of it. As for performance, I still don't know exactly how that's running and how it's going to look, but my plan is on launch day, I'm going to try all of the different versions, Series X, S, PS5 base, and PS5 Pro. I'm even going to try booting it up on my Steam Deck with the day one patch and see if I can get it.
So, like he said, I mean, there's open world jank. Some people are not going to like that stuff. Some people will. I'm curious on how the console stuff. We're going to look up some more reviews here in a minute. I don't know. What do you guys think so far of seeing that? I mean, like I said, it's hard to tell when you're just watching a different like reviewer doing it. But I mean, the only base PS5 footage we had was rendered really badly on YouTube, so it's hard to tell what it's going to be like. On the PS5 Pro, we've already seen PS5 Pro gameplay look amazing. Oh yeah, the PC version looks insane. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's the thing. We'll have to see tomorrow for sure. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, ride the horse, go smack straight into a tree. Yeah, injure your horse. I think the controls are gonna be fine. I mean, I heard it's kind of a learning curve to get used to, which I enjoy those kind of learning curves. Some other people might not like them, but I guess we'll have to see the actual control set, like the preset on there. Yeah, you gotta try console for anything. If combat doesn't feel right, it's a huge turnoff. Yeah, see, like as long as you're getting decent FPS and like how the actual combat. I mean, some people said that the combat feels really nice because it's not just hack and slash. It's not just pressing one or two buttons and then that's it. Like you have actual combo sets you can do, which obviously a lot of the reviewers, when they played, got flown out and played the game, they played a early on build of the game, and then they played a later on build, which with the later on build is a lot more button sets to use. And if you get thrown into the middle of a game or the end half of the game when you have a lot of these abilities, like there's no way to like learn those, you know what I mean? Whereas if you're playing from start, you're gonna have more time to like learn all the combos and shit. All right, welcome. Yeah, right here. JorRaptor. I like his stuff. We're gonna watch this one here.
Crimson Death.
So JorRaptor and JorRaptor React. Dude, this guy's amazing. We'll watch that here in a second, and then we'll look up. We'll specifically try and look up some PS5 and Xbox footage after. I don't think it'll be visuals that will problem. Probably just a bunch of annoying little things at first. Yeah, like maybe some FPS dips when there's too many enemies in the area. I think there's gonna be some frustration around the combat sense, in the sense of like not understanding how to combo certain moves together. Like it's repetition, and you know what I mean. It's like even like Armor Forager. Armor Forager is very steep a learning curve. If you take a break, like a month break or even a couple week break from Armor Forager, then you go back into that game, you're gonna be frustrated for a little bit because it's you know, there's a lot of buttons to press, there's a lot of things to learn. So I feel like it's gonna be just a repetition game on like learning the combos and how you're gonna set your character up.
Desert is a special game. You probably think you have an idea of how much content there is in this world, but whatever
the Helix, yeah.
Wrong. For example, you can easily spend 50 hours in the first area alone before you move on to the 4 other regions. We rarely have that feeling of a next-gen game these days, where you put the controller down.
Oh, you watch him too? Nice, Craig. Yeah, he's a good guy.
You cannot believe what you're seeing. Well, Crimson Desert is that type of game. It's so much fun to get lost in this world that you're willing to put up with its many flaws. I like to compare it to a really good TV show with
what are you talking about,
final episodes, but some mediocre middle parts that you have to sit through. In the case,
maybe some world hitboxes, yeah, some hitboxes. I'm curious on how the hitboxes work on the enemies too, like not just like the world itself, but yeah, any of the characters and stuff, and how smooth the combat's gonna feel. I wonder how deck performance will be. So like I don't know if he was playing on Steam Deck. He said it earlier, Luke Stevens. He was playing on the plane ride, and he was playing on some kind of like handheld device, and he said it ran pretty decent on there.
Of Crimson Desert, those filler episodes are found in extremely annoying checkpoints, bosses, puzzles, and other systems that could have easily been improved before launch.
Let me know if you need me to turn it up, because he's talking a little lower than Luke did.
Months to come. You will be picking up a ton of loot in Crimson Desert.
Okay, a ton of loot, yeah.
For your camp, equipment to improve your...
Oh shit, okay. Now, we talked about this yesterday. I really hope they allow you... Oh wait, hang on. Bottom right hand corner, we saw there was 35 limit on your bag. This one has 68, so either they doubled the backpack limit or there's upgradable backpacks, because we talked about upgradable backpacks potentially. Because we looked at the 35 inventory slots and we were kind of concerned about that yesterday. So seeing that actually makes me excited. They can upgrade it. Not only that, I'm really hoping there's some kind of day one patch with the chest system, because we need that. Imagine having a PC but still getting to play your already owned library, especially disc. What do you mean? Imagine getting to play your already owned library, especially disc. Like if you already have a disc, you mean? But you have a PC? Sorry, I got confused on that one, Tribal. I'm just looking at all the slots and stuff. Okay, so now we could actually, it's not in, Japanese now. We could actually see, or Korean, we can actually see what it says here. So I got the health, stamina, I got the spirit, which is like your magic, weapon attack, defense, critical hit chance, attack speed, movement speed, fire resistance, ice resistance, lightning. Okay. So you can actually like level up your crit hit chance, which like if I'm playing a dexterity character, that might be nice. Like leveling that up. And yes, this is a mask slot. Someone said yesterday we were thinking there's a mask slot here. But yeah, inventory is full, cannot sell. But he has a higher backpack than the other guy we saw last time. So I'm curious on that. Yeah, half the decks are better than console. Yeah, some of those decks are crazy. Yeah, Tuski, yeah.
Character, food to stay alive, many crafting resources, items for the other playable characters that you, by the way, switch between GTA style. Like, there's a ton of crap to fill up your backpack, and no kidding, during the first...
Oh, the movement from the trees? Yeah, I'm curious on how windy it's going to be, because I guess whenever it's super windy, like the trees are going to be blowing quite a bit. I see what you're saying. Like, I kind of saw that too when I saw a lot of the brushes and stuff like wiggling a lot. It's like, okay, this is kind of intense. Like, yeah, it looks cool in realistic style when the wind blows really hard, but like, how often is the wind gonna blow? I hope the wind's not gonna be blowing constantly to the point where the trees are always freaking shivering. You know what I mean? Like, the game releases on everything tomorrow. The game's not out yet, but we're watching review copies right now. We're gonna try and find some actual console footage, some more footage if we can today at some point. Horses, even in Red Dead Redemption, dude, sometimes Glizzy, the horses felt jank in that game too.
The game, 25% of my time was spent in the inventory menu. So we got the review code 2 weeks before launch, and after 1 week they released. Oh
yes, the Helix will play your Xbox games, including disc. Yeah.
We shared in a
hey, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Phone's about to die. Cheers for the stream. No problem, Mons. Thank you so much for stopping. I appreciate it.
From 20 to 50 and gave more ways to earn inventory slots. I've never seen developers address feedback during.
Esky, what's going on, dude? How you doing? This game any good? I have not played it yet, but from what I've seen, it looks really good. We're gonna be playing it tomorrow and streaming it all weekend, so I am very hyped for this game. That being said, I'll give my official opinion tomorrow on it, but yeah, we're reacting to different review copies that came out today.
A review process like this. Now, the inventory management is still far from perfect, but this does show that the developers are very reactive.
How much FPS on PC? There's no cap on it. You can get as many as you can.
Now, I don't think this should stop.
I've heard people doing 4K 80 FPS. You can definitely like 1440p. You can definitely get above 120 probably. Higher than that possibly. Depending on your graphics card, really.
The main character in Crimson Desert is its world and setting. It's rare these days that we can experience a brand new IP where you can constantly be surprised because you're not familiar with the rules of the world. This can lead to very awesome moments, like early on when you go after the Reed Devil and have to fight an army of his minions before reaching the enormous rice field where a really cool boss fight takes place. Every boss battle...
Oh yeah, Mega Rich by the Weekend. Yeah, they already... I think someone said... I saw it online. They already have over 400,000 pre-orders of the game. So yeah, they're already doing good, yeah. Yeah, long time no see, Esky. Exactly. I remember you. Yeah, I got a stream. It was right in as yep.
Has these
I'm doing the reviewing.
Fighting sequences before, after, and during the battle. Pearl Abyss is not holding back in terms of cinematics, which often makes
no King. Don't start that. Don't start that room. I'm not quitting Arma.
Has its primary topic that mostly gets resolved by the end.
Yeah, I got an RTX 4080 as well. Yeah.
And moments. Again, like a good TV show episode, only Crimson Desert is dropping 8 seasons worth of episodes in one go. So yes, don't expect PlayStation Studios level writing, let alone what Rockstar is able to produce, but still the characters have personality, there are large stakes that make the main missions enjoyable.
Yeah, like what he just said, talking about like PlayStations and Rockstar's writing, like level of writing. Like, it's not going to be down to the point where, like, Red Dead Redemption 2, I know one of you guys kind of mentioned it compared to that game. Like, it's not going to be that kind of, like, writing down, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of story of it. It's not going to be that crazy. Some people went into this thing thinking it's going to be the same level of side quests as Witcher. And, like, it's not going to be like that. They're going to be good side quests. There's a lot of content in the game, but it's not quite the same level. Yep, and it supports NVIDIA DLSS. Yep. I believe it does. It should.
That Game of Thrones sense of skill.
Crimson Riot, yeah. Crimson Riot's crazy.
Having their own troubles and worries, and we as Cliff are a great pawn that can help turn the tide.
I don't know if they're gonna do Xbox Cloud Gaming. I'm not sure.
Way to progress through the open world, because sure, you can explore the world very early on, but it's not as welcoming as, say, a Red Dead Redemption 2 or.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, you don't want to rush through this game and explain. It definitely explains a Metacritic review. I never listen to Metacritic. They always rush shit and they don't. I'd rather go to a YouTuber I trust or play the game myself and review it my own, get your own opinion on it. But like if I was to watch on a third party or like a different person, I'd rather go to a YouTuber that I trust rather than like a critic thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to, base and rely on that kind of stuff.
Ghost of Yote. While it was always said that Crimson Desert is an action-adventure game and not an RPG,
yeah, they get ray tracing.
You cannot make dialogue choices, for example.
Jack, we'll be looking at it after. I don't know if there's any Xbox footage out yet. We're gonna look it up though.
The world is designed like an MMO.
No King.
There's no difficulty setting you can select, but every new region has more difficult enemies, as if there's a hidden level requirement for each zone. This means that if you want to go to a new zone before the main story takes you there, so with very underpowered gear, then you will easily be swarmed by enemies and one-shot by bosses. Some big cities or encampments are also occupied by enemies, so not really accessible until you complete the associated mission, meaning that you cannot really engage with a lot of the open world content when you go to an area before you're supposed to.
Okay.
This does not mean that your curiosity...
That is kind of nice to know. So if you go to an area that you're not supposed to go to, then you can't access the quest, which makes sense because you're not supposed to be there yet. But that doesn't mean you can't go there and see a lot of content. Like, you just can't do some of the quests, which makes sense. I mean,
will not be rewarded, as there are encampments in these late game zones that can give you quests that you can already complete, although for some of them you do have to fight enemies or bosses that will be way too strong.
Oh, okay. I should have paused it right here. Yeah, he just said also because it's gonna be areas where you can't really fight them, and you can fight them, but you're gonna get freaking your ass wrecked. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna get your ass handed to you just because you're so weak. And it's not. I love how in this game that it doesn't. The enemies don't scale to you; they stay the same level or whatever they are. So it's not like, oh, you power up and you go to an area and they're scaled to you. Like, no, like if you want, you can go to a hard area right off the bat and get your ass kicked, or you can have a challenge. You know what I mean? Or level up, then go there and then kick their ass.
You can also find some gear already lying around that you can pick
just
up,
gear laying
or
around, just a shield.
shopkeepers
Okay.
A bit earlier than if you would follow the main quest. But it's not always a very pleasant experience compared
By all
to
means,
some
Brian,
other
okay.
open world games. So it's overall
Yeah, that's
best
good,
if
Josh,
you
yeah.
stay in the zone of your current main quest. But Crimson Desert is still a very good open world experience if you understand its rules. The side content is really good, with lengthy missions that end in very cool boss fights that reward you with unique equipment.
So yeah, side quests will bring you bosses, like you said, and they're some of them are lengthy, which is kind of nice because then it feels like an actual quest. The quests I hate the most in open world games is like a stupid little fetch quest or something, or like in a extraction shooter where it's a little fetch quest. You know what I mean? Anywhere in console versions, we looked up some PS5 based console footage yesterday, and there's actually PlayStation Japan put out another video on it. Now it's not like an actual review. We could watch that as well later, but we're gonna be searching from actual PS5 and Xbox stuff later today, trying to deep dive into something like that. If there is some, I don't know if there's any actual review copies on console yet, so we're just kind of taking it as we take it.
There are many factions that need
Yeah,
your
Josh,
help
I'm
to fight
hyped, I'm
rival
hyped.
clans or seek out traders, and you will miss entire villages and special unlocks if you don't take the time to explore the world.
Dude, that
It
is
really
sick,
feels
dude.
alive in its own way.
It's the big tree
There's
monster,
not
bro.
one, but a couple of huge cities with a ton of NPCs
Hang
walking their own way. There's not one.
Yeah, I wish I can get it rendering, but why is on? Oh, he only uploaded in 1080p. Okay, I was wondering why it looks all blurry. So when you see footage like this on YouTube and shit like that, when he uploaded in 1080, it's compressed like shit and it looks really bad. So that's kind of makes sense.
What the fuck is that?
At the same time, it don't stop you from going to the high level areas and level up slightly faster. Exactly. Like if you fight people who are high level and you like a boss or whatever, you're gonna level up faster. Or like you don't level up. Here's the thing. I don't think you actually level. You don't have levels. You have gear. So like, yeah, if you can kill them, take a higher set gear, then your gear level's higher, and then enhanced, or in a sense, you're stronger. Because there's no actual like levels itself. The only quote unquote levels is the skill tree. But yeah, I see what you're saying. That's gonna be a good idea to do that. Like if you want to power gear higher and faster, go to a higher area and get that loot.
One, but a couple of huge cities with a ton of NPCs.
Yep, you can
walking
preload
around.
on everything right now.
Crimson
PS5,
Desert just
Xbox,
delivers
PC.
In terms of scale, in the amount of stuff that there is in this world. These people on the street don't really have their own schedule, and some of them will just stand around.
The
although
Skyrim
they
thing you
also
said, yeah.
improved that already with an update before.
I'm not sure
release.
I think it's like 120 something, around 120-ish.
Castles in the distance or an enormous tower.
Wolf, thank you for the
and
sub.
other
I appreciate it.
settlements.
Yeah, Lord of the
It's
Rings,
rare that
dude.
the game keeps that sense of
Oh, like
mystery
XP. Yeah, I know what you
for
meant. Like
8
XP, yeah.
hours or more.
Killing them and getting like
You want to
XP
see
or
what
like
the game throws at you
stuff for your
next.
skills.
It also
Yeah.
really helps that the combat is an absolute blast.
Yeah, Treebeard from
Hitting
Lord of
these
the
enemies,
Rings. Yeah.
dodging their moves, taking them out, it all feels amazing. The amount of depth in combat and skills combined with the cool items with special effects ensures that you constantly feel a sense of growth. Even after 50 and I would assume 100 hours, you're still learning new ways to take on enemies. Now, a big difference versus other open world games is that
120 what, King? Did I say 120?
Group of enemies,
or did he say 120?
That will only grow as you get further into the game. There are more enemies in an enemy camp than you need to kill to liberate that camp. It starts with 100%, and by taking enemies out, you want to lower that number to 0. But no kidding, this means that you're fighting dozens of enemies at the same time.
You gotta fight. Look at all the enemies on screen. It's crazy.
30 minutes just cutting through bodies.
30 minutes of killing all the enemies is crazy. I do want to mention something I have heard. So, they might patch this, guys, on day 1. I don't know. But keep in mind, this might be still a thing. It's kind of a bug or an issue. What he's talking about here is he's clearing a camp out so that way you can, take the camp over and stuff. Before you kill the last enemy, make sure you go loot all the bodies. Because what I heard is if you kill the last enemy, it does like a little cutscene or something, and your friends come in, like your not tribe, but you know what I mean. The gray mains come in for camp, and all the bodies disappear, so you can't loot those bodies. So there was a strategy, I guess. The early game reviewers talked about it, saying they would keep 1 or 2 enemies alive, go around, loot all the bodies, then kill the last 2. I don't know if that's still going to be an issue in the game. If it is, keep that in mind when you're clearing these camps out. Brigsby.
More tactical play, because now I just found one tactic that works really
Fighting
well.
Cowboys, great review. Okay, I'll check that out after.
Not get overwhelmed. As the moment you give the enemies enough room to react, it can
No, I'm PC.
Now, luckily,
King,
the more
120 on
tactical
PC.
play can be found
Like FPS, is that what you're talking about?
So an important thing to know is that while you can try, it will be very hard or almost impossible to just mainline the game, as in every act you will face a challenging boss that puts your skill and gear to the test. Unlike Souls games, you can stock up on health items if you farm them, so have many ways to heal yourself during the fight, but that still doesn't make these battles less punishing. It is satisfying.
Yeah, it's gonna be one thing I'm gonna do definitely is get into the not crafting, but like I guess you can call it crafting, like the cooking and stuff. Make sure I have plenty of like meds on me and like healing stuff, buffs maybe. There's also a 40 gig update in the download, so games about 80 gigs without update. Yeah. See, I think I downloaded, I said 125, but somewhere I saw it was 150, so I think the last bit of downloading is going to be a day 1 patch. It's kind of it's medieval kind of, but it's medieval. There's some steampunk vibes, because like there's some areas or factions that have electricity, even though it is medieval. There's magic. There's mechs and stuff, so it's kind of an interesting little twist on how like medieval and modern is. So yeah, it's kind of like a mix of it.
To learn boss patterns,
yeah, you can preload, yep.
Work, and to see that all the time you spend upgrading your loadout has a huge impact on your damage and survivability. But still, a lot of the bosses can feel overwhelming.
Yes, King. Sorry, I was talking about the gigabytes. Yes, 120 on the PlayStation. Yeah.
But again, it is something we don't see often in
Sorry, that's my bad, King. I got confused.
Games, so good to know before jumping in. Some fights are also not well designed, with bosses being way too aggressive, making it hard to react.
Yeah, it could be very similar, which I wouldn't be surprised, Esky. Yeah.
Screens. Also, the fact that cutscenes between phases can't be skipped, only sped up, makes repeating a hard boss less enjoyable. You can always give up and try the boss again later, but this does mean that you have to travel all the way back to the boss arena, which often sets you back a lot of time, as fast travel points are few and far between. Crimson Desert just often gets in its own way. Sometimes when you
wait, I want to go back. Hang on. Just look at the guys that cowering in the background. Like they're actually shooting. They're shooting like their arrows or their guns or whatever, but they're like fucking hiding in the back because they don't want to get hit by this guy. Like they're actually gonna be an issue because look, they're firing. Some of the bolts are hitting strays on the actual boss.
Quite far back, and after repeat puzzles you've already completed, easily adding 10 minutes to each attempt. Which especially sucks when you die for.
Oh, you don't think the game looks good? I mean, that's your opinion. Fair enough.
There are quite a few puzzles in the game, and these are great if you like to wreck your brain, as there are often no hints or tips available.
I guess we'll see.
You can encounter some of them in the open world. These are optional and can be skipped, but there are also
I can't wait for the puzzles, dude. I love puzzles.
Continue with the main story. Some are clear and fun to.
I don't know. So from what I heard is, I don't know if it's true or not. Though I don't know 100%. It only downloads a majority of it, not the entire thing, because they want to patch. Also, keeping people from like playing the game early, because if you have a physical copy, you can put the physical copy in your system, and it only downloads partial of the game. It's from keeping people playing early and stuff, because obviously there's no online on it. So, when games get released on physical copies like disc and stuff, if they get released too early, people can play it early.
solve, but others are very hard to understand because they involve new mechanics that are not.
Yeah, it's definitely a big file size.
Again, there
king,
was
yeah.
a Discord set up during the review process, so we could share tips with each other, something I've never seen before. And I get why they did it, because otherwise we would have been
nice, Bixby. What do you have for eat?
times during the main story, unable to continue. So totally expect that you will need guides to continue certain parts of Crimson Desert. But that's
all right, right there, guys. Guides. There's gonna be a lot of YouTube videos and guides talking about certain puzzles, how to complete them easier. I don't know. I might make some to help some people out with some like tips and tricks and stuff eventually. Who knows? But then again, a lot of people don't want to see those guides. But a lot of those tips and tricks guides for like puzzles and stuff to complete are good for the people who don't want to actually like spend a long time on a puzzle. So I don't know. I might make some of those actually. Yeah, Stalker 2 is huge. How big was Stalker 2 again? I don't remember. Oh yeah, you're 47. You'd be fine, Roger, dude. Yeah, 100%. This game will boot up on a 10. What is that? A GTX 1060 or something like that, like a 10-year-old graphics card. You'll be fine. I got a 4080, and I'm expecting to play in ultra and high and even cinematic at times.
as annoying as these things sound, you will
162
want to put up with
gigabytes,
them
damn.
to experience this world. Crimson Desert has so much to offer. Pets you can take with you. Awesome ways to use your skills within.
Yeah,
the
I think they're just
environment.
keeping it for a day one patch though. The last bit, I don't know
You certainly
exactly.
have to find.
Yeah, I see what you're saying,
It gives
Josh.
a lot back for the time you invest, and again, it does.
Yeah, exactly, Nate. Like what you said, you hate puzzles. I definitely want guides for puzzles, and that's the thing. Like I think like as I go through the game and I'm streaming it, if I see like a puzzle, I'll play through it and I'll have it recorded, and then I might like go back and clip it and be like, oh, this is how you complete this puzzle. You know what I mean? To help some players out that don't, want to have to deal puzzles. This fighting pit's gonna be sick though.
It does seem that most of the issues will be addressed in the
Oh yeah,
coming
you should be
months.
getting that, Roger.
There are
Yeah.
these annoying enemies that would just out of nowhere stun lock you into a very difficult quick time event and would just simply cause you to die even when you have full health. So you have to respawn and lose another 5 minutes. It's not fun, but they already addressed this in the day one patch.
Okay, day one patch.
If
Here
you
we
don't
go.
mind waiting, then I certainly believe
We're
Crimson
just
Desert
smacking
will
a
be
flag
much
down.
better experience again 2 months or so from now. But if you are just as hyped as I was jumping into this game, then it will not stop you from enjoying all the incredible moments that the game has to offer. It's a trade-off that I was willing to make. One that hopefully over time becomes less and less of a problem. If you still have questions, drop them in the comments down below and I will do my best.
Okay, what was the other video? Who did the review? You said. I can't remember the YouTuber's name. You said one of you guys in chat said it. I should watch it. Actually, let's refresh this. New reviews will be coming out on it. Oh, Cowboy, I think. Yeah, hang on. What's his name? I don't know. Yeah, I think you said Cowboy something. IGNs. I'm curious on IGNs actually. Should we watch IGNs? A lot of IGN stuff is kind of iffy, but I can watch it if you guys want me to. Wait, you're the guy that plays Arma? Yep, I play Arma. Yeah, I play Arma regularly. But we're gonna play in Crimson Desert when it comes out. We're just doing reactions and watching Crimson Desert gameplay.
What the fuck is that?
Because we'll be streaming it tomorrow. Game Informer. I haven't watched anything from Game Informer in a long time. Do you know his exact name? Because I could search if I know the exact name. Try and type with one hand right now. Oh, Fighting Cowboy, is that it? Looks like I started that. Oh, maybe I looked it on my phone. Yeah, Fighting Cowboy. Okay, this is the guy right here. Okay, 1 hour ago.
What is happening, y'all? Cowboy here, and it is finally time to bring.
Actually, let's catch up on chat real quick, and then yeah, the game's not out till tomorrow. We're watching like early reviews and stuff on it from like the bigger YouTubers. I don't know why the game's this big. I mean, just the world is big. That's why I think the map size and all the content inside. Josh, I'd have to assume. You know what I mean? Crimson My Desert. Damn, remember when you were about to give away a few copies of Arma? Happy to see that so many people watches you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I still give away copies of Armor Forge and stuff. It would be nice to get my hands on some copies of this game to give away to you guys. That would be awesome. I hate it comes out so late in the day. Dude, same, 5 p.m. It's like 6 p.m. my time, actually, which I'm going to be busy. So I'm not going to be able to go live until 7 or 8 p.m. that night. So I'll be a little bit late to the party, yeah. Oh, you have to fight with your kid for the Xbox? Yeah, I have to talk to her into playing the Switch, too. Thought I was going to get some time while, yeah, she's at school, yeah. You gotta be like, no, Crimson Desert's coming out. It's my turn to game. 10 p.m. UK time. Oh, that's rough, Josh, yeah. Yeah, I was really hoping it was going to come out, like, Thursday morning, you know what I mean? But, like, Thursday, you know, Wednesday night and Thursday morning, like, midnight release. But, I mean, obviously, the midnight releases, you get people doing the freaking New Zealand trick, and they get to play it early and stuff. So, here we go. Fighting Cowboy. Let's watch this video and kind of break it down.
At this point, I am
Hold on, wait.
Quite far from being done with the game.
First off, this shot is beautiful. Look at that. Dude, look at this. This is just sick looking. Oh, Spellcaster Sorcerer, yeah. See, I think I'm going to do a lot of the magic stuff, yeah. This is beautiful. After this, remind me, we'll try to look up dedicated PS5 and Xbox stuff after. I know we can watch base PS5 because it's not a review, but you know how we looked at the PlayStation Japan stuff yesterday, guys? They came out with a second video on PlayStation Japan. It's going to be rendered like crap, but we'll watch it anyway.
Coming up on around 110 hours played, and
110 hours.
Still a ton to do. Right now, we're up at an abyss structure that's kind of in the middle of the map, and just looking around to give you all an idea of the scope of this world.
We'll be watching PS5 stuff after, Sam's.
There, yeah, that's the Crimson Desert.
Oh, I saw this one too. Okay.
That way, there's city over there, bunch of stuff over here.
Oh, he's actually doing like
to really drive home. Like, if we look at the journal.
This is the kind of review I kind of like sometimes, where he's just walking around, just talking, chilling, like an actual review of walking around. Because a lot of people do a lot of like quick cuts in their reviews and stuff. Like, this is actually so far nice.
I'm up to chapter 7. I believe there's 12 main chapters. Gray main stuff, I'm about halfway through. Hernand, I'm maybe halfway through.
Wait. Sorry, I gotta analyze this a little bit here. So these are the faction quests. So these are all faction quest stuff. So Grey Mains, okay, so you got the Scattered Embers, little quest lines. Wow, and Hernand, you got quite a bit of quests here on different things.
Chapters.
All right, let's continue.
Gray main stuff, I'm about halfway through. Hernand, I'm maybe halfway through. Haven't touched.
Okay, you only got like 2 on there.
Lizia yet.
Couple in there.
Payloon. Still tons of different challenges.
Exploration, the Abyss. Okay, so the Abyss is like the overworld kind of thing. Yeah, dude, you can see so far down. It's crazy. Yeah, the render distance is crazy on this. Yeah, Cowboy tells you how it is. It's not great. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like the people I like watching, Josh, is like people are just gonna like, they're not gonna like try to hype a game too much. Like, it's fine to hype a game a little bit, but when you actually have your hands on a copy of a game, just tell it how it is. Like, I enjoy YouTubers like that.
Just to uncover, I mean, 21% exploration, 10% mastery,
combat, life, mini games,
6% mini game.
What the fuck is that?
So you have mind games, something that's locked, duels, test of strength, and shooting. Okay.
And of course, taking a look.
Oh, here we go. Map.
So this is what I've been spending the majority of my time doing. Honestly, is the Abyss. I have a bunch of stuff.
Okay, so the Abyss. Okay, you see the little
really kind of
all the Abyss lines and like how you get across the other sections of the Abyss.
Focus there.
Yeah, it shows that maybe if you press, you unlock more quests. Yeah, I'm thinking so. Yeah.
And if we look at the main map, so this is where everything starts.
Hang on. Oh, he's gonna go around the map a little bit. I kind of want to pause and just kind of like deep dive into this a little bit. I've never really seen the picture of the map yet. But there's actually, so my concern was like between big towns like this, where you get like a big town or something, there was not going to be much, but it looks like there's quite a bit of roads. There's a lot of little structure built into little towns. Like, there's a shit ton of little towns, it looks like, in between each city. Because I assume this is like a bigger city. This looks like either crops or some kind of big town city, maybe. Interesting.
This is Hernand.
Yeah, the map's huge, dude. Yeah.
There's a variety of different icons.
I don't know how long it takes for unlocking other characters. I'm not sure about that.
I've uncovered, ores and whatnot that I've found. We see different quests that I...
And to be honest, seeing the paper map like this actually took me through 4th row. I thought it was gonna be a more detailed map, meaning like you see trees and stuff. But it's interesting seeing like a gray-scaled paper map with some blue in it for the rivers.
I can pick up that I've.
Yeah, the map. This is just only showing a tiny bit of the map so far.
Icons doesn't really pull up all icons.
Strongholds, yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah,
So
camps,
this is kinda
strongholds,
like
dungeons.
where things start. You know.
So you start up there in Hernand, okay.
I wish all was working properly, but this gives you an idea of like where the journey started, and then there's all the stuff down here, which I've just started.
Steel Mountains. Whoa, whoa, way up north. Holy crap! Silver Wolf Mountain.
Dabble in.
And just he just glossed over this entire section here, and the Crimson Desert's way up here. Okay.
Desert, which I haven't really touched, and then Demonis, which
Demonis, yeah,
and then Delicia, which I.
This is gonna be interesting. This area here, because there's a lot of like, I wouldn't say islands, but it's a lot of like water spots in between. You know what I mean? Like you get some islands around here and stuff. Obviously, swimming's not big in the game. Like you can swim, but you can't go underwater. So obviously, you're gonna need some kind of boat transportation or like a flying mount or hot air balloon or canoe. But like, I wonder what's on all these islands. Like, is there gonna be just nothing on these ones, like the small ones here, or is there gonna be like little treasures on each one of these? I don't know. It kind of gets me excited, to be honest. You're still gonna wait until I know for sure it's good on PS5. Yeah, that's always a good thing to do, Josh. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt to wait an extra day or so, and like, or even an hour or two after launch, wait until then to buy it. Because it's not like you have to go out and buy a physical disc. You can just buy it on the PlayStation Store. And I always say, if you're on the fence of buying something, take a minute, do some research, and look it up. So it's very smart of you, Josh. Yeah.
Haven't really touched, and it's just a ton, man. It is a.
It's making you want to pre-order, yeah.
Game.
It's just, I know, it's cool that there's like a bunch of regions, obviously, but I like how the rivers are very, you know, vast in here. There's not too many rivers, but they're big rivers, right? And then you go down to like the, you know, the south east section. It's all waters and islands, and then you get like a lot of the swamp maybe up here. I don't know. We're speculating at this point.
I mean, if I had to ballpark, you know, to
Zora flippers from wall,
like
yeah, dude, yeah.
Completion on this, I would guess we're looking in the range of like 300 to 400 hours.
You wait, hang on. I gotta pay attention to what you just said, but I do want to catch up on that chat real quick. What you just said. Can you remove the shield? Yes, you can two-hand swords. You can have like a great sword and then like a spear. You don't have to have the shield at all if you don't want. No, Metacritic. Some people love listening to Metacritic. I don't listen to them, honestly. Like, I'll look at their stuff and take it into review. But honestly, like, if you find a YouTuber you trust and like that has good reviews, I'd rather go to someone like that rather than Metacritic or some kind of like forums. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. It's hard to tell because a lot of these forum style not companies. You know what I mean? Like people who do these reviews, sometimes they just rush through the game. And if they have one bad experience, they're going to rate it bad. Whereas if you get a YouTuber that puts many hours into a game that gives you an actual solid review, that's better. That, and obviously number one way of trusting it is, you know, find out for yourself, like watch a bunch of different things, do your research, and then unfortunately you're never going to know how the game is until 100% is in your hands. You know what I mean? Yeah, like you could definitely remove a shield, yeah.
On this, I would guess we're looking in the range of like 300 to 400 hours.
What the fuck is that?
He's saying 300 to 400 hours. Okay, that's what we heard earlier too. It's gonna be a couple 100-hour game at least. At least. Yeah, you can totally remove the shield. Yeah, yep. It shouldn't be. I think I've seen some pictures with them without the shield on at all. Yeah. Kind of found it confusing. If you remove the shield, it'll give you a cutscene. Oh yeah, no, you're good. Yeah. Yeah, you should be able to remove it completely from your inventory, like put it into your actual inventory bag or whatever, and not on your person, because we saw on the left-hand side your actual inventory slot of like your character, and then your actual backpack inventory is on the right-hand side, meaning you can like probably de-equip the shield, puts it back into your backpack, and it's not even on your character anymore.
So no, there's not going to be
available until tomorrow.
100% walkthrough before you even ask. But the point is,
at least 300 to 400 hours. Game. Yeah,
I don't think, you know. I would go as far.
Thank you for
the
the sub. I appreciate it, guys.
Person that's dropping a review today, I don't think.
Let me end that poll. We smashed the 50 like goal. We absolutely destroyed that 50 like goal. Thank you guys for that. We'll continue with his the rest of his thing here. I didn't like it since the Black Desert. The story is always boring, and there's a lot of things to do. And performances will be greatly depending on the user. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of Black Desert. The concept of Black Desert Online was awesome, but I just never got into it. So that's the fact that this is story player driven. I'm very excited about. Oh yeah, speedrunners will make it easy. Yeah, that's true, Cowboy. Yeah. Yeah, you should be able to place markers on the map. Yeah.
There's
Alex in
anybody
here.
that is done with the game in the sense of like they've done anything more than the campaign at this point. But either way, let's talk about the game. Let's jump in.
Honestly, yeah, a lot of people compare it to Breath of the Wild in the sense that there's an over. The first thing that people compared it to Breath of the Wild was the fact that there's an overworld, like floating city, and then your stamina looks exactly the same. I'd say those two things alone kind of make it like Breath of the Wild. Other than that, there's a lot of aspects that are totally different than Breath of the Wild.
There's a lot to discuss. We're going.
Yeah, people are hyped. Yeah.
Start
Yo, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Gameplay, and to go alongside that, we're gonna dive into some combat and show off.
Okay, let's show some combat. Let's go, guys.
With gameplay, we are going to start talking about combat, and then after that, we're going to talk about kind of the other activities you can do. In the world.
Fancy Breath of the Wild.
Many games you're able to do. Give you an idea about quest design, etc., etc. But for now, at least, let's talk about.
No, the game's not full of microtransactions. At least they confirmed at launch no microtransactions at all, like none. The only thing is from Twitch drops and then the pre-order stuff, like the cosmetic. Other than that, there's none at all. I mean, I don't think they have plans on it because it's a single player game. There's no reason to. And even if they brought in some type of microtransaction later on, like cosmetics, as long as it's cosmetics, that's fine. The issue which I would have is if they did it like Black Desert Online and they made it like, oh, a pay to play style where you have to pay $20 for getting, 1,000 wood, you know what I mean, to make your progress go faster. Like that's the stuff I hate. If it's just like weapon skins or like some clothing gears and whatever, because that doesn't affect me at all. I don't have to buy that. It's not forcing you to. Whereas Black Desert Online kind of was a pay to play where it's like you have to put in hundreds of hours to do the same thing that this guy spent $20 to $30 on. That's bullshit. I really hope none of that comes into the game, and I honestly don't think it will. But we never know. We'll see.
Combat. And combat really
more like Tears of the Kingdom, I think. Yeah.
Here. We have general
That's true. Yeah. Breath of the Wild didn't have the skylines. You're right.
Basic enemies and animals.
The folding fan weapon, dude. I can't wait for that.
And then you have your.
I know I keep pausing, dude. This looks beautiful,
which
man.
Is more about you having to lock in and learn movesets. Now, we're not going to be fighting any bosses in this video, but I did want to discuss that up front because the combat against basic enemies is very different. It's borderline. Okay. It's almost like a Musou game. If you've ever played like Dynasty Warriors or Samurai
I don't think
Warriors,
I played, but no, I haven't played that game.
Any of the titles like that, where you're
Dynasty Warriors.
You're slaughtering hordes of enemies. It has a very similar vibe. We are leaning heavily into a power fantasy. We are just beating these guys down. We're shield bashing them. We're hitting them with the RKOs and the clotheslines. And we're having a great time doing it. But it doesn't particularly...
Nice, Joe. You just finished your stream. How'd it go, by the way? How'd your stream go, dude? And I appreciate you stopping in and hanging out. Yeah, we're just doing reactions right now, Joe. No big comparison. Zelda games, lack of a strong narrative from what I've heard. Yes, yeah. I heard like the story. Like I didn't think like the story was going to be insanely good. You know what I mean? A lot of single player like... I mean, you kind of have to remember this was going to be an MMO at some point. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I don't go into it being like, oh, the story's going to be top tier, right? It's more or less all the other stuff that I'm excited for. The exploration, the equipment, the bosses, that's the 76 bosses, unique bosses, 400 different enemy types. Like all that excites me right there. Pay to win. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so that's really the point I want to make.
Graham Davis, thank you for the sub.
Against the basic enemies here. Because these guys are going to get absolutely bodied by me. Well, except for these guys who are apparently like hunter captains.
Hunter captains, okay. Nice, Joe. That's awesome to hear. I'm so glad to hear that, dude.
These guys are just going to get their cheeks clapped.
All copies have gone in Amazon, UK. Oh, God. Oh, no.
They got no chance.
This footage right now is not standard PS5. This is probably PC. I think he didn't specify what he's doing this review on. I assume it's PC. Wow, I can't speak. Sorry. I assume this is on PC. We're going to be looking up some base PS5 stuff afterwards, though, so stay tuned if you want to see some of that. Now, a lot of that footage is still on the PlayStation Japan stuff. We're going to be looking at it after because they released some more footage on there since yesterday.
And that's okay, though, because we have a huge variety going on here of stuff we can do. We hit that guy with the lariat. We hit him with that. I was able to do a perfect dodge through that guy's attack. We're going to blind these guys and then go into the blinding slash combo.
Yeah, let's make sure it's on the highest quality.
Give this guy, hit him with the heavy attack combo, and then out of that, I can
I
go
feel
straight into a charged attack.
I feel like people who give this game a horrible review is either hasn't played it enough or just hates open world, honestly. Or unless it's really that bad, but I really doubt that it's actually that bad to give it a super horrible review. You know what I mean? This type of game, it really takes a lot of hours to get into it. So I feel like some of the reviewers and like the critics and stuff rush through it just to get a quick review. Reviews nowadays are not the same as it was years and years ago. The correct way to get a good review in is to watch like a YouTuber that you know and trust that's actually going to put their time into the game and give a solid review.
And you'll also notice there's a lot of different effects.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to see Wilson.
Like
yeah, I know what you mean.
A lot of like, whoa, what is happening? You know, he's got all these slashes. A lot of this is like special effects that I have unlocked over time. This guy is some kind of mini boss.
Yeah, I think a lot of those guys didn't give a correct review, to be honest. Like a review, yeah.
Oh, the captain of the Hellhounds. Yeah, you got messed up, buddy.
See, and people initially like that combat he just showed. A lot of people saw that initially and thought hack and slasher, where it's just gonna be crazy pressing one button or two buttons constantly. Like the button combinations in this game are be absolutely insane. Even though it is fast-paced action, it's still gonna be like you can choose how you play and how your style is, which is awesome. Because I can't stand when like Elden Ring's the only game that I enjoyed where because it's Souls-like, obviously it's different, but Elden Ring has a light move attack and a heavy move attack and then a special, and that's it. So a lot of people kind of hate that kind of combat where you're pushing one or two buttons and you're constantly pushing that one or two. Same thing with what's that freaking game? I can't think of the name of the game. It's an open world. I'll think of it while we continue watching this. I'll think of it. I can't remember the name of the game. Sorry, guys. Yeah, exactly. Look, the game looks fun. That's the thing. I feel like a game can even be bad. You can have a bad game. A game that has full of bugs, and you can still have fun in that game. It's not about what reviewers say, essentially, when it comes to like these Metacritic shit. You don't... Yes, those do help sometimes, but if a game is fun, I don't care what the review is. I don't care if the game is full of bugs. If I'm having a good time, that's all that matters. And that's what video games are supposed to be about, is having fun. I'll be starting around like 7 or 8 p.m., Joe, tomorrow, Eastern, so in about 12 hours, or 24 hours, I mean.
We could do. Like, I got my one-hander and my shield. I got my two-hander. I got
same thing, dude. Yeah, Cyberpunk, I loved it.
Swap to,
but it was broken as hell.
Has a slightly different moveset from the sword. I could fight him bare fist. I could fight him with martial arts moves.
Wait, bare fists? Is he a bear? No.
And doing kicks.
I have bare fists.
They really just let you, like, freeform, do whatever the hell you want.
What are you playing on, Walt? And yeah, I mean, you can pre-order it now. I mean, if you have the money, it doesn't matter to wait or do it now. And honestly, but it doesn't hurt to wait until the launch. You know what I mean? Like, unless you want to play it like a minute one on launch. I mean, even then, you can wait till then and then download it. Depends on how fast your download speeds are going to be. You know what I mean? Like, it never hurts to wait until the launch date to see the actual footage. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to just press people to be like, oh, you have to buy this. But like, I bought it, obviously. I got a PC, but it's like, because I knew I was going to play this game, right? But if you're on the fence, I always say it's better to kind of wait and just kind of, you know, see how the actual footage looks on day one.
And I think that's what keeps the combat so entertaining, even in the context of like...
Yeah, Joe, you have to watch the VOD, yeah.
Particularly hard to beat. Because just to... Well, let me just land real fast.
Yeah, not for you, Cowboy, yeah.
I'm just going to, like, talk about combat for a second here.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying like for a discount. Yeah, it's not their type of game, Cowboy.
Into the combat and give people an idea of what they're going to get here. So as I mentioned, we have our light attack combo chains, and these are pretty simple. The light attack combos are going to be pretty good at like
light attack combos
executes on enemies. We have our heavy attacks, which are a lot more aggressive. My heavy attacks have like a clone duplicate that they're making because of the skill I got. So those are going to tear stuff up. Now, besides that, we have blocking. A perfectly timed block as well will function as a parry. Outside of that, I also have my pierce attack when I hit...
Okay, it's actual pierce attack. Oh, what the hell is that purple shit?
When I hit B, I have a backwards attack.
The B is a backwards attack, okay.
I have a spinning slash. I can also kind of hold that and go into this combo chain.
See, I mean, there's so many combos you can do.
If there's a big dude, I can actually use this to like.
So there's an
actually
A,
vault
an X,
myself
a B,
over him.
a heavy, light, and then the other
And
one I
on
think you
top of
said.
that, if I tap these buttons, I can swap straight over to this.
And he tapped 2 other buttons. Like there's a shit ton of button combos you can do. That's what I'm saying. Like there's endless possibilities. Cyberpunk was buggy, mess at launch, turned to one of my favorite games. Yeah, same here with me, dude. I'm sorry if the game is buggy. I'm not having fun. I mean, yeah, you don't have to be sorry. I mean, some people won't like games when it's buggy. Some people will. You know, it's all different. A lot of negatives I've seen were bugs in the main story. Everything else seems like positives. Open world combat, I think it's fine with that. Yeah, like I'll be fine with that too. Exactly. A little bit of bugs don't bother me. Some people bugs they get bothered by it, but that's a personal preference. Like I said, for me, I don't care if a game's super buggy. I really don't. As long as I'm having fun, I can still have fun with a buggy game. I play Arma all the time. That game is jank, but like I still love that game. You know what I mean? Do you recommend to have it on base PS5? I saw the video released in Japan, I guess. Horrible. I mean, I wouldn't say it's horrible. It's hard to tell in that video as well. We're going to be watching the second video they put out on the Japan PlayStation. They uploaded that video in 1080p on YouTube. When you upload anything on 1080p on YouTube, it gets compressed and it looks blurry and fuzzy. So until we get some 4K footage or some actual reviews on PS5, it's kind of hard to tell. Obviously, it's going to be less graphics, right? You have to go into it knowing that PS5 is going to be like the lowest. Well, actually, the Xbox Series S is the lowest, but you have to go into it knowing it's not going to look as good as PC, right? But until we can get some actual solid footage of how it looks on PS5, it's kind of hard to tell.
While I'm sitting with the shield, I can do shield bashes. I can do little shield charges. I can run with the shield out and just knock stuff over. If I... you can see I have a bunch of stuff. The cuckoo.
Yeah, see, like, I already pre-downloaded, dude. I'm on the hype train. I can't wait. You know what I mean?
Now I have a full...
Oh, yeah, 120 hertz is going to be nice.
And
yeah.
I don't even have, like, the unarmed skills really unlocked yet. But there's a bunch of shit you can do.
Oh, yeah, they'll update and patch over time. That's another thing we're talking about earlier, guys. This company, Pearl Abyss, obviously the Black Desert Online, they're used to rolling out updates weekly on Black Desert Online. That being said, there's a lot of people behind this game. So if there's a bug in the game and it gets found, they can literally drop a patch that same week or next week within a small time frame and get it fixed instantly. Which is more than a lot of companies do. A lot of companies take months on end to drop patches.
Like force pushing here.
This might be the last great game before the worlds fall apart. Oh no.
I can take my tether, put that on enemies. I can use it.
Yeah, the
as
only
like a
pop-in you'll
scorpion
see in this game is maybe on Xbox Series S and base PS5. You'll see some pop-in. I think on PC you'll still see pop-in on PC, but it's gonna be less noticeable. Like some of the textures on the mountainside, if you go closer, you're gonna see some of the textures get like higher res. It's impossible to eliminate pop-in completely, but there's so much cool around and so much good looking close up, you're not gonna really notice
I
it.
don't have that ability yet. I can jump up in the air. Actually, I gotta get a little higher for this. Jump up in the air, charge up, and
yeah.
Boom. And
Go see what the areas look like and lose all your gear. Yeah, that'd be something I do too.
I have shots with the bow. I have charge shots with the bow. I have the ability to charge
I already have it downloaded and can't play it. Yeah, because it's not out yet. Not out till tomorrow.
With the bow like it's a freaking railgun.
Yeah, we need it now. I want it now.
Huge breadth to the amount of combat options that we have available.
Yeah, a lot of combat options, what you just said. Yeah, what I was talking about earlier too.
Like, even when you're fighting enemies that are more on the simple side, the game, it just lets you have fun. You know, it's like, hey, you want to beat people up with your bare fist, do it. You want your two-handed sword. You want to do WWE moves and jump out of the air and body slam them, do it. We don't care. Just have fun. Do whatever you want. But then at the same
and that, in my opinion, makes the game less boring because you can fight the exact same enemy. Like obviously, there's 401 different enemy types and enemies, creatures, whatever. But that being said, you can fight the exact same enemy time and time again. And I feel like I wouldn't get bored because the amount of different combinations, the move sets, the fact that you can use different weapons, hand-to-hand combat, bows and arrows, magic. So like if you're playing for a couple hours with this one sword on this one move set, you can unlock a new ability and fight the exact same guys and have an absolute blast because now your combination chaining moves together and it's a fully different experience. And that's what a lot of other games kind of lack on when it comes to like the standard light and heavy attack moves. That's it. Like that kind of combat gets boring real quick.
Once you get up to bosses, you need to lock in and things get more serious. Like, for example, there were quite a few bosses that I fought so far where a big part of their kit was range damage. And so I unlocked this ability called Nature Snare.
Nature Snare.
Pull this thing up,
what the hell?
and then I could use this to basically like.
What is he, the freaking Avatar? Avatar Last Airbender? Goddamn.
Send that shit back.
He's Aang head ass.
After I have done them all. Oh, we can also hold down R1 and R2 for like our big finisher attack, which mine ends up doing some blades. All the bonus effects you're seeing right now
That's
is
sick.
like from stuff that I have on.
Yeah, gameplay is the star of the show, not the story. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. Exactly. The story is never meant to be. Hang on, let's look at this. The story is never meant to be super great, at least in my opinion. I never, went into thinking this game's story is gonna be amazing. Yeah, it's never gonna be like The Witcher. Yeah, exactly. I'm guessing it has a potential for a game of the year. I hope it does, honestly. And like this is what I was talking about earlier, where you can take your shield off. He doesn't. He has a shield on him, which is slotted right here. So I'm assuming you can just pull this shield off, put it in your inventory, and it's not on your character anymore. So you got the shield slot, your cape, your chest, your gauntlets, helmet, boots, and then your main. No, no. So this is actually a main weapon slot then. Main weapon, and then your bow. Or is it? Actually, wait, no. What are these? So this is the arrows. I don't know if this is an arrow type or what is this. So actually, this is one of the main weapons here, actually. So the main weapon here and a flail. I'm not sure how that works exactly with this stuff here. But yeah, you should be able to remove that shield slot. Yeah.
Shit. It's the Ancient Retribution, Dark Crescent.
2000 hours. Dude, Elden Ring's so good.
Darkness, Queen's
Fang. Yeah. Did a lot of hours in this game.
I do heavy attack, you can see I have a little
Series S, 120 FPS, 4K. I don't know if it'll hit 120 in next Series S. I don't think. Can Series S even hit 120 at all? I think isn't Series S capped by 60? If I'm not mistaken. Will it crush my base PS5? I think it'll be fine on the PS5. I mean, obviously the graphics are gonna be a little bit less. I mean, it's just how it is, but I feel like it'll be fine.
Explosions.
But we'll have to see, obviously.
Other weapons, anytime I do like
it's gonna, there's gonna be some level of like slight lag and FPS drops on PS5. It's just a fact.
This follow up with the triple, and one that's gonna do these little 3 things. And this is all stuff that I found from killing bosses. So there's a lot.
Oh yeah, GTA 6 is probably gonna drop in performance. Here. Yeah, 100%.
And then on top of
that, I agree with
that.
What you said,
Wilson. Like I said, there's gonna be a lot of times where you're gonna have to lock in certain abilities. What I've been telling people a lot in the review Discord. Some people.
I found the game I was talking about earlier. We're talking about the combat and how it's not just a single heavy and light attack. Enshrouded. I loved Enshrouded, but the thing that I hated the most on Enshrouded is the combat is so basic in that game. It's a light or heavy attack, and that's it. And it got so boring for me. Even the magic was just like you're swinging your little wand around, and it's like a one-set move. And that shit annoys me, dude. So the fact that there's so many different move sets, I mean, obviously you get the skill tree here and stuff. I assume he's going to talk about that, and we'll continue watching here in a second. Yeah, Game of the Year, GTA, Crimson Desert, Best RPG, Phantom Blade, Best Fighter Game. Yeah. I mean, obviously this game isn't technically an RPG, but they could actually contend it for an RPG style.
Fighting this boss, I just gotta keep chugging heels and bang my face against it, and I'm like, no, there's a lot.
Oh yes, if 120 hertz, yeah. We actually saw yesterday on VRR, you can get like
certain attacks,
upwards 70 plus FPS, 80 FPS potentially
counter through attacks
on the PS5. I don't know about the base. That was the Pro actually we saw.
Actually do a slow time and parry if you unlock a certain point for it. I can do the thing where I'm blocking all the projectiles.
Make sure to hit that like button, guys. We already broke the goal of 50 likes. Try and get over 100. I don't know how many we have right now.
There's so many tools. There's so many fucking tools that the game gives you that against basic enemies, you're really just.
Oh, we're at 154 likes. Holy shit, guys. Goddamn. Thank you.
Against more challenging enemies, it's almost. I don't want to say it's a combat puzzle, but there is like a lot of shit going on. And it's
like, look at just the leaves that were back there.
The stuff I have.
I know. I keep talking over them.
It's.
The leaves are just rolling down the hill because of the wind. Like, watch the leaves here roll into here.
That puzzle.
It's just stupid little stuff like this. I love that.
Like, all right, out of the stuff I have, out of my kit.
Anmar, how you doing? Welcome in.
You're not getting on the horse. Out of my kit, what is going to be most effective to taking this guy down? And that's something that I've really.
On PS5 Pro, you can get it running at 45 FPS, and performance mode, if you want 120, you need high end. Yeah, I don't know if you ever get 120. I mean. I think the highest we've seen on PS5 Pro was 70 or 80 during that review. And that was with the VRR, and I think it was on I mean, whatever the mode, you get the most FPS. Performance mode, you should be getting the highest FPS, honestly, by like the name of performance. But like, I think in this game it's kind of backwards on how they say it, meaning performance means you get highest visual quality. I don't remember how they do it on here. But yeah, we saw 80, around 70 to 80 FPS on one of the footage we saw yesterday.
What else is there to do in the game? You know, obviously not everyone wants to go around just beating up enemies left and right. Well, there's honestly like an MMO level of activity here.
Yeah, MMO level activity, yeah.
You could do fishing.
To be expected.
You can pick up quests from just random people as you're passing by. You can steal horses and pawn them on off.
You can pawn horses, dude.
You can go cutting down trees. You can go collecting ore.
Yeah, it is, Joe. It is. Yeah, it's going crazy, dude.
Combat challenges. Like, there's an insane amount of stuff. One of the things that I've really liked is you'll find these sealed abyss artifacts.
Oh, sealed abyss.
On the road,
so it's sealed.
As you're running around, and you're like, "Ooh, what's this?" And then you'll look it up, and it'll give you a challenge like this one.
Oh,
3 enemies in midair with a bow, and I get a free abyss.
Oh, so okay. So you find these randomly on the ground, where it's not like you don't find it in the actual sky area. And obviously, I'm just gonna talk about what you just said. Obviously, it's just they're sealed, so you have to now it unlocks a challenge for these. You hit 3 enemies in midair with a bow, and it unlocks an artifact, so that way you can use it for a skill point. And it looks like you get something else called Insight 1. That's actually kind of cool, because if you're just randomly exploring, maybe not doing even a quest, like maybe you're not even doing a side quest or anything, you're just looking at the area, and you just, I don't know, I get distracted in games so much, man. Like if I'm doing a main quest, I'm gonna end up doing side quests, and then from that side quest, I'm gonna find this abyss artifact that's sealed, and then I'm gonna get distracted from my side quest that I already got distracted from my main quest, and then now I'm gonna be trying to unseal this abyss artifact by doing this mini quest, this challenge. Like there's just levels of what to do in this game. It's actually crazy.
Artifact, and then an insight decoration from it. And like, so the game just, it has so much just like stuff for you to do. And I'm not going to say that everything is amazing.
I think it'll be fine, Jordy.
For example, cutting down
on PS5, but obviously it's going to run a little bit less. We'll talk about that more in a little bit.
Fast, just to play devil's advocate, I'm going to run through my typical tree felling process.
He fell on his face.
I don't really like using the axe. So instead, I will...
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, dude.
I'll hit it.
You know how excited I am for the game, yeah.
Crack it.
Thank you, Joe. That means a lot to me. So he's cutting a tree down. He broke. Oh, he didn't even use the axe. He just...
That's still a lot of tree, right? But then when I do this...
Okay. Dude, he's just smacking the wood.
You know, this is where otherwise I'd have to have the lumber. All that's going.
He's not even using the axe for. He's using his flail, dude.
All of that work. 3 pieces of timber.
Oh, we only got 3 pieces of timber. That's rough. I think it's because he didn't use his axe.
I mean, it wasn't particularly hard.
I think somewhere I heard that you can only farm materials from a tree if you're using the dedicated axe. Like it's a tool in the game, not a weapon. Like you can cut trees down with whatever you want, as you just saw. But I think I heard somewhere where if you want to get the most yield out of it, you're supposed to use your actual dedicated, tree axe or whatever. You know what I mean, like that. What systems is being used in this video? Yeah, this is on PC, Daddy J. I don't know what his specs are, but yeah, I'm assuming it's PC.
But bro, imagine felling an entire tree and getting 3 pieces of timber. So my bow is one of the most least upgraded things I have because I refuse to fucking do that to trees endlessly. Some other stuff like the...
Yeah, John, I'm going to love this game, but yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. Yeah, 100%.
Bro, I'd rather watch paint dry. I hated it so much. You hit something that's bumpy.
I'm going to test that out because he only got 3 pieces of timber for knocking that tree down with his flail. I mean, he broke up in pieces with the flail. So I'm curious on if it's the weapon choice he used, if it's not the actual right one. We're going to test that out actually tomorrow when we play the game.
Like, oh, the cargo was jostled, or oh, the wagon's damaged. I was like, fuck, I don't like this. But that's kind of the cool thing is there's so much shit in the game.
You just exactly said it exactly. Dude, what you just said right there. Dude, sorry, I'm about to butcher your name. I do apologize. I don't mean to butcher your name. Is it chicken? No, not chicken. Is it, do you say like ch or is it chican? Chican? Sorry, I'm so bad with names, dude. The main selling point of this game is for players to have fun. However, yes, play however you want, explore and be creative. That's what a lot of people are missing. A lot of people are focused on the main stories or the quest lines being bad. This game, when they went into it, they just said yes. Like they're like, yeah, you can climb a tree, you can chop a tree down, you can fucking dive bomb somebody and explode them pretty much. You can, WWE wrestle. That's the point of it. It's to have fun and play it how you want. And that's a true open world sandbox, in my opinion. And that is definitely the main selling point.
That you're going to find something you're going to enjoy. And just from like a raw gameplay perspective, the thing I've had the most fun with.
Yeah, he did so many main quests, or so many quests, you didn't know what was what, yeah.
And figuring out these puzzles and figuring out like, okay, what does it want me to do here? Trying out different things. I've had a fucking blast with this. I know some people that have pushed.
Shinny, what you just said, so do you think the attack combos are going to be easier? I guess it depends on whatever you're better with. If you're used to playing with keyboard mouse, it might be easier there because like it depends on what kind of keyboard you have, like what kind of combinations you can preset. I'm a controller player. I play Armor Forger, which is the Milsim game, and a lot of people are known to play on keyboard and mouse in that game. I play controller, and I'm actually way better on controller. So I guess it's kind of whatever you're comfortable with, and I guess you'll have to see what the keybinds are like on controller too.
Quests and gotten the gray mains up. I was talking to Solid. He's like, yes, I have.
Oh, you don't get much timber. Okay.
Like, bro's got a full.
Yeah, hit power determination or a weapon. I think it's a weapon choice too.
Out endless eggs for him and shit. I know some people that just straight push through the campaign.
Yep, you can do people resource extractions for people in camp. Yeah,
doing everything they can. The game has.
Yeah, people don't utilize them. Yeah,
breadth of content available.
That's the whole point of building your camp up. You know what I mean? To get like your members to go out and like your resources.
Have fun playing this pretty much. Now, talking about the world design. Really big fan of the world design here as well. There is a lot going on in terms of exploration.
Joshua, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it.
Seal Abyss artifacts, how like you'll just find those as you're out exploring the world.
I'm excited for that though.
Challenges.
The sealed Abyss artifacts
to get stuff. Right here, I can see like current trade routes that I have opened up. When I hover over something, I could hit inspect and be like, oh, you know what can we do here? What's House Roberts all about?
Oh wow, it actually pulls it up like it actually shows you like
about it.
A physical area of it.
Oh, they have an egg harvesting mission and there's a high conversion rate for that. Cool.
Okay. So this is actually kind of what you're talking about, the harvesting thing. So you get egg harvest. A task time is 18 hours, requires members 2 to 4. Yeah, okay. Required currency. So that makes sense though, like why you can't, I mean, you could probably gather a lot of wood and stuff on your own, but that's the whole purpose of building the camp up, right? Like you're trying to get your I almost said something else. You're trying to get your gray mains and your camp to be built up as much as possible. And the more you build them up, you can send them out and have them do stuff even, I don't know if it's AFK, if this means 18 hours in game or 18 hours in real life. I assume in game because 18 hours in real life would be absurd for an egg harvesting mission, you know what I mean? So, but like, yeah, you can just go do missions and have your guys collect stuff, which is the whole purpose of building a camp up, which is, in my opinion, amazing.
So I can take that mission and then be like, all right, well, it's eggs. Let me see. This is
yeah, it's gonna be I think 70.
Somebody with Colton, you're perfect.
I'm gonna try and get into contact with somebody if I could talk to Will Powers about it. I don't want to keep bugging him though. I would like to get some copies of this game because obviously I'm not like rich or anything. I don't have like a lot of money to give copies out, but I would like to give at least one copy out if I could to you guys. I will purchase an extra copy for somebody, like for a giveaway at some point out of my own pocket for you guys. If I can get some more copies from like the developer or like, you know what I mean, from like the marketing team, that would be sick to be able to give that away on stream, but we'll see.
And in there, let's get Colton. Let's get Luther.
I'm not playing it right now. We're watching reviews right now.
No, that's good.
Benny.
Cool. I can dispatch them.
I can't play till tomorrow.
Mission. They're going to pull in.
This is on PC right now. We're going to be looking at the PS5 base footage afterwards, Benny.
1,000 food reserves, and it's only going to cost me 1.3K out of the 14K I have.
Okay.
And so I can set up this whole thing, sending people out on different missions and different routes.
Yeah, we're going to be watching the PlayStation Japan. We watched the first video yesterday. PlayStation Japan put out a second video on base PS5, so we'll check that out after. Like I said, just stick around for that.
Just looking at the journal, this really gives you an idea of like the world design and just how much stuff I've found in her name.
So far, this video, I mean, like I said, I like Luke Stevens and JorRaptor, but he's doing a very like in the world review where he's just walking around and showcasing and talking kind of thing. I like this style of review. It shows you a lot of like the nitty gritty, down to earth style things.
Like the different houses that I've been working with, and a lot of this stuff.
Is that Korean? I'm sorry, I don't read Korean or speak Korean. I'm sorry.
And they tell you about it. They're like, oh, my lord would like to speak.
But welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
I'm a big fan when games do that. But you can also just.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that.
Like that thing that we did right at the start of the video. I had like, this is
so wait,
this faction's
I wasn't even paying attention.
Like,
Was that the fast travel? Someone asked earlier how the fast travel worked with seamless fast travel.
Found in Hernand, you know.
This is kind of how I thought it was going to be, but slightly different.
This is mostly going to be bounties or like major quests, like the abandoned.
I'll catch up on chat in a minute, guys. I really want to pay attention to this part.
I have to go back and get that. We're gonna toggle.
Because I was curious on how the fast travel worked, and you guys were too. So seamless fast travel, no loading screens.
Houses that I've been working with. And
okay, so it's him walking through the destination. So it is still kind of a loading screen, but it's like
tell you about it. They're like, my lord would like to speak with you.
I mean, that's pretty quick though.
Big family games do that.
So it's still kind of a loading screen, but it's seamless in the sense where it's like there's no stagnant menu where there's a loading bar like GTA. You know what I mean? So it's kind of nice. Joshua says, God bless you. Thank you so much for showing us the stuff. No problem, dude. I've been waiting for someone like this since Shadow of War. I really wish the Warner Brothers didn't patent the enemies. Wait, they patent the enemies? I didn't know that. The guys would remember. I know, I didn't know about that. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't really trust that the Japan video, how the game would look, because it's, yes, and that's what I'm going to say again, Benny, about the compression. Obviously, we looked at the first one yesterday, but I do want to check out their second one that came out right at the start of earlier today.
I had like, this is part of this faction's quest, and I'm just like, no, I'm going to show up, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill it, and we're going to make progress.
I feel 100% Sims are on the payroll of base PS5 Crimson Desert PS3 graphics. Yeah. Oh God! Oh no!
One of my favorite things to do in terms of the world design here has been because of the abyss. Like if I'm trying to get somewhere, like let me just say, for example, let's say
the Nemesis system. Okay,
let me find someone that doesn't have a fast travel like this. Sanctum of Exaltation. I'm trying to go there. Cool.
Okay.
What have I done?
That's what. Okay, when you guys asked earlier about waypoints, he just put a waypoint down.
Let's say Sanctum of. Let me find.
So that's what they look like. They look like little X mark, like pirate marks.
I'm trying to go there.
Yeah,
cool.
there you go. Destination.
What have I done? Oh shit, cool. I left off at the spire. I'll fast travel there, and then I basically get to jump in there like.
Oh, I'm still buying the pizza, the sizzle sweatpants. Okay, I work at a pizza shop in Langhorne, Pennsylvania. I watch the crispy pizza guys every day on YouTube. There you go. Nice, dude. Oh,
John
yeah.
Helldiver,
legend.
The sky crash land, start just beating the shit out of people, and the fact that I
was actually thinking the same thing. The camper, yeah. No, not many people talking about the mounts and customization. Like, there's 29 mounts. What other mounts are there that we haven't seen? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of crazy.
Coming in from the sky, that personally I think is really cool. But so, like, there's just
crusade markers. Yeah, that's the correct word. I always say pyre markers.
World design with giving you.
Yeah,
very high.
That's what I was really hoping Digital Foundry would have came out with a video tonight to look at on PS5. I'm gonna double check on their channel after to see if they did something. But yeah, it's kind of hard to tell when it's compressed like that, Ben. You're 100% right. And like, if you're very on the fence on like if you have a base PS5 and you're not sure because there's not much footage out there, obviously, you know, I always say it's safer to wait or until we get some footage, some good footage.
In terms of like just going around and exploring and.
JorRaptor does have a video comparison we're going to look at after, though.
Different regions.
About the base PS5.
Like, you can see right now near the mini-map.
I think it's on JorRaptor Reacts.
Spot right now, it's green. But, like, there's regions where it's super hot. There's regions when it's super cold. And those effects can affect your
a 1080. How much better is a 1080 than a... So, I know it can run on minimum requirements. Is a GTX 1060, I think. Not 1060. Was it? I can't remember the exact... Hang on, let me look it up. I know, we pause. I'm very curious on that. Crimson Desert specs console. No, sorry, PC. PC. I'm looking at my phone real quickly because I do want to answer that. Okay, so minimum is on a GTX 1060, yeah. For low settings, GTX 1660, and then I recommended is 2080. A 1080 should run on it. You're gonna have to do lower settings, obviously, but yeah, it should run on it. If it can run 1060, you should be fine with a 1080. You know what I mean? I don't know the GPU itself, the i5 8th gen, but it should run. Like I said, lower settings on it. You have to, I mean, if you're used to having that kind of older graphics card and CPU, you're used to having lower graphics on games, but It'll still be a good game, I think.
Even
It'll just
affect
be a
your
little
health in certain
less
cases.
quality wise.
And the game just has all this stuff going on.
Yeah, you're right. So
that
far,
it
none of the
really
reviews
just
talk
kinda
about the mounts
propels
camper.
you
You're right.
to want to explore. And
Yeah, the Dragon's OP. Yeah.
when it comes to
Oh, it has a cooldown timer of 10 minutes.
especially
Okay.
with exploration, I feel that is very, very hard to achieve. The Witcher 3, The Witcher
What's the 660 equal to?
absolutely
Like an
nailed it for
RTX
me.
side. That's AMD
Elden
card,
Ring.
right?
I loved exploring Elden Ring.
Yeah, Elden Ring was fun. Like he just said. Yeah.
Dragon's
I
Dogma
love
2,
Elden Ring.
another
Dude.
one.
That's such a good
And I
game.
was just, I set out just fucking vibe exploring.
Vibe Explode. That's
whole
literally
game.
what I did,
And I
dude.
feel like a lot of more modern RPGs, they just don't
This is
nail
interesting
it.
here. It's like a. This sounds bad saying a grow house, but you know what I mean. It's like a grow house essentially. Like it's like a. The fact that this game's medieval, but like I said, there's electrical systems in this game. There's plumbing. There's sprinklers here. You know what I mean? And then you get like the plants and stuff that they're trying to grow, and he's just collecting shit. Like, it's not so bad. Yeah, I raided a grow house in Crimson Desert. Oh wait, King, Dark Crew's coming back. Ooh, that'd be sick, dude. That'd be sick. Oh, it's equal to a 3060. Yeah, you're fine then. Yeah.
You know,
That'll run good. You'll definitely be able to boot it
about,
up. If you get booted up on a
Ghost of
1060
Tsushima
GTX, yeah,
is
you're
a good
fine.
example.
A greenhouse.
Ghost of Tsushima.
That's the proper term, Joshua. Thank you. A greenhouse, not a grow house.
I love Ghost
I
of
played too much
Tsushima.
GTA
I
5.
think they're
Goddamn.
both very good games. But neither of them
What the fuck is that?
feel like I'm
Vincent,
exploring.
thank you for the
based on
sub. I
bots.
appreciate it.
I feel like I'm like, oh, I know.
Oh,
this is
okay, yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
over
4
here. I'm gonna
VRAM,
do
so you think
this,
it'll be
or
fine,
this
yeah.
over here. I'm gonna go do
It would
this.
run. That's so good on a
Whereas
laptop.
Some of
Yeah.
the best time I have had with this game has straight up been like, I'm gonna get baked and then I'm gonna wander around the map in the
Oh,
mountains for 3 hours.
he just said
to
he's gonna
see
get
what I
baked
uncover.
and run around the mountains.
And every
Maybe it
time
is
I've
grow
done
house.
it's been rewarding, and I think that is
God damn, dude.
very, very rare in a game these days. Moving on to talk about the story a little bit. I've been digging the story a lot. I don't know where the hell that fertilizer sprayer is. I cannot see it. I'm going back downstairs.
Nice to see you again, right? Make
The
it no
main
problem,
story,
dude.
obviously, I'm
Yeah,
only
see you
up
next time,
chapter
Esky.
10,
Dude, have a
and
good one,
so
brother.
far, the
Thank you
main
so much for
story's
stopping
been
in.
a
I
big
appreciate it.
focus on getting our comrades together and kind of
Make sure everyone hit that like button, subscribe, guys. I greatly appreciate it. We're gonna be streaming this game all tomorrow and throughout the weekend. And if you want to help us hit 300 members for this month, feel free to send gifted members. I would appreciate it. It's not required, obviously, but that being said, let's continue the video.
making our way back up north where we got unjustly kicked out of. And you start finding out there's like other forces that are in play behind the scenes, and it's like a little
It's
bit
kinda
of
cool he
a
can just come in here and
vengeance
grab all this
tale,
shit.
a little bit of a revenge vibe going on.
Now, I wasn't paying
And
attention if
then
this is
you
his
start
own
finding
place
out,
or
like I
he
said,
just like
there's more
went to
than
this
meets the
place and
eye.
like stealing shit.
And
I wasn't paying attention
just
really
from
earlier on it.
talks with people.
I don't know the
who
language. I'm
are
sorry. I'm sorry.
Much farther than
Sorry,
I am.
Raph.
My understanding.
I don't
is
like
that
greenhouses.
it's
Why is that
pretty
king?
crazy? Like I guess kind of in the Final Fantasy sense of like we're starting off catching chickens and then by the end we're killing God, like that kind of crazy.
You might have
Obviously,
to
I'm not
translate
there,
into English,
so
Raph. I don't know. I'm sorry. What
about
you're
something
saying.
that I haven't really experienced. But one of the big things that I have enjoyed about the story
Just hit
has
with
been
you with the
writing
YouTube follow.
on
Thank you so
certain
much,
quests.
Benny.
I
Thank you
think
so much,
one
brother.
that really stood out. I want to say it was like either chapter 3 or chapter 4.
Chapter 3 or
But
4.
I did
Okay.
this quest where I was like in a noble's mansion and you show up and the guy's like, oh, he's been taken, he's running, please go find him. And I mean, this place looks like a massacre, but it also looks like a
I love. Just pay attention to the rain, like how it like splashes around everywhere. Like it looks so good, dude.
glue house, like there's like walls that are rotating and shit and puzzles. And I'm like, all right, well, dude ain't gonna die anytime soon. Like there's some fucking exploration that I gotta do first, brother. Like there's some stuff I gotta do here before we're gonna go rescuing anybody. So I start exploring this house. As I'm exploring it, I'm finding like notes and shit.
Just find our
from
okay notes.
the kid that used to live there about how like his parents were crazy abusive.
Oh shit!
And they like tried to banish him from the family and all this shit.
What the fuck?
And then
That's
you
crazy.
Find out that like the kid has come back to get revenge, and it's just this crazy fucking story that it was like my if you remember
I mean, what he's saying so far, like that storyline quest seems pretty interesting. Like, I guess some of the storyline quests are gonna be like, at least the side quests are gonna be interesting. I can imagine some of the side quests could be kind of boring, like fetch quests maybe. Biggest question for me is how the combat feels. Yeah. I mean, the combat looks good, like from looking at it. But yeah, if the combat feels good in the slightest, then yeah, it's gonna be good. Like it's gonna succeed if the combat is good. They've been gassing for the world ages, and the grandfather does it for 5 years. Like, really? That's crazy, King. Will we be able to drive in Crimson Desert? No, like a car or anything? No, I don't think so. I mean, we don't know all the mountains, so we don't know. Maybe that'd be kind of funny, actually. Get like an old style car would be funny. I don't think so though. It's all horses and stuff like that, and like dragons and hot air balloons, mechs. I mean, there were mechs in the game, so you can drive a mech technically, if that counts. What's your thoughts about next gen? Should update the PS6 or gaming PC right now? I always say gaming PC because you can always upgrade your gaming PC higher quality than whatever a console's ever going to be. Obviously, the Xbox Helix is going to be like a PC itself, but you know what I mean? It depends. Like if you're confident in like having a PC, like using it as a PC, you know what I mean? Like some people are very, very set on consoles because they're very simple and easy. I understand that. I was a console player for many years. But once I got my PC, dude, my eyes opened and I was like, damn, I wish I'd gotten a PC years ago. Because there's no restrictions on PC, essentially. You know what I mean? Except for maybe like PS5 exclusives, but other than that.
Remember the bloody
exactly
quest line?
Yeah, you can spend a lot of time of it as long as the combat and the world is fun.
For this game, I was just like, damn, this quest is fucked up.
I believe the combat is going to be mostly button mapping, similar to Dragon Ball Z games. It could be, yeah, like getting used to the combinations.
So much of it, because
there's a bunch of different combinations.
Explore that house and really like learn everything about it. But like I said, I could have just shown up and been like, okay, where'd the noble go? Cool, I'm gonna go after him. And then I would have fought the boss. I would have. I love the rain. The rain looks so good, man. On who the boss was or anything. But because I opted,
might sound nitpicky, but I haven't liked the sound of the horses so far. Really? Okay. I'll keep an eye on the horse next time I hear it. Thank you for the subs, guys. Tony, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Knowledge that was super valuable, and to me, that's like one of the best kinds of rewards. In like,
the fuck is that?
I can't. Botrix isn't keeping up with the amount of subs we're getting. Who else subbed? I can't see, but thank you guys so much for subbing. I spent my last $65 on food, snacks, and drinks. I feel bad. Oh no, bro! I'm gonna be getting a lot of food and snack for tomorrow. Yeah. Will you be able to mod on the Project Helix? I don't know. If it's got a standard Windows dashboard kind of thing, then yeah, you should be able to. If it's like a PC, I know like the Steam Deck or not Steam Deck, the Steam Machine looks like a console, but it's a PC. So technically on a Steam Deck you can mod. I don't know how the interface is gonna be on a Helix or Hilux. Helix, yeah.
Story is when you're spending the time to like really dig into the story and you're really trying to grasp as much as you can, and then the fucking
you never use that console DX.
Yeah, man, that's juicy. So overall, I've had a blast with the story so far.
Oh yeah, the 100% did the game dirty little scores. Yeah,
but I've been having a good time on the journey.
Yeah,
for sure.
I honestly feel like until you get like 100 hours into the game or plus, even more than that, you can't give an actual like. I mean, you can give a review if you know what you're looking at, but yeah, rushing a game tanks scores and does it dirty all the time. There's so many games out there that released and were actually really good, but they got done dirty because of Metacritic scores and all these other scores that kind of tank it. Like I said, it's very hard to tell, especially I always look at YouTubers that I trust, like I said earlier, but that and I can't really 100% review a game until I get it in my hands and I play it myself. That's the best way to do it, honestly. But it does suck when something like that gets, presses a good game down. I'm not saying, like I said, I can't tell if this game's 100% good or not, but let's say this game ends up being one of the best games ever I played. That's just going to suck that like other reviewers just tanked it because they rushed it. Yeah, that is kind of sad.
Talking about the graphics, I mean...
Oh yeah, PC modding is so much better, yeah.
Do I need to even say anything?
You're good, Benny. You're good, Benny.
With this game engine. I think this is one of the most.
I use a mini mini PC built it last year. Nice, dude. Nice.
Scale it's at, especially like just in terms of raw size, man. This is up there with like fucking Skyrim, probably bigger even. This game is so goddamn big, and the fact that it still has the level of detail it does it's honestly unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
I think that this is one of the best.
He just said obviously it's bigger than Skyrim. I believe it's twice as big as Skyrim. To be correct.
I know some people are like, well, it's not an
oh wait, you
RPG,
got
action adventure, whatever.
floating dudes.
You know.
Oh god.
God, these fucking guys. Yeah.
Magic, dark magic.
With them review.
Black
These
magic.
Guys, I gotta lock in to fight them. You know, I don't want to get into pedantics over you know, whether it's an RPG or an action.
I'm gonna wait until I pass
is
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, then buy this. Yeah.
And
yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
I'm having a blast with it, and to that extent, the graphics.
Yeah, for me, Crimson Desert's gonna hold me, I think, until like GTA 6. To be honest, but yeah, the next Witcher, Elder Scrolls. Yeah, for me, it's gonna hold me until GTA 6 and stuff like that. Just 'cause I've been waiting so long for a game like this to come out. I've been looking for this game for years and years. What do you think they did Crimson Desert on PlayStation Japan in? Looks highly compressed. It's very highly compressed. Yeah, I mean,
one thing that I really like a lot too.
What do you mean by? What do you think they play Crimson Desert on the PlayStation? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do they play it in? Like performance mode or quality? Is that what you're asking, Benny? I'm not sure.
Is like the level of animation.
Until Phantom Blade Zero for me. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Like the custom fucking kills where it's like, you know.
I need to look more into 007 thing. I need to look more into that.
Then, you know, like usually I feel like with this level of just stuff in the world, I feel like there's usually like a sacrifice somewhere. And the only real area that I think visually I have seen that sacrifice is like a little bit of like flipping between like a cape and a weapon. Which something like that, that doesn't even fucking phase me, you know? I'm like, oh no, my you know, I can see my shield edge through my cape. Like, I don't give a shit about that, dude. That doesn't matter to me at all. So yeah, graphics nailed it.
I always forget in this game there's guns in the game. I keep forgetting there's guns in the game, dude. Like, I can't wait to get my hands on some guns and see how good they actually are. I mean, fantasy-wise, but yeah, there are so many other games for Witcher. Oh, I see what you're saying for fantasy styles. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. And I've been looking for a good open-world fantasy game for so long. You know what I mean? For a long time. Thinking getting it on PC, Game Pass. I believe you should be able to play it. Yeah, if it's a Xbox Play Anywhere, it should. Or, I mean, if it's through Game Pass, it should too. They said quality would be better than performance on PS5 in this game. Okay. They might have played on quality. I don't know. It's hard to tell on the Japan stuff. We'll look at the second Japan video after this one. I mean, we're just going to skip ahead a little bit because I don't want to watch this entire thing. I know we've been chit-chatting through the entire thing, but let's just go to, like, the bugs. Because he's going to talk about performance on PC, obviously, but let's go to the bug section here. And then we'll head over to the Japan PS5.
Unfortunately, there were a lot of
bugs. This up, Ted.
The bugs are the biggest thing that holds this game back. You know, I think about games like...
I don't know if it's on... Is it on Game Pass?
I think of like the Skyrims and whatnot. And
just from what the other person said, I think it is. I don't know. Maybe it's not. No, I don't think it is. I don't know.
Just
don't listen to me. I can't confirm.
Of that
I'm sorry.
Scale, I think bugs are just... They're kind of expected.
Let me look it up right now, actually. Hang on.
So much...
I'm gonna look it up on my phone. I need to get an actual response on this. Is Crimson Desert... I don't know. No, Crimson Desert's not on Game Pass. That is launched on March 19th. Okay, so it's not on Game Pass. Let me see if it's on Play Anywhere. Okay, so it's on Xbox Play Anywhere title. It's not a Game Pass title, but it is on Xbox Play Anywhere. So if you bought it on Xbox or whatever, then you end up getting a PC, then you don't have to rebuy the game because you could do Xbox Play Anywhere. So that's what it is.
Going on, inevitably there's going to be some bugs.
Yeah, Wukong was a good game. Wukong was really good.
We have had a lot of folks from Pearl Abyss.
Yeah, I got confused. I thought you meant like it was on Game Pass, but it's on Xbox Play Anywhere.
Discovering bugs or running into stuff, they've been like, "Oh, here's a solution."
Yeah, it's a wait for a sale updates for me. Yeah, that's fair enough. Like I said, especially like waiting to see like all the footage and stuff, and then see how you like it, and then even then wait for a sale maybe.
I respect
if you're on the fence of it, you know.
Full, and it resulted in core skills like things like Axiom Force and Force Palm becoming unlocked, or they were no longer available and they were unlearnable, and they were like, oh, that will be patched for launch. Give us your save. We're going to manually fix it, which was nice to see. But there's been a lot of different bugs, like
until Digital Foundry does it.
We just went to where I was looking for that fertilizer sprayer. When I was there trying to do that quest originally, it just wouldn't complete. I tried it like 3 separate times.
Okay.
And they were like, "Can you get a video of it?" And then I went back to record a video, and it just suddenly worked. So I was like, "All right, well, it worked this time. Here's the original recording." I don't know why it wasn't working then. Right now, even like this one, actually, let me teleport over here and show this. This one was borderline game breaking.
Game breaking. Here we go.
I brute forced my way past it.
What happened? Let's see.
But there was this abyss tower that I started climbing. Got through the puzzle. Got my reward for the puzzle. After that, fell down as I was trying to get to the next zone. And
I've heard of this one actually.
Anytime I have come back,
hang on,
the puzzle elements have been inoperable.
I heard that.
By that is that this is a wind-based puzzle. And so while you're here, you're supposed to use wind currents to fly around, and the wind currents just weren't working.
So essentially, if you fall off a platform, there was one bug beforehand where there was no way to get back up to the platform because the one guy didn't hit the save point, so there's no way to get back up there until you have like a flying mount. So he was never able to do it. What he's talking about is he got knocked down. He was able to go back up there, but he couldn't. Like the buttons wouldn't work, like the puzzle wouldn't work anymore. So I guess we'll see what else he says.
Basically frozen, and this current abyss puzzle chain I'm
Shadow of War and RDR2 had a baby, yeah, exactly.
Leads to like fire and ice unlocked, and so until I got to the next section of the abyss, I would have been basically locked out of ever getting those. And you can see even now it's still not on. So my ass had to get creative and do things like this.
So the wind turbine was turned off totally. So he actually has to,
and
like I said, he has to actually go up here himself.
Pretty good at using all the traversal mechanics, and I traversed.
This is on PC right now,
and then over to there, and then I flew over to.
So
there,
he's still able to get up there technically.
The whole fucking thing to the very top,
but it's not the correct way, obviously.
From the very top of it, I was able to fly my way across over to here.
And we're watching some PS5 stuff after
the puzzle. The sky gate was still open, so I was able to get to the sky gate and then proceed over here.
I mean, like you said, it's kind of a game-breaking bug that the puzzle kind of shut off, like the air turbines shut off, so he couldn't complete it. But it is nice as workarounds, like he can use his ability to still climb those towers and stuff and get up there. It's kind of like, obviously they have to fix that, but like it's nice that he was able to do that though. Still,
Frostbitten Paradise. But yeah, I mean, there's wind currents that are supposed to carry you around. Those are completely missing. And then when you go inside,
we're gonna look at that after. I don't know if they have or not.
I manually climbed up the inside, and then I hit an invisible wall at the top. Thankfully, they didn't think anybody would try and just brute force climb the outside, so there was no invisible wall, and I was able to just get past it and continue playing. But by all accounts, that's a hard lock right there. I would have never been able to finish this portion of the abyss. I would have never been able to achieve the fire or the ice abilities, and something like that really sucks. And so, I mean, in their defense, like as this stuff is being reported, they are working tirelessly to patch it, and obviously launch is right here, and I get it. It's a huge game. There's a ton of shit going on. But in terms of like, just to real fast give like an accurate idea, like let me just run through like.
Okay, you're on the PS5 base edition. Should I upgrade a pro for this game? Do you think? I mean, yeah. I mean, if you plan on already like getting a pro, it's gonna look better on the pro. Like it's just a fact that the pro is just more powerful stuff. It's not like, I don't know how much of a jump it's gonna be until we can actually get some real solid 4K footage on the base versus the pro. It's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, if you already planned on getting a pro, I mean, it wouldn't hurt not to. You know what I mean? Like you might as well. Obviously, it's gonna look best on PC, but
issues. Some people, one of the final skills.
Scotty, what's going on?
You can just like.
I have a question. When can we play the game? You can play it in 24 hours. Technically, less than 24 hours, 22 hours, something like that. 21 and a half hours, something like that. It's tomorrow. Yeah, the visual's unreal, dude. Yeah.
Aren't clearing. Certain items were missing for some people.
I'm looking at my phone right now. I don't see any Xbox footage right now.
That.
There might be only PC reviews.
Bug the character out to get infinite stamina. somebody ran into a well, I ran into one where I forced myself out of bounds. I like super kicked through a puddle of water and then
Hang on, I'm gonna keep
fell
looking
through
at
the map.
stuff.
A character that has a shield throw, but it counts as a rapier, not a shield when it's throwing. Like there's sorry, there's another one. Found large area.
Is it only PC reviews? Okay, that could be why we can't find the Xbox stuff. We will look at the PS5 base footage though again. The video we have not watched yet. We watched the first video from PlayStation Japan yesterday, but they released a new one today. We will be watching that after this review here.
A certain village that shouldn't be accessible. So like there's a lot of shit going on that's like y'all probably needed.
Yeah, I get that, Josh. Yeah,
more
Joshua.
QA, if we're being honest.
I mean, it should be
is,
fine
like,
on
I
the
mean,
PS5
as a
honestly. But like
whole,
if you already planned, like I said, if the other guy planned on
fine.
buying a PS5
It's
Pro,
relatively bug
you might as well
free.
just play it on
Like, you know,
there.
I'd say out of the
But like
the
I wouldn't say
100+ hours
I wouldn't go out and say like if you have a base PS5, I wouldn't say go buy a PS5 Pro just for this game. You know what I mean? Just for one game.
played, you know, I've encountered quite a few bugs, and when they happen, like yeah,
I mean, it depends. Like I said, it depends on if you plan on buying it previously or not. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard for me to say.
Forced me to lose.
Someone in chat earlier said it takes like 6 hours to get a dragon through the main story. That's what I heard from one source so far.
Abilities that they said they are patching. I haven't had any that were like a huge detrimental impact, and I do think that's worth noting. Is like, yeah, the bugs are super annoying, but there haven't been any that's like, oh,
All right, let's go to his final thoughts, then we'll go
Final
over and watch
thoughts
the
here.
PS5 stuff.
Honestly, this game is very close to being a like generational experience game. The breadth of content being offered here is frankly
I'll catch up in chat in a minute,
unmatched
guys.
outside of like maybe Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay.
There's so much to do. There's so much to discover. And by and large, it is a polished experience.
Okay.
The biggest thing I think holding it back right now
Oh, here we go.
are those bugs.
The bugs,
Because while
yeah.
they didn't have a huge impact on the experience, there
Which, like he said, I mean, the bugs kind of hold it back a little bit at certain aspects, but I know that's not going to bother me much. Like little bugs like that never really bother me. If it's like you said before, it's a polished experience, like some of the aspects and the amount of content and keep me busy and excited for it. So I guess it depends really if bugs really bother you or not. You know what I mean? If bugs you, get it? I paid for a Series years ago. Found an Xbox Series X on Marketplace for $200. Bought and took my Series S to GameStop for $200 credit on Xbox. Nice, dude. But PS5 Pro would be also really good for that's the thing too. Like if you already plan on buying a PS5 Pro, especially for like GTA 6, it'll be fine on that. You know what I mean? Like it depends on what your plans are for the future if you're gonna buy one or
enough
not.
of them to give me pause to where I was like, okay, this is it's major. You know, it is. There are
Yeah, this game is not as heavily story based as Baldur's Gate 3. Well, I mean, it is. There's a big storyline to it, but there's so much other side content in this game where the side content overshrouds or it actually not really casts a shadow, but it's there's so much other content in this game that it's not primarily like a linear story thing. Like you don't have to just focus on the story. Like you can put hundreds of hours into the side content if you want in this game, from what I heard.
a lot of them.
Okay, so your Pro's been a massive upgrade. You love it.
I've been running
Okay,
into.
okay.
Or like
So yeah, if you like your Pro, I mean, some people love the
show
Pro,
up
some
to
people
a
don't.
quest and I'm like,
I love you.
something's
Thank
not
you so
happening.
much.
And I'd reload the save and the quest would suddenly work.
This is
Like,
PC right
go
now.
to do an abyss puzzle, and there'd be like
I know what you mean. You love
element
it, not me.
that
Yeah, I get
couldn't
what you're saying.
interact with, and then I'd reload the puzzle and suddenly to interact with.
Oh, that's
there
right.
were- there were
PSSR 2. We talked about this the other day. Yeah, PSSR 2, 2.0. Massive upgrade, all the titles. Yeah.
Far more instances of that than I would have liked. And I think that's the biggest thing that holds this back from, frankly, what could be game of the year. So as it stands now, my final...
I don't think it's too vivid. I
verdict,
like a
my final
more
recommendation,
saturated, kind of vivid look. I mean, maybe
I
some
would say
people,
this
but
is a
I think
this is
the
a
game
9
looks
out of
good.
10, but it's a tentative 10 out of 10 because if the devs
He's
keep
giving it a high
cooking
review.
and knocking out the bugs the way that they, like I said, they've been extremely responsive in the review server,
Okay.
with like making changes and making updates. Like even pre-launch, a lot of people were like, yo, like we're running out of inventory space, we're all doing
Yep.
quests.
We talked about that yesterday and today. Inventory space. And I talked about this earlier too as well. They're such a big team. They're used to doing, you know, live content for Black Desert Online. They can fix patches within the same day or that same week, which is insane. Oh yeah, you get a 5080 would be perfect, dude. I got a 4080 and I plan on playing on high settings like ultra or cinematic, you know.
There's not enough inventory space, and then you're like,
I know. Unfortunately, we don't have any Xbox. I thought there was gonna be
Well,
Xbox
they just
footage, but there's
straight
nothing
gave
released on it
everyone
yet.
like 30 extra inventory slots, and they're like, we're gonna buff inventory at launch.
Yep,
people
buffing
mention how,
inventory at
like,
launch. There you go.
We don't have chests, you know, like I have 159 out of 100.
Oh, so yesterday on the PS5 Japan, there's 35 slots, and then earlier we saw a different one where it's 65 slots. He has 167 slots. So they are working on inventory management stuff, and I assume they're gonna work on a chest for the, you know, for your camp as well. There's no way the Series S runs this game. Oh yeah, it'll run it. It'll run it. It'll definitely run it. I don't know how good it's gonna look. You know what I mean? I have no idea.
67 is already free.
An FPS maybe? No, I'll be better than that. This game's pretty
all my
optimized, to be
alchemy
honest.
shit, all my blacksmith
Really
shit,
optimized.
you know, all of my cooking ingredients. But this is all contextual use. I'm not just gonna cook at all times. I'm gonna cook before I set out on the adventure. I'm gonna smith when I'm looking to upgrade weapons. When I'm looking to do alchemy, I'm gonna do alchemy. I don't need to carry all this shit on my person. And so they were like, you know, this is a good point. We are going to be adding something post-launch that you can put in the house and have a chest to store stuff in. And you know,
And Joshua,
that's a
thank you for the
very
I see the
high
purchase you
level
did on my on the
responsiveness
fourth wall
that I
website. Thank you so
don't
much,
think
brother.
we
I appreciate
see
it.
all that much. So if the devs keep up the same kind of vigor that they have going right now, honestly, I think this will probably end up being game of the year. For people
That's a good shout, honestly. What you
that,
just said.
that want that fantasy vibe, you know, where you're going all over the world, you're doing whatever the fuck you want, you're summoning
Whatever the
dragons
fuck
and
you want.
mechs and drop kicking people and beating them up with swords. Like, this is our GTA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying for so long, guys. What he just said, it's our GTA. It's the fantasy GTA world, and I've been dying for a game like this. Thank you so much, Joshua. I appreciate that. And thank you for the subs, guys. I appreciate it. The Xbox footage would be too good, and I can make PS5 jelly. I don't think that's why I king. It's just they didn't give any. I don't think they gave review copies to any console players, really, unfortunately. So we can't really see the footage on it. Yeah, it was played on PS5 Pro before. Yes, it was. So all the PS5 Pro you guys saw from Digital Foundry's video, and I reacted to it yesterday. All that stuff on there was on PSSR, like PSSR 1. So it's gonna be even better looking than what Digital Foundry's video was for the Pro. Obviously, base PS5 does not have PSSR. I think they have FSR. Yeah, FSR. I think it's like 3 or 4. Yeah.
This is the GTA for fantasy gamers.
Yeah, GTA for fantasy. Yeah, yeah.
Ball and gun gamers, they get GTA. Everyone else,
Yeah, on launch day 1 tomorrow, it's
just needs
PSSR 2 is going to be on it. Yeah.
A little more love from the devs.
No,
and
GTA 6
it's
and then
going
won't
to
be
go
delayed
down
again.
as one of the
I don't
greatest
think so,
fucking games
honestly.
that's ever been made. So that's going to wrap things up here for me. I want to get back to solving the Abyss puzzle I was on. I mean, damn.
Okay, we'll look up the PlayStation Japan. Look up the second video. Obviously, keep this in mind, guys. This is base PS5, but it is 1080p and it's compressed like hell, so it's not gonna look super great. So we'll look up look it up. Here it is. Okay, before that starts, let's lower the volume a bit. Let's turn on. Let's see. Yeah, they only did a 1080p premium again, so it's gonna be compressed like hell, which kind of sucks because we can't see how it actually looks. But oh no, I'll translate. There we go, English. Okay. We'll watch that here in a second. So yeah, it's a game, a mix of Elden Ring, Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. It's also kind of a mix of like Assassin's Creed, The Mantling. Like it's a mix of a bunch of games, which that's what I'm saying. That's why I get excited from. There's a huge difference between Pro and the base version already. Imagine, yeah, with the PSR 2, it's gonna be a big jump then. Yeah. It is, yeah, Benny. That's why I always put that statement out there first, is saying when we watch this video here, it's gonna be compressed hard. But I only watched a couple minutes of it, and I want to see the actual footage that they put out and see what kind of stuff there is. So we'll take a look at it. Why not? Yes, look how compressed it is, dude. It looks pixelated as hell. Which that's not the game. That's literally the friggin' compression.
さあ始まりました。プレイステーションをもっと楽しむトーク番組プレイステーションプレゼンツプレイプレイプレイ
We can do anything. We can pee on the side of the road.
よろしくお願いします。さて今回も紅の砂漠を紹介してまいりたいと思います。
We'll look up one more review after this, like a dedicated review. Actually, if anyone in chat has a dedicated YouTuber or something that you want me to react to, like a review that you saw parts of, let me know, because you guys actually gave me that good one of Cowboy there, and he made a really good review on that. So let me know in the comment section.
じゃあ今回岸さんには乗り物やサイドクエストの一部をプレイしていただこうと思ってるんですけれども、結構いろんな映像にも出てきてたブラックスター
So he's actually flying the dragon around, which is kind of cool.
この竜を操っていただいてファイルタイプを飛んでいただければ
See, it looks so pixelated, dude. I hate that they upload in 1080.
結構遠くまで見ることができるので、このドラゴンを乗ってその
This game releases tomorrow.
見てみると楽しいと思います。結構
I mean, this obviously low textures. It's low textures, but it's hard to tell with the graphics on it. Low textures on the what's it called, like the red rocks down here. But you still, the trees are still not. There's no like pop in here. Like the trees are all here though. It's hard to tell. It's definitely lower res. You know what I mean? Yeah, waiting for the PS5 review later this week. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I mean, you can see all the trees still.
やっぱこれはもうゲーム体験さらによくさせますね。
ですよね。特に竜に乗れるっていうところがいいですよね。
なんか憧れありますもんね。おお、すごい。
で丸を2回押すと
It's a weird angle flying the dragon, to be honest.
What the fuck is that?
Ah, dude, yeah. See, this kind of aggravates me a little bit. Mostly because it's not a good render of it. It's just gonna make it look even worse than it actually is. The compression.
いいですよね。なんで
I recommend, like I say, if you're on base PS5 and you're on the fence, I highly recommend you wait until launch or some kind of base PS5 review at 4K footage or even 1440p. Because it's so hard to tell how good the detail is going to be on here. But from what I can see in this picture here, the pop-in, like there's probably going to be some pop-in here when you get closer to like higher res rock detail. But the trees itself are all in, I mean, you can see the cities way out to the other side. You know what I mean? Like that's still pretty decent, which a lot of PS5 games have way worse pop-in style than that. Well, if it's tomorrow, yeah, 20 March. I mean, it's 21st. Yeah, so it's March 19th. For me, it's March 19th at 6 p.m. Eastern time, whatever that time is for you. That's when it comes out. I think the game's $70 like standard. We looked at Luke Stevens one first, actually. Oh, you're a king. Yep, yeah, King David. That's the first review we watched. I love Luke Stevens, dude. I watched him, JorRaptor, and then I watched Cowboy.
これをさっきのローリングとかでよきたりそうする形です。
あ、こうやってね。はい。へえ。いや素晴らしい。いい体験させていただきました。
ありがとうございます。
さてここからはボスに挑戦していきたいと思います。
ここは仮
Yeah, I'm trying to get a still shot to have the pixelization a little lower, but water physics look good. I mean, you even get the small rock details still. Like I said, you pretty much have to ignore how this all looks blended together. Some people are gonna look at this and be like, "Oh, this is how the game's gonna look. It's gonna look like ass," and it's like obviously it's compressed like shit. But I mean, look too at the small rock details. I mean, you even got the small grass details here and there. It looks decent. Yeah, Red Dead 2 is just a PS4 game and it already looks crazy good. So as long as it's good, yeah, exactly. Yep, that's what I think. I think it's gonna look. I still think it's gonna look fine. But it still aggravates me down to the core that they uploaded this in 1080. Like it's just ruining their own trying to promote this, which is annoying. It's so bad. This is this is base PS5 right here. Well, like I said, I stated it once, I'll state it again. This is gonna look really bad and blurry in pixelization because it's compressed in 1080p on YouTube, so it looks horrible. YouTube's compression rates are insane at 1080. So I would go as far as say whatever you're seeing here is gonna look at least twice as good, maybe even better.
L3 を押して
L3 をして
Because compression can ruin video quality looks
で
a lot.
ジャンプを2回押す
But let's take it this way. I used to stream on my Xbox and an old laptop. I had shitty internet. I used to stream at a kilobytes. Now I stream at 25,000 kilobytes and I stream at 1440p. I used to stream at 1080p with like 5,000 kilobytes per second, which is a lower kilobytes per second, so it looks compressed on YouTube. And at 1080p on streaming looks horrible as well. So all my Armor streams back then were so pixelated and so bad looking, even though on my monitor it looked good, even for the Xbox. So, and a lot of people don't understand that about the YouTube's compression. So that's why I had to really preference that and say that to you guys, that whatever you're seeing here, it's going to look twice as worse because I'm watching a video on here that's 1080p compressed, and then it's going to compressed again from my stream.
はいもう超えることができます
Oh yeah, the PSSR too, yeah.
今カットシーンが流れてきたんですけど、
はい
ここで待ち受けるのが仮に採石場のボスなんですけど、丸に採石機械って言いまして、あの大きなドリルが特徴的で。
Oh yeah, yeah, it's gonna look very, very good on your own screen. Just hate how this footage is 1080. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, 2D, but it bothers me down to my core that it's not doing it justice. You know what I mean? Love your positivity, bro. Thank you so much, Benny. I appreciate it. Like, I'm not trying to like shill out the game and be like, oh yeah, it's gonna be the best game in the world. It's gonna be the best looking. But it's like I had to just be honest and like the things I know about YouTube and how they get compressed and like how people are gonna react to looking at this footage and freak out that's not gonna be good looking. Now, obviously, the game's gonna look I wouldn't say a lot worse, but it's not gonna look as good as PS5 Pro. Like I said, it's just a fact. It's just not gonna happen. But it's not gonna look this bad though. You know what I mean?
R3 ですね。あのアビスで覚えました。
はいはいここで
Actually, we can watch IGN's.
ここで
Hopefully IGN doesn't try to freaking copyright strike me, but we'll react to it though. We'll watch IGN's review after. Yeah, we'll end the stream with IGN's review. I'm curious what they're gonna say on their stuff.
よし
はい。しながら
I'm gonna say I have an old 4K 60 hertz 2020 LG TV. Okay,
手には
I get 144 hertz. Yeah, see, I got a 1440p monitor with 240 hertz, or yeah, I think it's 240, 250.
それに合わせ
But yeah, if you can get up to 144 hertz, that'd be nice.
今教えてもらったコンボがね入ると結構な
するとボスに挑むことができます。
Actually, hang on, let's go back. Wait, even though it's still compressed, it's looking. Look at the trees though; they still look decent, like with the physics and everything. Notice that. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it.
敵も盾持ってたりとかすると
That's true. Yeah, it could look very similar. I don't think it'll look exactly the same, obviously, because PS5 Pro is gonna have better ray tracing and better PSSR on it. But the basics of the graphics are gonna be similar. Yeah.
はい。
There's no confirmation of multiplayer. There is speculation and rumors that there might be multiplayer at some point. And from what I heard, they could be like multiplayer like GTA with their lobby style. But there's still speculation and kind of like we don't know 100%.
で四角ですね。
No, I think you can achieve 45 and 60 on base PS5. I want to say at least 45. I think you still can get 60 though.
やられた後なんですね
そうなんですね。
Let me see. Let me bring up the spec sheet again.
ダックロードになるんですけれども、次のボスは盾と剣を使った強力な。
So console specs on base PS5 1080 is 60 FPS. You can actually achieve higher than 60 FPS on base PS5 1080p. That's with no, hang on. 60 plus FPS on VRR on ray tracing low 1080p. So you can get higher than 60 potentially.
いきなりに進んで灯籠が見えると思うんですけれども、
はい
ここに火をつけると両
はいつけます
で上に登
But yeah, you can get the quality. Yeah, I see what you're saying though. The quality will look like PS5 Pro, just 30. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but you can get the 60 if you want, but obviously it's gonna look a little bit less good quality. I get what you mean now. Yeah.
結構大きいのかな敵
敵大きいですね。
All right, let's just is he gonna be in the snow area the entire time? Yeah, it looks like he is. Okay.
相棒のスタックロードと対面になります。
あいるいるいるいる
座ってます。
Just go to the boss battle real quick. I want to see if the frame drops a little bit at all. This is where we're gonna tell in the movement.
ちょっと待ってくださいはい
Kind of seems like he still has motion blur on still, but I mean the dodging looks pretty clean. It kind of looks like around 40, 50 FPS, not quite 60, but
次だ次。
貯めていただくと攻撃が楽
I'm trying to watch the sword movement. Oh, he died. Get wrecked.
ちょっともう一回。
もう一回
I kind of want to. I'm looking at trying to look at the sword movement, and it definitely looks around like 40, 50, not quite 60, but it's not.
って言って回避
Definitely not 30.
攻撃することができます
I wish he had an FPS meter up here too.
そうなんです赤い時に近づいちゃうとこうやって投げられるんですね
でここで
Yeah, exactly. If you don't really care how the game, yeah, how good it looking is, yeah. As long as the combat's fun, everything's good.
あこれで
No, I'll be playing on PC.
削ったわけですね。
I mean, obviously we're watching base PS5 now, but I'll be playing on PC tomorrow.
はい。
Play on quality mode, don't mind FPS 30. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people aren't gonna mind that.
まあでもよけたよけた。はい。
大丈夫です
Yeah, but how accurate would that be though? Watching a YouTube video on the FPS will it actually give me, you know what I mean?
入りましたね
Oh, it might show FPS. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
攻撃
Where is that? I haven't used that in so long, dude. Stats for nerds.
やばいなんか溜めてる。
I don't see anything like down to the settings. That's all the settings they gave us.
赤いの。
Yeah, I don't see it.
で攻撃をねじ込んで離れる
Okay, we'll go and watch IGN stuff because we've seen decent enough on here already.
はいはい。で
これで
3ゲージ目。
Yeah, probably. Yeah, not available in the video. Yeah.
いや
初見
Should we do gamer ranks? Not. I don't know. I usually don't watch IGN shit like their stuff, but what are you thinking? IGN or gamer ranks? Which one should we end the stream with? Which one? Which one, guys? I mean, we can do both actually. We can go longer if you want. We just keep going. Look at a bunch of them. I'm curious on what both of them said actually. I did. Yeah, I watched his review earlier. Too deep. Yeah. Gamer. Game. Okay, we'll start with gamer ranks then. Yeah. I'm gonna hang on.
And we're back with it.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, guys. Don't go anywhere, and then we'll react to game ranks review, and then we'll head over to IGN and see what they say about it. Because we got some good reviews on Luke Steven already. We saw like we reacted to his content, JorRaptor, and then Fighting Cowboy. We'll watch all three of those, and then we'll end it off with these two. Kind of see what they say. Yeah, I don't like IGN too. That's why I never watched their video, but I kind of want to see how much they dog on the game. You know what I mean? But I'm running to the bathroom. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a minute. All right, guys, we're back. I've not seen base PS5 reviews. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. Someone said it was for PC only, like reviews. We looked at the PS5 footage on, you know, the PlayStation Japan, but that's the only thing we could find so far. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are waiting for that. A lot of people are waiting for that. think once PS6 comes out, this game's gonna be best play of in terms of console for sure. Yeah, 100%. Probably won't get them until tomorrow. Yeah, that's true. You won't get until like the launch day on it, which kind of sucks. But like then again, like sometimes it's better to wait. I knew I was gonna buy the game anyway because I have PC and I know I'm gonna want to play. But like in general, my rule of thumb is like if you're on the fence, like it doesn't hurt to wait an extra day. I know it sucks. It takes a lot longer when you're hyped up, to wait a day, but it'll be worth it, especially $70.
Another
Here we
episode
go.
of Before You Buy. That show where we give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions of the latest games releasing. It's me, Jake Baldino, and today we're talking about Crimson Desert. There's been a lot of hype about this big splashy open world.
Yeah, I saw the
game,
Metascore, yeah.
It's been in development by Korean studio Pearl Abyss for many years now with some incredible.
Yeah, PlayStation Japan was playing earlier, and the boss was 1080p and highly compressed. Yep, yeah, that's what sucks. Dude, it's such a beautiful shot. Like, holy shit, wait. I know this is PC footage, but man, holy fuck. Like, you got some dirty kind of water, like it's not super clean looking, and there's some kind of fog, and dude, holy shit.
Dangerous thing. Now, how is the game actually? Is it actually fun to play? Well, it certainly is. Crimson Desert is inspired clearly by so many other big games,
And
from
duckies.
The Witcher to Skyrim.
Dude, look at that render is crazy. Yeah, what happened to midnight releases? Standing in line at GameStop for hours. I miss those days. Yeah, I miss those days, Josh. Yeah.
To Tears of the Kingdom to even a little Monster Hunter manages to feel like a unique experience. Sometimes it's a weird experience, and I think some types of gamers are just gonna completely be turned off by some of it or just nope out. But ultimately, this feels like a big, ambitious, sometimes goofy, but passionate video game theme park to play around.
Yeah, it looks good.
If you could put up with some BS here and there and are
Yeah, and dude, I miss those midnight releases. Just thinking about it, I miss them. I honestly do. And like they didn't midnight release this one on purpose because like if they midnight release it, then people are gonna do the New Zealand trick and get the game early. You know what I mean?
okay with great gameplay, but not a very compelling story, at least so far, then you'll have a blast in this world, man. Fun combat, rewarding exploration. The game does not hold your hand. It gives you a generous amount of game.
I'm kind of glad that he said that too, because every creator we've watched so far I said the same thing. Does not hold your hand. I love that, dude. That is something I look forward to a lot in games. You know what I mean? I like having that, like, oh, I have to think or I have to learn this myself. Like some hints here and there are nice, but like growing up, I didn't like that kind of gameplay. I hated it. But as I got older, I'm like, okay, I kind of like this, where I have to actually think and strategize or figure out how to do something. Yeah. Bro, you're gonna live in this game for years. Yeah, dude, I am. Too deep. You're not wrong.
And content and just great music.
Yeah, no character customization. Yeah,
really enjoyed my time here. Now, keep in mind,
I'm not huge on character customization, to be honest. I like character customization, but
one of the biggest we've seen in a long time. And
well, like I don't mind it.
Going to be our first.
It's not a game breaker for me.
We've been playing a review copy. And
yeah, King, let's go, dude. Yeah, we had like 350 in here earlier. It's crazy.
The footage you see here only scratches the surface as we keep it to early stuff.
Modern games, too hand holding. Yep.
Now, another disclaimer about
disclaimer
footage here. This is the PC footage. We did not get our hands on console version of the game.
Yeah.
And I've seen
as
a
we
lot of
expected, no console footage on this one.
Quality of console graphics and what players on Xbox Series S, X, PlayStation 5 base, like what they can expect. And so we're not messing around this time. Keep your eyes peeled for that. When the game launches, as soon as it launches, we're going to get to work capturing footage on those other consoles to show you guys. Essentially,
so he's going to be capturing footage on the base stuff too. So this might be a good place to go look at the base footage stuff. Like if you're on the fence on base PS5 and Xbox. During my stream tomorrow, like I could take a little break in the middle, like what I'm playing the game, and I could look up when there's actual PS5 reviews up there for you guys as well, and I could watch them live while we're like taking a break on the game or something.
We're going to do
the game looks stunning. Yeah,
before you buy video, that's going to be a summary of some of what I say here, but with a lot of extra thoughts and lots of gameplay for those console versions.
Exactly.
So you can see for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You don't really need a huge story element when there's this much to do in the game. 100%.
make sure that everything is copacetic, you know?
100%.
Anyway, enough of that. First things first, Crimson Desert drops you into this medieval fantasy world filled with knights, kings, maidens, goblins,
fantasy world,
monsters,
love it.
dragons, and then weirder stuff like some crude robotics and high fantasy technologist stuff. You play as Cliff. He is a warrior of the Greymanes,
The main
one
character,
of many
baby.
factions in this world. And
You are
after
him.
being
You're
killed
him.
by a rival faction, you're revived by an otherworldly force and thrust.
I was right by saying that earlier. So you do get killed, and then you get revived by some kind of weird force, as he's explaining here for the people who are asking what the main story is about, kind of thing.
Back into the world, but with some superpowers. In the early hours of the game, it's up to you to just get your bearings, reunite with your Greymanes, build a camp and a home, and then go out on a bigger adventure. Now, I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off here with a negative, but for me
negative
personally,
area?
the first like 8 hours or so of this game are not good at all.
Really?
It gets much, much better after that. Like, it really picks up. Now, I know hearing that, I know some JRPG fans know what I'm talking about, but
Interesting.
for some people, this might come as a shock. The game just has so many gameplay systems and mechanics that it takes hours to slowly introduce you to all of it. Like, it trickles out.
Okay, that makes more sense. That's what I was talking about earlier, the gameplay mechanics. So that they're going to introduce you with certain move sets and stuff, and then, you know, throughout the entire tutorial kind of thing. Because they're not going to throw you into the game, you know, with everything. But I'm curious, he says it's definitely a slow burner in the beginning. Oh, your subs? Thank you so much. I will not miss the live. Nice stream, by the way. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. Hang on, I'm trying to grab some headache medicine real quick. Ah, too deep. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it, guys. Legends. Oh man, I bought the guides for Scarface, Prima Games. Like the paper guides, like back in the day, like those kind, Josh. I remember buying like the Game Informers with all the guides back then. Yeah, dude, fantasy genre is one of my favorite ever. Yeah. I gotta see how much I gotta read this label on here. I gotta take some headache medicine, guys. 1 second. How many do I take? Oh man. Okay, 2 tablets. Here we go. Oh, that's some migraine medicine. Ugh. I woke up with a freaking migraine earlier. I still have a little bit of it. Adults and children 12 years and over take 2 tablets every 6 hours. Do not more than 8 tablets in 24. Okay. Being responsible, boys. Read the labels. All right, let's go.
And even then, it actually manages to gloss over some things. There's going to be stuff that they don't explain to you. Look, if a game has a lot and it takes a lot of time to explain it all, that could be fine. I guess it's not the game's fault. It's just that the quests they give you here, the things you need to do.
Oh yeah, based on that,
are all
easily
just pretty
100+ hour
boring.
game.
The
Yeah,
has a lot of
100%. Yeah.
Weird, nonsensical moments.
Bro's gonna have a wife and kids inside the game. What you talking about? No, this is gonna be you're gonna be in the game. I'm gonna be living it, boys. Yeah, multi-100-hour game easily. The game is like an exam. You have to revise and memorize. Yeah, exactly. That's great. Yeah,
was cut from the game, or maybe it's just put in place to like annoy you.
That is true. Kingdom Come Deliverance too. Yep, you're 100% right.
Basically, very little, and the game gives you minimal story reasons to really care at the outset. I was nervous, kind of thinking to myself, like, you know, what's the big deal with this game? This seems kind of lame, but I stuck with it, and once this game opens up, it really opens up, and it's a ton of fun.
I mean, the sound quality sounds pretty decent too when he's flashing the metal on metal kind of thing. It sounds decent. Like, it's not like the best I've heard, but I don't think, but it's decent.
Fun,
It's good.
Expressive combat that makes you feel powerful while keeping the game challenging. Loads of variety to it. The ability to play as other characters with their own unique spins, and then you switch to them.
Oh, here we go.
GTA 5
We haven't seen much footage on the other 2 characters, and you guys were asking about that earlier. So here we go.
style. There's base building, crafting, fishing, mining, bounty hunting, mounts, robots, jetpacks.
This currently is
riding
PC.
dragons,
Yeah, we're watching.
weirder and weirder enemies.
The only PlayStation 5 footage we could find is on the PlayStation Japan.
This is a game where the developers,
And unfortunately, no
blew
Xbox
the
footage.
kitchen sink.
We could not find anything.
You could do tons of stuff, and I've talked.
I
about
want to
games
see more.
like this
I want to see
before,
combat
but the
on
difference with a lot of
another
other games
character.
we've
Come on.
mentioned in the past that take this approach here in Crimson Desert. most of it doesn't feel cynical or half-assed or including so much just to check
No problem,
boxes.
no problem, Jade.
Most of the systems here are done right and they feel good and are nicely implemented, down to like chopping a tree down or placing a table in your house, to the feel of a parry or horseback controls. But the biggest thing I think
cat's
is
meowing over
combat.
there.
There's a lot you could do here with it just because the moveset slowly builds over time. You have a block parry.
And what I was
a
talking
light
about
attack,
earlier, your
heavy
moveset
attack.
slowly
You very
build,
quickly
which
get
is
a kind of
amazing.
force push
That-
ability that expands into
keep you
more.
busy
And,
for a lot
you
of
think
hours.
That's it. It sounds
Learning.
pretty simple, but the moveset expands greatly through your magical abilities, but also through a pretty damn solid skill tree with lots of different things to unlock. As much as it's a very hack and slashy style game, there's a surprising amount of like ability combos you can stack on one another and just pull off some really cool shit that makes you feel powerful. The strike of a sword, a parry, all of that feels really good. The way Cliff will rend his sword into someone and pop the sword out with like a little flash of gore and the enemy flying away. It's just satisfying. And again,
like you see when he's cutting through everything and like he starts to kind of hitting the trees around, like the bushes, you see all the leaves and shit like push up and like fly in the air in the direction. I don't know if anyone caught this earlier. When he, not the second tree, but the first tree he striked, he hit the enemy and part of the tree. I mean, it's just a little detail, right? But he scratched the tree. It was a tree that was like, you know, not right here, obviously, but he put like a dent in the tree because obviously you can just chop the trees down, which is pretty sick. Can't wait to kidnap kidnap the animals. Yeah, you can sell them too. I guess you can horse sell. Like you can steal horses and sell them for money. So what I'm seeing in this game, no, sorry, blue. Can't read. Wow. Is what I'm seeing is that if you're on console, the way to go is PS5 Pro. I have an OLED as well. I own both consoles. I mean, yeah, if you already own both consoles, definitely go PS5 Pro, like out of the two. But seeing that Sony wanted this as a 1-year exclusive, maybe optimize for. Yeah, I mean, it'll be better. Obviously, it's going to be better on the Pro. Plus, PSSR 2 is coming out with a launch on this game. So if you have the Pro, I recommend getting it on that.
as the moveset expands, this just gets more and more.
I was actually expecting today, Benny.
Tons of enemies at you.
But probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow.
Wild. If you want to use
I'm assuming
a bow and arrow
tomorrow
to snipe out some guys and stealth around.
Yeah, you heard the inventory is still a problem because there's not much inventory. They'll fix in the future. They already kind of fixed it. I think was it in Cowboys video? I think it was a Cowboys video that we saw that he had 160 slots on his inventory, which previously was like, it was 35 or 60 or something like that. But yeah, still, I think there's still an issue of they need to add like a chest or storage at base camp, which is super easy for them to fix because as Luke said, like you said, Luke, I watched Luke's stuff earlier too. Luke said there's literally a bank where you can go in and put your money in the bank. If there's a bank system where you can store your money, they're going to have to add some kind of storage unit at your base camp for your equipment. You know what I mean?
That's fine. The stealth is a little weak, but at the very least, when you crouch and move around,
I don't know how the weight works. I think it's only on your character, maybe. Like anything in your inventory, because you can carry 160 items. Like there's no way that's gonna all weigh you down. I think it's whatever is equipped to your character, because there's like that left-hand side inventory on your character, like whatever you're physically carrying. I think that might affect your weight, possibly. I don't know if there's an actual weight mechanic. I haven't really heard anyone talk about it, or if they did, I kind of glazed over it.
Adapts to show you enemies' vision cones, which is cool, but you know, typically I would thin the herd a little bit and then go all out with combat. If you're like me, you're going to be playing and you're probably going to end up like unlocking things and then using them a lot, like, you know, getting the ability to throw dudes, eventually getting the ability to like choke slam clothesline dudes,
choke slam people, crazy
magical abilities like a ground pound and just like all kinds of effects you can stack on one another.
Yeah.
So again, combat with a pretty simple, straightforward foundation that gets surprisingly complex. And that's a big part of what I'm saying here is like, you know, when the game really opens up, it gets a lot more fun because you get to just do.
Yeah, the wild one, 100% what you said. Yes. And no problem for the, you know, for research. Like I said, definitely, I'm glad you did your research and found like the channel and stuff. But yeah, the early like the early reviews, like the Metacritic stuff, and they only got in the 70s. A lot of reviewers like that, or forums, or like any kind of like, what do you call it? I can't think of the name tonight. Like reporters and stuff will give low reviews on stuff because, like you said, they kind of rush the game, or they're one-sided on it, one-minded. Like they haven't taken enough time to actually involve themselves in the game and see all the mechanics and get it. The problem with people that like Metacritic and stuff like that, or even IGN, they play the game once and they rush through it, and if they had one bad experience, that's their entire overview on the game is a bad experience. You know how many times I played other games and I went into it the first time, had a bad experience, but it ended up being my favorite game ever because I went back and gave it a second try. You know what I mean?
Do all this wild
Yeah, you're 100%
stuff,
right. The wild
and
one.
how
Yeah.
all these systems, again, starting with small foundations and building upon that.
They're uploading
all
PC
kind of
GPU
lead to
benchmarks, but
fun
not PS5 or
player
Xbox benchmark.
experimentation.
I don't think anyone has any PS5 or Xbox early review copies. I thought there was, but from what I heard from you guys in chat and what we learned tonight, that for the early review copies for today's like embargo lift, I don't think there's any actual console things given out. I think we have to wait till tomorrow for that.
The game's not holding your hand. It's letting you just figure out what you can do, how capable you are just by messing around.
No, you can't use a VPN. It won't work. It's a global launch.
Kind of like figuring out your favorite tricks in, like, you know, Tears of the Kingdom or something like that. The game has a lot of moments
PvP. I
that
mean, there's no
hit the same
multiplayer in the
way.
game.
Not to mention
But
the fact
do you
that,
mean
while
like
Cliff
the
is
actual
very much
combat
a sword
itself?
shield type of guy, you do have some weapon variety there as
Yeah,
well.
so you came midstream. What I was I look for. Yeah, how does it sound as if wait. How does it sound as always as a okay, wow, I can't speak right now. Holy crap, dude. So yeah, you came into midstream, yeah. The outlook so far is really good. I mean, obviously I won't be able to give an actual opinion until I play the game tomorrow, and even then I'll give like an early game opinion. But I won't be able to give a full review until I get plenty of hours in the game. Like plenty of hours, you know what I mean? But yeah, the way it sounds right now from watching actual YouTubers that I trust, it looks way better than what like Metacritic would have said. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
And then switching to other characters to get another different flavor of combat. They don't feel happy.
The $79 edition gives you just some cosmetics and stuff. If you're not really too much into cosmetics, just get the $69 edition. It depends. I mean, like, some people love the cosmetics and stuff like that in games. I mean, if you're the type of person that likes to have that, go ahead. But also keep in mind, there's some Twitch drops that coming out, stuff like that tomorrow. I'm not gonna be on Twitch. I don't stream on Twitch, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, it depends if you're a cosmetic type guy or not.
Fast. They all have their own move sets that are fairly well thought out. As much as Cliff is the one you're going to stick to.
Dude, wait, hang on. I have to pay attention to what he said here. I'll read the chat here. Dude, that was the realest shit I've ever heard. Dude, thank you for the sub, dude. I appreciate it. From a gaming subbing, ASAP. Thank you so much, brother.
Type of guy, you do have some weapon variety there as
not
well.
Multiplayer, no. At least not right now. It's not multiplayer. Single player only.
To get another different flavor of combat. They
okay,
don't feel half-assed. They all have their own movesets that are fairly well thought out. As much as Cliff is the one you're going to stick to,
yeah, Cliff is okay. Main
don't
character.
Feel like an afterthought gameplay-wise, at least from what I have encountered.
Our movesets look sick, dude.
The combat's really strong, but also like the movement, which then encourages.
Okay, he's talking about the other characters. Yeah, that makes sense.
Cliff is great. You have a stamina meter and you can upgrade that slowly over time thanks to that good skill tree I mentioned.
In my opinion, Deluxe is a waste. Yes, I'll tell you to buy the cheaper one, save your money. But it depends. If you're really into those cosmetics, then go ahead and buy it, you know? Yeah.
Earlier, but Cliff also has this like really cool glide ability, and then it's not just a glide ability because you can upgrade that to do a variety of things like rocket forward, and again that relies on your stamina, so the more you upgrade that the better. But riding on horseback is really good because not only can
standard's 100% enough. Yeah, I think it's just cosmetic. Like some people say, because at first when you look at it, it looks like it gives you that armor set, which it might give you that armor set. I don't know if it's an actual armor set with stats or not. But I think it's a trim, to be honest, for what it looks like. It looks like just straight a cosmetic. But regardless, that cosmetic or whatever it is you get is not going to be game-changing.
You engage in combat while on the horse, but the horse has a drift ability.
The drift ability,
and the horse
yeah.
can be upgraded itself. It can also be outfitted with different loot. They really thought of a lot here. Everything has a little subsystem. And in terms of loot and stuff like that, so far I've really enjoyed how it all works, how it all goes down. You visit lots of shopkeepers. There's tons of resources, and getting different loot feels substantial. You get to very quickly outfit Cliff with a lot of interesting stuff, and not only that, you get to upgrade those things over time at a smithy. So if you have
really, that is good to hear, to be honest. So it's very fair to say journalists that post scores in some game stations and post negatively. Yeah, You gotta love games that weed out the hand holders. Exactly, dude. Yeah, because some people will just post shit. They'll just try and shit post for no reason and try to hate a game for no reason. Or like I said, they'll have one bad experience on a game and like that's their entire review. It's just not, in my opinion. If you're gonna give anything a review in general, like in life, you need to give it more than just one singular chance to actually give it a good review. There's too many people out there that are giving reviews on everything that is just either too close-minded or they don't see it for what it is, or they have one bad bug in the game. They're like, "Oh, this game's full of bugs," and it's like, okay, well, you know what I mean? It's not. I've had people like, I understand not playing a buggy game. I've had fun in buggy games, but as long as I can have fun in a game, I enjoy it in a sense. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyways, if you get what I'm saying, you know, it's just I don't know. Some people review shit and just try and shit talk for no reason. Just because something's hard or whatever, you know what I mean?
Sword you really like, you can lean into it for a while by upgrading it. You know, you have your head, your cloak, your armor set, your gauntlets, your feet, and then along with that,
yeah, it's a review in progress. Yeah, it's so big with different mechanics. 100%, dude. Yes.
All these clothing items 100%. For an added little bit of customization. And again, all this loot, all this stuff from like visually to just the feel of it, it all feels substantial enough that I found myself very carried along by it. I was very fixated on getting better stuff. Because the game world is so massive, you're going to want to explore because you're constantly going to be stumbling upon weird stuff. And I found myself very frequently just looking for that.
Just looking for the stuff, yeah.
Just picking stuff up. And
this is what I was talking about earlier when we reacted to Cowboy's video, how he's talking about the abyssal artifacts, the sealed abyssal artifacts you can find in the middle of the road. I told you guys, like, I'm gonna be doing like a main quest and then I'm gonna find a side quest to do, and then within that side quest I'm probably gonna run into an abyssal artifact which is gonna open up an additional challenge to do. So I'm gonna be distracted so much tomorrow. You know what I mean? Never played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and picked it up and loved it. Yeah, I didn't seem to have trouble with the controls and learning. So this is my type of game. I'm intrigued. Yes, I feel like this game does something a lot of games don't do nowadays. This game kind of takes away, quote unquote, what a lot of people are saying, the yellow paint. You know, it doesn't handhold. Steeper learning curve. You have to learn the button combinations and how to fight in the game. How do you deal with all 20 enemies fighting you at once? How do you do these puzzles? It makes you think. Games nowadays do not make you think. They feed you kills, or they baby you, which some people love. That's fine. It's a video game, right? So some people just want to come home and spend 10 minutes on Call of Duty and get a bunch of kills, and that's fine. I'm not shitting on the person for that. I will shit on the game, though, for not being innovative and doing something more, you know, branching out and doing something that other companies and developers don't do. That's why I like the game Armor Forger so much, because of how steep the learning curve is, and it's a milsim game for people who don't know, you know what I mean? And it's very, very intense.
Trying to understand it. That being said, like the loot system and like the inventory system is a little messy. There are some limitations for first couple of hours that are going to really frustrate
you. Yeah, I hope they do a multiplayer in the sense of like GTA multiplayer. Like that'd be fun.
As well as just the way it's organized.
Yeah, some YouTubers aren't even real gamers. Also, that is true. They're the ones that mostly just rant. Exactly. Yes, 100% Colossal. Yep.
On your
see, I'm a gamer first, then a YouTuber second. You know what I mean?
Some
in the
of that
sense,
stuff I wish
I
was
always
a little
game.
Stronger, a little less messy, because some of it can be pretty frustrating. But again, when you're out there and you're looking for stuff, one of the best aspects is also how this ties into faction quest lines and stuff like that. So you get all these missions.
I know, it's still a Wednesday. It's crazy, kick, yeah.
Side stuff, bounties, the main quests, and you know how that.
I know the PS5 Slim died.
A lot
no,
of the town areas have their own special place.
Yeah, exactly. Most games, baby people, they do.
All the goodwill you've earned.
Vapor, how you doing, by the way? Welcome back, dude.
Quests for random citizens. These.
All right, let's look at some of the equipment here. Some kind of horse armor. I'm very curious, like we talked about earlier, what other mounts are in the game? What other mount equipment are in the game? Dude, some of the horse armor looks sick. Like, this is more of a cloth-based horse armor. And I mean, maybe some metal here, but like the rest of it's all cloth, which is insane. We've seen some actual full metal plating. I don't know what am I gonna go for? Am I gonna go for a heavy metal set build, or like something that's all cloth and no headgear, or maybe like a hood? This one kind of has like the cloth here and some metal armor as well. This one looks more just like, obviously it's just a cape, but you get slight differences between this one and this one. I'm just kind of deep diving and just nerding out right now. I'm so excited, bro. You sir need a raise. I appreciate that, dude. Anyways, no, you're absolutely right. I love to explore, adventure, find things out on my own. And it's a shame that some people throw a score out the whack. Yeah, and put people off. Yep. And like it's a bit of an issue on both parts. It's an issue on the people who score, and it's also an issue on the people watching the scores. It's not 100% one person's fault. It's a mix of both, because you think about it, like a two-sided coin. Ugh. Wow, I can't speak. A two-sided coin. You got this Metacritic putting bad reviews on a game. Maybe not bad, but just lower game reviews, right? But then you have the people that are trusting sites like that. So like it's a mix of both. Like you have to. I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but you have to be smart enough to know. Don't look at the source. Don't trust this source here, or form your own opinion kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Special contribution shops are like
graphics card, RTX 4080 is what I have.
their own separate currency. You earn contribution points.
Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming this game tomorrow.
Leveling up these quests and stuff.
The game
like
will be
that.
launching at 6 p.m. I'll be streaming it around 7 or 8 p.m.
From these
It is my grandmother's 90th birthday tomorrow, and we're going over at 5 p.m. Obviously, like I said, the game launches at 6 p.m. So whenever we're done with that party, hopefully I'll be back around 8 p.m. latest, and then I can start streaming it all night, and then all until Friday morning and all weekend.
contribution shops.
Yeah, riding a bear. Yeah, that's gonna be sick.
Entices you to want to pick up those random side quests. You see some little goofy.
No, I won't go to TwitchCon probably this year. No,
you want to help him because it'll contribute to that currency, and then you'll get cooler stuff. So just like a good.
My cat is meowing. It's not food time yet,
encouraging you to
buddy.
do quests, encouraging you to look for loot, and it's great in a world this big. I haven't seen all.
This is not PS5 Pro. No, we can watch some PS5 Pro video if you want after. Or we can go back to Digital Foundry, look at that if you guys want.
As well, that are just insanely.
Oh yeah, World of Warcraft.
The draw distance in this game, and I know I'm playing on a high-end PC, but even still, the draw distance in this game, the distance, the detail you could see far off, is unlike anything I've seen in a game before.
And he just said the draw distance, like it's kind of a blurry shot, but look. Oh, hang on.
When you start walking around and exploring, it really does feel like this kind of next.
Look back over there. Come on, look back over there. I want to see it.
Standpoint, and just the amount.
Show me the draw distance. You're talking about it. Let me see it. No, wait.
I'm playing on a high-end PC, but
can we see it before he starts getting into combat?
But a lot of sub biomes as well that are just insanely detailed.
Actually, there's a little slight pop in right there. Hang on.
Dense. A lot
slight enemy pop in. Wait.
But a lot of sub biomes as
Watch on the right hand side.
That are just
they just kind of popped in.
Detailed.
It was very unnoticeable unless you're looking for it. Interesting. I feel like the pop-in's not going to be an issue if you're not looking for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I came here about 15 minutes from other streams doing the same thing, and some a swarm by meta, and yeah, like to see. I told you this game sucks. I'm sitting here listening to you, the guy in the the guy in bingo, dude. I mean, that's the thing. Some people are just gonna like hate the hate, and like what you just said there about the they're sworn by meta, the Metacritic and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, this game sucks, I told you, haha. They just want to say that I told you type thing, you know what I mean? Yeah.
The draw distance in this game, and I know I'm playing on a high-end PC, but even still, the draw distance in this game, the distance.
Even the distance here is crazy. Like it's not crazy draw, but like it's still a good detail in that distance.
The detail you could see far off is unlike anything I've
There's
seen
29 mounts, Benny. So there's
this game.
I don't know what counts as a mount. I think a mech counts as a mount. I think even boats count as a mount too, like a not a kayak, like a canoe, hot air balloon, a wolf, a bear, a horse, a dragon. That's kind of all we know of so far.
You start walking around and exploring, it really does feel like this kind of next.
I never been to TwitchCon, dude. I always wanted to go though.
And just the amount of stuff.
You will. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it.
You really did ask for it.
Yeah, it's like a power ego thing. It is, yeah. You tend to fall for it, but they're yeah, exactly. But hey, we're men. That's true. We all do at some point. Like I said, even though like maybe you fall for the power ego thing, I fall for the hype train thing, dude. How many games I've overhyped in the past? But like after doing this for a little while, and like learning from it in the past experiences, I've learned to kind of like, yeah, I'm still hyped for the game, but kind of stand back and look at the broader picture. But you're definitely right. You're definitely right though, dude. Some people take the power ego thing way too far. It's okay. It's okay for moderation, though.
And I say that as somebody who is pretty burnt out on open world games. You know, enough. These games are endless. They're massive sometimes, and it's ridiculous. But I was just surprised how well Crimson Desert really strung me along and kept
Game of the Year
for that
contender.
next
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
Part of it is the visuals, like how great it looks, but it's also just how it feels. There's something to how the world feels that just like keeps you in it. While it does feel like a nice technical leap forward, you know, it still has
Josh, you went up from the Power Eagle thing.
Moment controls on the ground can be a little finicky sometimes. Like, you know, when you're just walking around, selecting small objects on the ground to pick.
All right, let's go to his end review here. He should be telling.
I am in it. It
score
is
at the end here.
detailed. I feel like a part of it, but just with no emotional connection whatsoever. But thankfully, again, the way the game encourages exploration, the amount of things you have at your disposal, that has really kept my ass.
Oh, this game has
in the
raptors
seat
in it too, like
playing
dinosaurs.
the
I forgot
game.
about
Again,
that.
there are so many elements in this game, but that I don't even have time to cover it all in one video. So I would definitely say, along with like if you're waiting for console footage, definitely watch some other reviews because I think people are going to.
Yeah, waiting for console footage. That's the biggest thing that's right now. Waiting for
feel
console
pretty
footage.
differently about this one. You really need to drill down and make sure this game is for you, because sometimes it's a little janky, sometimes it's a little weird, sometimes it's a little nonsensical, but it can also be incredibly rewarding. I've seen a lot of people lumping a lot of expectations on this one, and you know, is it worth the hype? I think so far, yeah, it is.
Okay, so he's actually
Depending on
agreeing to the hype.
what you
It's
want
worth it so
from
far.
games, depending on your frustration level with some weird or quirky.
Yeah, frustration. I think a lot of people are gonna be frustrated with the puzzles and some of the mechanics, maybe. Mostly the puzzles, because a lot of people, like I said, are like hand-holding stuff. Yeah. What did they say about the story? They actually mentioned the story in the beginning of this IGN video. Sorry, it's not IGN. This is Gamer Ranks. At the beginning of Gamer Ranks video, they kind of went over the story lately. Yeah. The game's out tomorrow. The game's out tomorrow. I'm already high. Can you tell if I spelled herb wrong? Herb. I said herb. Wow, I said herb. Herb. Wow, goddamn.
Quirky things in games. I think Crimson Desert is really great so far, and I'm definitely going to recommend it to a fair amount of you guys. Again, proving, you know, you do your research and just make sure you know what you're getting into. Hopefully
do your
this helps you
research,
out, though.
exactly.
This is a before you buy. You know how this goes by now. I'll give you some pros, some cons, and a bunch of personal opinions, and now I want to hear yours down in the comments.
Yeah, no problem.
What
We'll
are
be
you
streaming
expecting
tomorrow,
from this game? Do you think this
and
game
yeah.
is going to change the world and change your life? Again, I've seen hype go crazy for this game, but still, ultimately, where's your head at with this one? Is this your cup of tea? Can you already tell this isn't something you're going to be into at all? Either way, let us know what you think about Crimson Desert.
Okay, let's go over to IGN for the last one here. Where was IGN? Right here. I always, dude, I don't know.
Reviews director Tom Marks here.
Never mind. I kind of don't want to watch IGNs. They always, I don't know. Their view is very very one-sided, if you know what I mean. Is there anyone else you guys want me to check out? Do you have full access for the demo? I do not know. I can't play the game, unfortunately. Yeah, we're reacting to the new reviews that came out today, though. I mean, if you guys want me to, I'll watch IGN, but... Oh, IGN to 7? Yeah. We can all work this out together instead of being divided, am I right? You know, yeah, you're right, dude, yeah. Yeah, as long as they pull everything together, and like I specified beforehand, the amount of work that they can do on this game after launch, like the amount of patches that they can put out instantly pretty much over that same week is crazy because they're used to working on a live service game, you know what I mean? So I'm not too worried about like bug being patched. Like they can just patch it real quick. Oh yeah, yes. Digital Foundry. We did watch it yesterday, but I know a couple of you guys wanted to see the PS5 Pro footage again. Wait. Crimson Desert willpower will suck, bro. Why is that on the recommended? Will, bro. Wait. Cause I tried looking up. Yeah. Oh man. No wait. Wait. What am I looking up now? I get confused by the willpowers thing. Oh wow, I can't spell digital right now. Holy shit. I'm baiting myself here. Hang on. There you go. Fucking hell, bro. I can't. You can tell I'm fucking out of it. There we go. We'll look up the PS5 Pro stuff again for the people that want to see it. Why are people typing in will suck? That's so bad, dude. Why is he on the top of the list of it? You're baiting yourself? Yeah, dude, I baited myself out. I didn't know how to spell Digital Foundry. I put DID, bro. I'm so dumb. It's okay. Live on air. Okay, they don't have any new videos up, unfortunately. So we can watch the PS5 deep dive here again.
So
Yeah, this is the pro version, guys. Keep that in mind. Black Myth Wukong didn't do have good reviews, pretty average reviews. Yeah, oh yeah, Black Myth Wukong was amazing. Yeah. No stream in the morning, King. Now. Yeah, King. I won't be streaming in the morning because I'll be sleeping in the morning all day, and then I get up and I'll be on night shift tomorrow, pretty much.
Desert to a colleague. It almost sounds like a fake game that you might have tried to pass.
Yeah, this is with Pisser 1. Yeah, PSSR 1.
Like,
yeah.
I drifted my horse around the fields before stumbling into a giant circus performance, after which I made my way to the hills of the great bug wars between giant metallic insects and gun-toting soldiers before visiting the fortress of the giant robots. After which I took a stroll along the beach before stumbling into a large city where
yeah. So if you're on PS5 Pro, this is with PSSR 1. Meaning tomorrow when the game comes out, it's going to be on PSSR 2, which means it's going to look even better than what you're seeing here. Plus, I'm streaming this right now, so it's going to be looking even better than what you're seeing because this is obviously compressed by YouTube. Bug Hill, dude. Yeah, Bug Hill.
To escape by jumping off.
Yeah, that's where you do see the issues happening. Yep.
Then find myself lost in a rainforest during a storm at night.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this game.
Out into the Crimson Desert itself.
But I'm scared it's gonna be a flop. I don't think it'll be a flop. Like I said, I feel like they're gonna be able to fix anything real quickly.
And there's dragons you can fly around on, and giant bosses like Shadow.
Oh, like an empty world. From what I heard, the world's very full of enemies and explorable things.
And you can swing like Spider-Man, and the combat makes you feel like a medieval John Wick. Like, seriously, I'm not one to normally get excited about open world games.
Oh, if you like Skyrim, yeah, you're probably gonna love this game, yeah.
No, but
honestly,
Crimson Desert is crazy and ambitious in a way
this
I
all
quickly
PS5.
became
It's crazy.
with. I just wanted to see what was over the next hill. It really brought back that thrill of exploration. But all this ambition does not come for free, and nearly all of the promotional footage leading up to launch has focused on the PC version, which looks obscenely good, leaving people to wonder, did they hide the console version?
100% gonna be epic, dude.
Actually any good? Well, DF friends, wonder no more.
Here we go.
Everything you've been seeing here today thus far has been captured from the console version of the game, and today we'll be exploring that experience.
PS5 Pro.
For
there
this
it is.
initial video, however,
on the console.
A word of caution. We've only had access to the PlayStation
like I said,
5 Pro version thus far.
Yeah, PS5 Pro version. This is on PS5 Pro, guys. And like I said, this is PSSR 1. PSSR 1 or 2 comes out with the launch, so it's gonna look even sharper and better than this.
Not the other consoles are incoming soon.
And see, this is also the issue with the Japan video we watched. It was, like I said, we said it before plenty of times. It was uploaded in 1080p, compressed like heavy. So you can't compare like that video to like this one. I really want to see a Digital Foundry video on base PS5 at 4K or at least 1440p to see how it looks. You know what I mean?
And we'll tackle them in due time. For now, though, let's
I am too, dude.
dive in.
I don't have a PS5, but I'm curious on what the Pisser 2 looks like. I love how everyone calls that Pisser. The Pisser 2. The PSSR Pisser. Yep, exactly. Yeah, journalists hate it because the game doesn't hold your hand.
Looking for a
and they rush through it all too.
Display, MSI has a sales and more deals.
I know we watched this game earlier. I mean this video yesterday. But we're gonna watch it again just for people who aren't here.
An exciting moment for us at
and I want to compare it to PC as well.
In a landscape where Unreal Engine has become the default and where its strengths and weaknesses are now largely predictable.
Oh yeah, dude. On my monitor, it looks even better than what you're seeing probably on your. You know what I mean?
Their black space
like what you're seeing on the stream
delivers results that are nothing short of remarkable. Yeah, there's some jank to contend with, of course, and we'll get to that. But the overall impression it leaves is striking. From performance to crowd behavior, animation.
See the crowd, the NPC behavior. I'm curious on. It looks really good. How they all run away and
on
real life
PS5
pattern.
Here, you actually don't lose that much. For starters, the game's ray tracing features are fully present.
Like this just looks stupid good. Like
on the Pro.
What more can I say? It just looks fucking good, dude. Even for Pro.
In our PC preview, the per pixel solution, yeah, it's enabled here.
Like even seeing just all the little snow parts like on whenever there's a flat surface where snow would gather in real life, like that little detail just makes the mountain look so much more like realistic. You know what I mean? Because like imagine taking away all the little snow bits on this mountain. You know how worse the mountain would look without the shadowing and the lighting.
This gives the game a fully dynamic, ray traced driven lighting system. Sunlight pouring.
Shit, we can watch the same shit all night. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Creating dramatic believable scenes, and it's all
Yep,
done
black space.
fully dynamically.
I almost
The
said black
same is true
space.
of local lights,
Black
which
space
produce
engine. Yeah,
really
yeah.
impressive results.
Yep, it's
You
their
have a
own brand new
lantern in
engine
your
for the game.
inventory, for instance, which you can pull out at any time.
I do not have PS5,
And
so no, I
the
can't
light
play the
from your
base menu,
lantern
unfortunately.
produces ultra dramatic scenes, especially at night where
Yeah, upgraded
light
version.
is
Yeah,
scarce.
Black Desert engine. Yeah.
Scenes like this are particularly impressive. This battle here has lights being generated by the enemies that you're fighting, and all of it is fully real time with shadows and lights.
All right, I'm gonna let it
dancing
play for a minute. I'm gonna
realistically
go feed the
across
cats real
terrain.
quick. I'm just gonna let it
Makes
run.
the
I'll be right
battle
back.
feel so dynamic. The lighting has a distinctive quality that makes the world feel more convincing than most current-gen games. The bright blue skies stand out immediately, and the environment around your character shows clear atmospheric light scattering. The real-time time of day system also pays off. Days and nights last longer than you usually see in games, and nighttime is genuinely dark, closer to something like, say, Dragon's Dogma, but with stronger, more consistent ray-traced lighting. Ray tracing is enabled across all 3 modes, by the way. Yes, there are 3
All
modes.
right, I'm back.
So the overall lighting
hang on.
quality
Perfect,
remains
perfect. Perfect time to pause it. There we go. Perfect time to pause it. Yeah, you play on the base PS5. Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to see the actual base PS5 footage, like a good render of it, you know? Oh, man. I wonder if it's going to make the Pro sound like a choo-choo. What do you mean? Oh, you mean like the... Okay, yeah, like it overheating or just like kick it on high fan. You're saving my Pro from GTA in November, but I think it's going to end up... Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely. This game will definitely test its strength. That's for sure. Even my PC, dude. If I put it in cinematic mode, it's gonna test it to the limit. 100%. No demo for GTA. No, they're not very transparent. Rockstar's never transparent on that stuff. I know, dude. I wish there was a demo in this game that we could have played, but like, that's quality mode, optimization mode. Which honestly, the pictures side by side, lowest and highest. There's some okay, so I can see some detailing on that rock here. The shadowing's still good. Like it's both look really decent for shadowing though. Like, I mean, there's a little details here and there, and the grass look different, but it's like it depends if you really want to get that 60 FPS or not.
packed and consistent regardless of how you play. The only
I'd
drawback
rather play
here
Forspoken.
is
I mean,
that
fair
the
enough.
Noiser occasionally struggles. in
Hey, you
more
got Pisser
extreme
too. Let's go.
cases. It's not as
Jacob, I will buy this game, but I'll be watching you play it first. Okay, so I'll know if I'm getting hustled. I've been scorned before. Fair enough, Jacob. Fair enough, dude.
spectacularly as Resident Evil Requiem, but it's definitely still
Hello,
noticeable.
welcome in.
In particular, I noticed
Lights out, thank you for the sub, I
streaking and
appreciate it.
noise in areas of high contrast. Even so, lighting is a major pillar of the game's visual identity.
Boycotting for your
and works
money back, oh
beautifully
no.
Overall. I'll be curious to see how the game looks without ray tracing, though, because it seems like the Xbox Series S version.
Yeah, I'm not losing my shit. Yeah, dude, it's gonna go crazy tomorrow on stream.
Really great
I'm not currently playing the game now. We've been just watching the So we looked at who did we watch first? We watched Luke Stevens first, then JorRaptor, and then we watched Cowboy after that, and then we watched Gamer Ranks, and then now we're watching Digital Foundry. We watched all the early review footage kind of earlier and just kind of looked over it, and we also saw the base PS5 footage that was on Japan's PlayStation thing.
For instance, particle shadows. Smoke plumes cast real dynamic shadows that you can observe as you move around. You can see that here if we look at
no, they don't have cinematic. No, only PC has cinematic mode.
Turn the camera around.
Yeah, tomorrow's a big
you
day,
actually
dude.
see
Yeah.
the shadows from the emanating
I don't think any of the
smoke.
consoles have
Very
cinematic
cool.
mode on it.
And attacks from above actually do the same. It's a subtle feature.
Oh, you buy that
that's
Pro on
something
TV
I've
next
often
year.
thought about, but it really adds a surprising amount of
It gets
depth when
expensive, dude.
hits.
Yeah,
Ray
performance
traced
balance quality.
reflections
Yeah.
are also something I noticed. With so much water and other reflective surfaces, it's
Yeah, I know. It is the best selling on Steam right now globally, and then IGN gave it a 6 out of 10. It's crazy.
impressive that every mode on PS5 Pro actually includes them. The system manages to.
I mean, that's
blend
false.
ray
Luke Stevens
trace
definitely has an
reflections
original thought.
with
He definitely does.
SSR and signed distance fields for distant geometry. This is
Do you think all these early reviews from these tubers are legit or tag paid off? I did hear some testers had to wait till tomorrow because they would get. Oh, okay, interesting. I don't think so because no, even Cowboy's review earlier, he was actually I wouldn't say shitting on the game, but he was saying like the actual bad sides of the game. So I wouldn't say like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I wouldn't say like I wouldn't go as far as that. I just think some of the YouTubers that are reviewing it are being safe in a way, meaning like that they don't want to like make the company mad at them. You know what I mean? But it's like obviously like JorRaptor, Luke, and then Cowboy. They all like dunked on the game in aspects where there was bad. You know what I mean? But yeah, you will definitely get some YouTubers that are like, oh man, like if you see a bug, they're like, oh that's fine, like it's fine. Or like they see an issue that's a really game breaking issue, and they're like, ah, it's okay, don't worry about it. But it's like, I talked about this earlier. For me personally, bugs don't bother me, but I'll definitely point them out. But like, the videos we watched earlier, I don't think are very much like they don't really care if they shit on the game much because they're just gonna give their honest opinion. And that's the best way to look at reviews. Like when you look at I'm not game ranks, Metacritic and shit like that, and IGN, they follow the crowd essentially. That's it.
One area where I noticed a little bit of a difference in the performance mode, though. The BVH tightens up around the camera, reducing the overall reflection radius. The results still look excellent, but it relies more heavily on the fallback solution.
The cons, they were just talking about like the bugs and stuff, and then I think Cowboy was showing off kind of like a game breaking bug where like he was up in the sky area, like the doing a puzzle, and he got blown off the edge. He teleported back up, and all the fans were shut off, so he couldn't really complete the puzzle. So it was an issue. He showcased it all and stuff. So
still, it looks excellent, and the water
obviously paid
itself
off.
is
Yeah, okay.
kind of a standout. Now, I discussed this with Alex in our initial PC preview, but the way the wave system works is super cool.
Yeah, lack of handholding. A lot of journalists are gonna hate the lack of handholding because they need to be babied all the time. And so because of that, they're going to give a bad review to the game.
Around rocks, for
and they rush through it too. You can't rush a game for review, honestly.
Naturally. Wet surfaces pick up a specular sheen, and characters themselves even generate ripples.
I mean, I wouldn't say they have anything against gamers specifically for IGN. They just rush games, or like I said earlier, they have one bad experience in the game and they rate that game bad because of that one experience. You can't go into a game with one experience and say, oh, this is how it's going to be. Like, it does suck having a bad experience in a game. It does. But you can't rate an entire game that's a multi-100-hour game
that interact
off of one experience.
Environment and
it's not how you do it.
When you climb into the mountains, you'll see water sort of streaming down the mountainside, right?
I always say, wait until the game is in your hands and get plenty of hours on to do a review on the game.
Impressive. But crucially, the water also looks great at scale. When standing on a mountain looking out across the ocean, for instance, it's still convincing and beautiful.
Yeah, there are gladers out tonight. There's gladers and haters. There's both. Yeah, I mean, I've said it multiple times today. I can't give a full game review on it until I actually get the game in my hands in many hours. You guys know you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to hype a game, but like there's a lot of streamers out there tonight that are either hating on the game, saying, oh, I told you, Metacritic said 777 or something like that, so I told you it was gonna be bad. Haha. And there's also people out there saying like, oh, this is, there's never going to be a problem in the game. There's no bugs in the game ever. There's, this game's the best in the world, blah, blah. Like, it's okay to be hyped, but like, until you get the game in your hand, you know what I mean? You can't really say how it is and get plenty of hours on it. Same thing with the PS5 footage. I said it plenty of times tonight. I'll say it again. We seen 1080p compressed video on YouTube and see what it looks like. It does look pixelated. But there's no way to tell how good it looks until either someone uploads it in 4K, good quality, or you get the game in your hands and try it. So if you're on the fence of buying this game for PS5 or anything in general, wait until either all the reviews come out or you actually get the game yourself and like actually try it. It's kind of hard to tell.
Beautiful. I also love how they simulate.
Yeah, to me it looks good. The game looks beautiful.
Through the surface of the water, like standing in deep water here with your lantern.
Marathon? I didn't even cover Marathon, dude.
It's just beautiful throughout this game and a real visual highlight. The way they're able to scale from nearby ripples to a full ocean is very impressive.
To me, Marathon looked bad, but like that's just my opinion. Graphically, I didn't like the looks of it, but it could be a good game. I never played it. Marathon's actually fire. I mean, yeah, like if you end up liking the game, that's the thing. I said this also. A game can look bad, but then you can get into the game and have a lot of fun. You know how many games I looked at and they look absolutely trash on a reviewer's thing or something like that, and I went to go play that, and it was my favorite game ever. Too many people either hate the hate or like glaze the glaze. You know what I mean? Like, I try and just give my opinion on what I see in front of me or from personal experience.
And this idea of scale is kind of what surprised me the most.
Sorry, heading to sleep. No problem, dude. Have a good one. Thank you so much for stopping in, and hopefully catch you tomorrow on the stream.
Ridiculous near-field detail at a huge scale.
Yeah. What matters is if you like it or not. Exactly. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. There can be an absolute trash game that everyone in the world, 99% of the people in the world can hate, but you can like it. Don't let somebody tell you if a game is good, like in a sense of, if you go into a game and you like it, don't let someone else sway that opinion to the point where you're going to hate the game because someone hated it. Don't let it be an echo chamber in the sense of that. You know what I mean? Don't, like, let's go an example. I like GTA 5. I love that game. It's super fun. I play it with my brother. We always have fun. That game is so old, yes. You know how people tried telling me, oh, that game's ass, or even Armor Forge, or oh, Armor is such a bad game. It's like, you can say whatever you want. Like, I'm still enjoying this game, and I'm not going to let your opinion sway how I feel about this. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have your own opinions in a sense.
Stop,
you know what I mean?
Look around, right? Every scene is packed with this fun.
Yeah, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Yes, yeah, exactly, dude. Looked like shit, but had a great depth story. Exactly, dude. Yeah.
And all that foliage is affected by weather conditions.
This game is definitely not woke, dude.
In the wind. When a storm starts to wind up, the trees whip around violently around you. But beyond that, they also react directly to the player.
Yeah, you can tell that tubers who are actually normal people. Not money hungry, not clout chasing. Yeah, exactly. Just gives the game an honest response. I respect that. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's honestly what I do to, whenever I stream whatever game it is. That's just got to be real. Got to be honest. There's no point. I don't have time or any reason to put a fake face on for something. Like, not even for a game. You know what I mean? Like, I can't stand that shit.
Perception of detail. Shadowing distant trees has such a positive impact on the overall visual design. And
I have 0 hours in the game. I have not played the game yet, unfortunately. That's why I can't give an honest opinion on it. I can only give an opinion off of what I see on these reviews.
Something that
it looks good, the hype is there. I have a feeling I'm gonna have fun, but I can't say, oh, I'm gonna recommend this everywhere. You know what I mean?
Can also be said of the surfaces and textures throughout the game. These guys went wild with displacement mapping. It's not a new technique, obviously, but
oh, you're talking about Marathon. Okay, I thought you were talking about this game.
What do I mean? Yeah. Well, essentially, just look at the ground here. This allows the developers to simulate depth within a
thank you for sub. I appreciate it.
Surface,
these type of games are more my speed. Yeah.
Leveraging more geometry. As a result,
what he was just saying here actually is I love how there's almost no flat surfaces. What he was just talking about. Actually, I know I was kind of ranting over it, but
obviously, but it's everywhere.
Like, this is a PS5 Pro, and look how much detail there is, like, in here. Like I said, I already know people are gonna be like, oh, you're glazing the game right now. No, this is just factual, what I'm seeing. Like, this is dirt in between all this for a PS5 Pro, and this is on PSSR 1, guys. PSSR 2 should be looking better.
What do I mean? Well, essentially, just look at the ground here. This allows the developers to simulate depth within a texture, lending that surface increased perceived detail without leveraging more geometry.
Thank you so much, Raidinator.
As a result, I've
been rocking out with Brad recently. That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
Any other surface in the game is just exploding with visual detail like this. There are virtually no...
That's true, because most games would cheap out and make this wall into a 4-brick style wall, or like, not 4-brick, but you know what I mean, like a brick style wall, where it's just flat cut out, you know what I mean? Like, it's just cool how you can see the shadowing and stuff, even on a console. Like, that's just
flat surface.
Looks good, and it tells you how like GTA 6 is gonna look too.
You
know what I mean?
Technique executed at scale quite like this.
I pre-ordered, nice, dude.
Adds a lot to the
I think the game's gonna be good. Yeah, I do.
But there is one.
But I'll have to give my opinion tomorrow on it. You know what I mean? My full opinion.
Visual bugs.
Yeah, you can't fake facts.
Something I noticed,
exactly.
Especially in that first town, stuff like this, for instance, right? The larger issue can be seen when you.
This is what I heard. Now, obviously, this is PSSR 1, guys. So I'm hoping PSSR 2 fixes this for you console people, because console, I mean, this issue's been on consoles before, and I've had this issue on my Xbox with other games. It's very not noticeable, and it was games years and years ago. I used to be a console person. I loved console. But this is PSSR 1. Watch the line here. It's flickering.
Areas where the
look at it.
Sort of
it's jittering.
From the
I've seen this in other games before.
Edges. There's sometimes flicker and pixelation.
But I'm hoping that with that PSR too, it fixes it.
Rock walls, trees, and various other edges, just like that. It's worth mentioning though that
it'll probably look similar. Well,
the
Series X is a lot more powerful than the base PS5. Well, I won't say a lot, but it is more powerful than the base PS5. It'll look better than the base PS5, I believe. But I don't know if it'll look as good as the Pro. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's no footage out at the moment, unfortunately. I tried looking today and couldn't find any.
First started the game.
The fact that I got you to pre-order already said for yourself, yeah, that's true.
Forget about it. The overall majesty of the visuals kind of takes over.
Yeah, it'll either be fixed or not
Either
noticeable.
Way, it's cool to see such a great technique return here. There's more to discuss in the visual side, but honestly, for now, I feel like it might be a good time to talk about the specifics around the PS5 Pro version of the game. After all, a lot of people are wondering just how it runs, and while you might have a good idea about it, there is more to discuss. So as
there's slight pop in here. Watch, guys.
After all, a lot of people are wondering just how it runs.
Barely enough. Let me try and slow it down, actually.
After all,
I'm going to slow that down. I noticed it barely, but a slight pop in on the, not the mountain itself, but the details on the rocks. Slightly. What am I looking for? Playback speed. Let's go 50%.
After all,
watch right here.
A lot of people are wondering just how it runs.
It pops in slightly on the rocks, slightly.
You might have a good idea.
I should have probably muted that so you didn't hear him talking in half speed, but you get what I'm saying. The slight pop, the overall, you're not gonna really notice it unless you're looking for it, right? Like I think a lot of things in the game that might be issues for some people are not gonna be issues for most because there's gonna be so much stuff going on. You're not gonna see that. Like I said, I was kind of looking for it, so that's why I found it. It's just like anything else. If you're looking for trouble or you're looking for an issue, you're gonna find an issue.
Yeah, by now,
if you're not looking for one, you're not gonna find it.
So as the spec sheet released by Pearl Abyss notes, there are 3 modes on most consoles.
Okay, yeah, there's all the modes for you guys. I used to be PC till I got married. Hard to explain why graphics card itself wanted to call. Yeah, dude, graphics cards are so expensive, bro. So expensive. See, but things like that are useless. You're actually looking for it. Yeah, nitpicking is not gonna. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You're only gonna look at you're only gonna find certain things if you're looking for it. When you're actually playing the game and like I said, I played games that were super buggy and super unoptimized. But it's like once you get into the flow of the game, I didn't even notice it. Oh, you can barely hear the guy in the background. Just a heads up. I'm sorry. He was just jibber jabbing anyway. That's fine. I turned it up a little bit for you guys.
Including PS5 Pro, optimal, which is the performance mode, balanced, and quality. This translates to internal resolutions of 1080p, 1440p, and 4K respectively, and our counts confirm this to be the case. Where it differs from the user experience you might have, however,
yeah, thank you, Jacob, for that
build we had access to.
I want to make sure his voice is lower than mine, but I didn't want it to be too low so no one could hear it.
Running with the original PSSR, as opposed to what we have.
I'm not in the game right now. We're watching reviews on it right now, Nick.
Affectionately called PSSR.
The game comes out tomorrow.
Thus, image quality wasn't great. Apparently, PSSR 2 is planned for launch.
Can you imagine your guy drank too much? Yeah.
I can't really judge image quality yet.
Ooh, 800 hours of soccer too.
Usual
Nice.
PSSR artifacts are indeed visible, with smearing around foliage and some ray tracing noise being the most obvious.
Yeah,
it'll be
you can see it right here too.
To see how
the noisiness, how is it?
The upgraded PSSR
it looks all flickery.
But the real reason to use the various performance modes actually stems
let's
from
go.
In Crimson Desert.
The tale of my travels. Let's go. Let's skip ahead of here.
With the performance situation firmly established on PS5 Pro,
no more. It looks good. Too good to be true. Exactly. Yeah.
To see how it stacks up there. But regardless, there are a few other cool things I wanted to talk about that caught my eye while playing this game. And to do that, I want to take you on a small journey.
Here we go, adventure time,
early
boys.
on, I made the decision to test the open world, not knowing what was in store for me, nor how large the game world really was. So I set a waypoint just out in the middle of nowhere to sort of.
I love the little adventure he does here.
And I just went. It started smoothly enough. Riding across these gorgeous fields on my horse, I marveled at the realistic.
So you can see Poppin here on the
sky
roof here.
Atmospheric light scattering. It
There you go,
felt so
Poppin.
realistic and impressive.
Like I said, I'm looking for it, so I know where it
appreciated
is.
the sheer
If you're not looking for it, you probably wouldn't
density
notice
of
it.
the environment around me, the grass blades swaying in the wind, the trees, the foliage.
Okay, the balance is
interactions
good
with
now,
the
Jacob.
horse,
Okay.
The way every
Thank you.
hoof matches the terrain. Yeah, there's definitely some visible LOD popping along the way, which I don't love, but given the scale
It comes out
and
tomorrow,
performance,
Earl.
it's understandable. Eventually, I reached this lengthy wall running across the terrain and decided to ride full speed.
This is all on
towards the
PS5 Pro
scaffolding,
footage right now.
and was surprised at how seamlessly you could leap off your horse and grab onto the structure. Very cool stuff. Of course, it was seemingly for nothing as my horse was able to just walk right through here on the bottom when I called him. Oh well. So I continue.
Yeah,
And my
environmental
next
destruction right
idea
here.
was to
Just
sort of
slight, but
wreak
it's kind of
havoc
cool.
in a nearby field to test the game's physics and performance. That's where I discovered horse drifting, where you
The
can
horse drifting,
essentially
yeah.
sharply spin the
Oh,
horse around
man.
in circles in a way that feels awesome. Impressively, most smaller
No, it's still the
objects in
18th. It comes out the
environment can be
19th for me. Depends on where you live. It comes out the 20th, but for me, it comes out March 19th at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's 10 p.m. right now where I am on the
down
18th.
or destroyed by simply ramming.
The
into
reviews
them,
come out
making
today
this a
though,
lot of
like
fun.
the actual reviews. That's what we
There
watched
is a
earlier.
small delay when destroying physics-based items, but still, it feels really great. I then rode towards a small nearby village and attempted to knock down these things as well, only to mistakenly reveal an enemy that was just hiding in the middle. Then suddenly, from off-screen, a giant guard leaped into action and eliminated him immediately. Whoa. With that, though, I decided to continue forward, looking for anything interesting, and it's here that I noticed the somewhat noisy ray-traced lighting visible along the foliage.
So it might not be
here.
easy to
And
see, but
that
left hand
reminded
side,
me
you see
that we're
like
looking
it's
at the original
flickering.
PSSR. We'll be
Yeah.
very
Well, he was just
curious
saying because of the PSSR 1. This is all on PSSR 1, so that number 2 should
see
fix that
how
issue.
This looks with the upgraded PSSR at launch. But moving forward,
It's a good thing I work
decided it was time
from
to play
home.
around
Wouldn't get
with
any
some
work done
guards,
tomorrow.
just
Yeah,
to sort of
that's
test
true.
The AI, right? The results
man.
I thought were interesting. So
All right,
after
we'll
angering
skip forward.
them,
I want to see
I
the
ran away. Mechanical insects, airships, balloons, orcs.
Yeah, I want to go to this part
city
here.
built upon a
This looks so
mountain,
good, dude.
which looked wholly unlike anything else I'd seen in the game yet. The sheer level of detail, the pipes, and the ornate structures really impressed.
Actually, hang on.
But
I'm looking for it
city
now.
built
Watch
upon
the
a
wall here.
mountain,
There's some popping here
which
on the
looked
wall.
wholly
On the
unlike anything else I'd seen in the game yet. The
foliage.
sheer level of detail, the pipes, and the
It's
ornate
slight
structures
popping, but
really
it's
impressed.
very subtle,
But
very slow
it was time to
popping.
continue.
Like it's not all at
And
once.
as
It's
night
little by
fell,
little.
I noticed a city in the distance, and that city seemed to be illuminated by electric lights.
Yeah, I know
Sure
East Coast
enough,
guy. Let's go,
it
dude.
was.
I gotta
This
get
sort
going.
of
No problem, adult, and I'll
farmland
catch you tomorrow
was
for the
just
stream.
spread
Go
out
Pisser
across
too,
the
yeah.
terrain. At first, we thought it was
The Wild One, thank you so much for stopping. I appreciate it. I'll catch you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be streaming around 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern time, or our time, I should say. East Coast guy, yeah, let's go. I'll be streaming all night into the next morning, so I can't wait for that.
Nazca lines, but it's actually an electric farm of some sorts. Very strange.
Can you throw
Very
animals at
different
enemies?
mood
I
as
don't.
well.
Maybe if they're small enough,
The
yeah.
HDR in the
Throw
scene,
like
by the way, was
a
very
squirrel.
impactful.
No,
I love both the
like a
lights
sheep.
with the
Like
strong
throw some sheep at
highlight,
somebody.
as well as the beautiful
know.
night
I'm not
sky
sure.
with its gorgeous volumetric cloud system. So I continued climbing the mountain in the darkness.
Oh, popping's way worse than Unreal Engine. Yeah, look at Ark Survival Ascended. The popping was horrible in that game. You know what I mean? Like that's why, like, I feel like you're only gonna notice the popping if you're looking for it. Like I said,
With
it's not.
just my
It's not as
torch
bad as a lot of
flailing
people say it
around.
is. Like it's
Night is
not
really
perfect.
dark in this
You-
game, and it makes
you can't. There's no. It's impossible to eliminate popping completely because that means you'd have to have the world all rendered in all the time. That's impossible. There's no way that's happening with a map this size. So there's always gonna be popping, but I feel like it's a lot better on this game than like Unreal
navigation
Engine.
more treacherous. I ended up exploring the cliffs, engaging a few foes, before eventually finding this view, which is just awesome.
Throw angry squirrels at
Rather
enemies.
than diving
Yeah.
in, though, I decided
Imagine playing Unka, the big orc, and you just have like a belt full of squirrels. You just have them in like a sack on your belt, and you just dual wielding squirrels, just chucking them at somebody.
to take a left turn of sorts.
Oh,
and
man.
Make my way down to the shore to check out the water.
I want to see the
and
rainforest part
take in the view.
or the tropic area.
The
Hang on.
water was beautiful. Of course, I was ready to capture the scene. It really feels like you're standing at the edge of the world.
I think it's after
But
this.
of course, you're not. So I kept moving. This time walking down the beach.
Here.
It feels very gratifying.
After he's climbing this. I just like how it says tropical. This reminds me of Ark actually right here.
And waiting for me up here,
tropics,
turned out to be a rainforest. And the mood shifted greatly.
Yeah, that rain looks so good.
Not just a rainforest, it actually started to rain.
I like how it actually like hurts your visibility.
Lights up the droplets around you in a beautiful fashion as the area around your character is battered by the storm. Other lighting effects like this random blue glow from something produces dramatic results.
I wonder if that's a abyssal artifact.
What I loved about this sequence in the
That's what Cowboy was talking about, how you can find them randomly.
The fog and rain combined with the thickness of the trees really limits your view. It really feels isolated, as if you were actually exploring a deep jungle. Along the way, I navigated rapids, appreciated the Crimson Desert itself. From the opening village to the top of this mountain here, it took me.
That's crazy. The trees are still rendered over there, dude. That's insane.
So
it's kind of disgusting,
to
be honest.
You get it by now. The amount of variety on display here is outstanding. Up the side of.
There we go. We'll end it on this shot here. So, what do you guys think? This is gonna be the last video we're gonna be doing or reacting to, because we watched plenty of videos today, almost 4 hours long. I mean, normally my streams are a lot longer than 4 hours, but because of reactions, yeah, I'm actually kind of glad we got 4 hours worth. I mean, a lot of you guys came through, you know, hung out and stuff. I appreciate everyone's support. Also, thank you for the donations and stuff from the memberships earlier. We're almost at 300 gifted members for this month. Absolutely insane. I'm very transparent on that stuff, you know that, guys. And like, we had 22,500 people come in here to the stream, which is insane. So I want to thank everybody, and I cannot wait for tomorrow to see how the game is. I mean, we'll like I said, we'll break her in and see how it plays. We'll fool around with some of the settings on PC, see the quality differences, see how the gameplay flows. We're gonna have plenty of hours to play this game tomorrow. I feel like this looks more real than the MMOs, RPGs. There is several hundred characters in a raid. Yes, you know, that's why I'm kind of glad they went with single player. Like, it's a better way, in my opinion, to start with single player and maybe introduce multiplayer. Maybe not like a big MMO style, but like introduce like GTA lobbies, or maybe have like 3 other characters to play. Maybe it's like a 4-player multiplayer. I don't know, but I'm glad. I've been waiting for a good single player game to come out for a long time. Yeah, it's go now. I have to wake up early tomorrow. No problem, Benny. Like I said, we're gonna be ending the stream here. Yeah, I appreciate everyone coming in and hanging out. Hoppin' Frog, what's going on, dude? Yeah, we're ending the stream. We looked up a bunch of footage today. Reacted to one. I can't speak. Wow, I'm tripping over my words, bro. I'm speaking too quickly. We reacted to a bunch of content today on Crimson Desert. Tomorrow, in 24 hours, less than 24 hours, we'll be streaming this live, playing it all night. We might even stay up for more. The stream might be a 12-hour stream, 20-hour stream. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll see. I'm glad I caught this even at the tail end. First time viewer. Hey, well, welcome in for first time viewer, honey. Thank you so much. But you got my sub. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like I said, we'll be playing the game tomorrow, but also at some point in time tomorrow, I'll be pausing the game and I'll be looking up some content for you guys that still haven't bought the game. Like PS5, base PS5 footage and Xbox footage should be out tomorrow when the game launches. Meaning I'm going to pause the game tomorrow at some point and look up that video reviews. That way, you know, maybe you guys can decide if you want to get the game or not, if it's worth it on the consoles. I don't know, you know. So we're going to be doing a lot of that. This is on Pro footage for anyone coming in here. We're watching the PS5 Pro. We still don't know what it looks like on Xbox Series S and X or base PS5 high rendered. Yeah. We all woke up hoping this is Game of the Year type. I still think it could be. It depends. Like I said, I can't get a full review on it yet, but yeah, have a good one, Jacob. Thank you so much for stopping in, brother. Hi, sub too. Thank you, guys. What time is your live stream of the launch? I won't be there right for launch. Launch is 6 p.m. Eastern time. I won't be on until 7 or 8 at night, so like 2 hours late. Because like I said, I have my grandmother's 90th birthday, which I'll be, you know, going over there, hanging out for a while. So I'm hoping I get back by 8 p.m. latest, so I'll be like 2 hours late. And then, so yeah, like 8 p.m. Eastern. So like 22 hours from now, I'll be on. And I'll be streaming all at night, so all Thursday night into Friday morning, and then all Friday. And then I'll go back to bed, get myself back on a day schedule. My normal streams start early morning. Like I normally start anywhere from 1 a.m. till Sometimes I don't start until 6 a.m. But usually I stream in the morning time on the Eastern Coast. And I usually stream until like afternoon, noontime, whatever kind of thing. I'll be streaming all weekend, all next week, because I full-time stream, so I'll be on this game quite a bit, especially if we're pulling in good numbers again, like getting a lot of participation, and if we're having fun in the game. That's the biggest thing. Obviously, if it tanks or whatever, then we'll have to go back to Arma, which is not an issue, but the hype around this channel, not only the channel, but the hype around the game and the channel, you guys have been supporting like crazy. So yeah, I think we're going to be playing this all weekend, honestly, and I'm excited. We're going to go on a journey together. Okay, enough of me jabbing my gums, chit-chatting here. Thank you all for stopping. I appreciate it. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all next time, which is tomorrow. Peace out, y'all.